No, I'm serious.
Good Christ.
You got that mic muted, Cal?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, Lord. I think we're live.
Mic test. Oh, are we?
Yeah. Why didn't you mic test before?
I don't know. Oh, we're live. Okay. All right. Hello, everyone. It's Dylan from Yu-Gi-Oh! Everything, and welcome back to another episode of Talking Yu-Gi-Oh! Crazy 8's, a special episode titled Never Looking Back.
No.
Always looking back.
There we
Because,
go.
ladies and gentlemen, we are always looking back, and we are never looking back simultaneously. But in today's episode, for the purpose of today's podcast, we are going to be looking back on the finale of Go Rush, Yu-Gi-Oh! 7's, the Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime franchise as a whole, as we enter a very unknown road. As I said it to Dredger, a path to nowhere. That being said, just because we don't know where it's going to lead to does not mean it is going to lead to a place that is bountiful of riches and prizes, and I cannot wait.
What's blood yapping about?
Dylan sounds like he's trying to find the end of the rainbow.
Yeah.
I cannot wait to see where this road takes us to. Okay, here's the thing. Legendary Duels is joining us, but he's running late. He's going to be here in about 20 minutes. Legendary Duels is joining us. Pete is also joining us. We don't know where he is. Thank you, Nick T. Thank you, Nick T. We don't have his ETA, but we hope he'll be joining us soon. But I am joined by the Maestro. Nick T, how you doing?
I'm doing excellent, man.
Good, man. Good.
I like
I'm
that.
also
The Maestro. I can get used to
the
that.
Maestro. It's a good nickname.
Yeah.
I'm also joined across the way by two men. Their potential knows no bounds. Calibro and Dredger. Men, how are you doing today?
We're doing good. I was hoping Dredge would pick me up like the chairs and smack me on the chest a couple times, but you know, get that next time.
I did my workout at work today. I'm good.
How you doing, Dredge?
Doing good, man. Excited to be here. Excited to do this show.
You boys watched one last time. You boys watched my top 10 Yu-Gi-Oh! Go Rush characters video. You have some things that you want to say.
Oh, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. Don't worry.
Oh, boy. All right, well, I'm excited for that. Might get a little bit of roasting, so that'll be fun. I hear footsteps upstairs. It could be him. It is.
Florida Gators are the champs. Gator Nation.
Are you okay?
I'm good. Oh my God. Yeah, we gotta get that Gator Nation.
There he is.
Gator Nation.
Pete is here. He'll make his rounds. We still are waiting for Legendary Duels. And, of course, I do have the hot wings, the ranch, the mango habanero, and I have the hot wings. I will be eating the wings. I've heard hot wings are very good for the throat, and obviously my throat not doing too hot right now, but we are going to traverse. We are going to make it through, as we always do. So people might be wondering what this episode is. Well, JC, Legendary Duels is a guy that, man, where do I start? I could talk for the next hour about this guy. He is a guy that...
Out your voice.
He is a guy that I have known for 10 years and one of the first people I met through the Yu-Gi-Oh! Community, through Yu-Gi-Oh! YouTubing. He's been there every step of the way with me on this journey, literally, and I'm excited to talk to him. He really wanted to come last week. He wasn't able to. Still a lot of fun last week, obviously, with CL and everyone. So I was like, listen, we'll do a special episode this Wednesday. I think the people are going to be fine with that. Hopefully you guys are fine with that. But this episode, we're going to hear his thoughts about Go Rush, about Rush Yu-Gi-Oh!, about Yu-Gi-Oh! In general. And this is the first time where we are doing a podcast where all of those hypotheticals have come and gone, and we have gotten absolutely nothing. When Jump Festa passed, okay, well, there was Anime Japan. There was Next Turn. There was the Annie Recco special episode. Remember that? That aired
This
today.
morning.
Yeah,
How'd it go?
nothing.
Oh.
And then there was the end of Go Rush where maybe we could get something. All of those have come. All of those have gone. We're in this reality now
We have
officially.
is V-Jump this month?
V-Jump. Well, V-Jump is every month. But that's kind of a meme where it's like,
Never know.
the V-Jump maybe will have
know.
something.
There's
Yeah,
like a carnival thing. What is it called?
that's July.
That's
Victory
July.
World Carnival. That's probably the next. So, listen, we're going to talk about it. We're going to sit in it for a little bit. We're going to talk about it. This conversation is going to be raw. It's going to be hard. And I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Pete, thank you so much for joining us. Pete, how you doing tonight, man?
Yeah, I'm all right.
Good.
Yeah, glad to be here. And
Happy to have you, man.
Glad to see everybody here in the chat.
Of course, always happy to have you. And yeah, I think this is going to be a lot of fun. And certainly you were one of the people. We had 300 people earlier today. Thank you guys for that. That was watching the Annie Recco reaction.
I always try to help out.
Which I always appreciate. I said throughout that episode we weren't going to get anything. We're officially here.
Yeah, as soon as you said, hey, this is airing at like 3 in the morning over there, I said, well, absolutely not. We're not getting anything, obviously.
You've seen the TV that airs at 3 a.m. here. It's the infomercials.
Yeah, I was like, we're cooked. It's over. Let's just enjoy each other's company in the chat.
And that's what it was. And we did enjoy each other's company. And, we unfortunately now are living in the reality of all the early season opportunities are gone. They've come and gone. And we now are facing what we always knew was coming after Jump Festa Night 1, where we don't know what's next for weekly anime, and we're going to have to wait months at least to get something next.
It's okay. I still think we're going to.
I agree.
So I'm keeping the out there. Hey, great video for you boys today.
Oh, the Maestro.
It was a great watch.
Yes.
That was a really nice comment, by the way.
Thank you. Yeah, of course.
Thank you, man.
I was very happy to see you commented back. So, yeah.
I gotta show my love for the boy.
He
was the first video that you watched of his in how long?
Months.
He said it was the first video of mine he's watched in months.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. What drove you to that video specifically?
The fact that I'm in. Of course.
This guy's an egomaniac.
I appreciate you doing that. So thank you.
No, of course. It was a lot of fun to do. I enjoy the songs of the show. And I was happy to be able to talk about them.
Yeah, I think hopefully it created a nice dialogue because that's what it's all about now that Go Rush is over, creating a nice dialogue about this show, about different elements of the show, the opening and endings being one. We're doing top 10 duels at some point this week, so that's going to be another fun one. And then maybe next week we'll do unanswered questions or disappointments, and that's going to be a lot of fun as well.
I just wanted to point out something from that video. You know, the Maestro, Nick T is our music expert.
Of course, you're the financial guru.
And now we have an expert in almost every field.
Yeah.
Nick T is our music expert, the Maestro. I'm the financial guru. Dredge is our doctor, medical expert.
He's a health expert.
He knew it was coming.
And then we have the historian.
Yeah.
We do have an historian.
Yeah.
So, and then I'm not sure what your expertise is yet. Maybe sugar, but we'll figure that one out together.
What am I the expert in?
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Everything.
Yu-Gi-Oh! This channel.
Are you, though?
Of course. Of
I
course.
I feel like there's people in the chat that are more versed in Yu-Gi-Oh.
No, nobody's more versed than me. Yu-Gi-Oh! Everything.
Quote that. Clip that.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Everything. And then we have our 4 fields. The medic, the financial man, the musician, the historian.
I love
wow.
it. I love it.
Unstoppable team
That's
here.
why we are the #1 Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime podcast in the world.
Yeah. Right. When it pertains to the anime.
Anime. I
Oh,
said
yeah,
Yu-Gi-Oh!
yeah,
Anime.
yes.
Anime
Yeah.
podcast
In the
in
world.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm not trying to mess with TG's anime.
Who else does a podcast on Yu-Gi-Oh?
On the anime?
There's a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Podcasts. I don't know if there's any that cover the new shows. There's some that do like retro shows, but I don't know if there's any that cover the new shows. So by default, we're the best and we're the worst at the same time.
Well, we can focus on the positives.
You know, I'll say this with my chest out. They could be 100 podcasts out there.
Whoa.
Better than all.
Whoa. Yeah. Well, I will say this. We have the best audience. That's what I definitely think we have the best of.
Damn right.
We have an incredible amount of
do have the
loyal
best
people
audience,
that watch us, which we're grateful for. Yeah, really awesome. Before JC gets here, I think
How are we gonna ask? Are you worried about asking him if he's coming to Jump Festa?
well, we're gonna ask him today.
Huge question.
Well, it's a huge question.
Massive
Like, will he be there for the next
It
Yu-Gi-Oh!
weighs
announcement?
heavy.
Especially because you're moving.
I am
so
moving.
even a bigger question for him.
Yes, it's a huge question. I also want to announce a lot of people knew this announcement was coming tonight.
Oh.
I know JR was here. I'm not going to get it off.
He's retiring, I think?
Which JR, no, I'm not retiring. Dark Side of Dimensions watch along for,
Ooh.
it's a good one. And we're going to be watching it subbed
Not as
and
good as
dubbed
Pyramid
over
Light.
on the Twitch channel. We cannot watch it on YouTube. That is going to be Friday, April 25th
Oh, let's go.
at 7 p.m. So a nice Friday
great.
night movie.
Nicole's birthday.
Nicole's birthday.
get it.
Happy birthday to
Let's get it.
Nicole. A nice Friday night movie sesh.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be a lot of fun. So that is when it's going to be. I know a lot of people have been waiting for that. Friday night, April 25th, 7 p.m. Eastern time. You can have dinner with it. You can have a
So
little
is it
snack.
back to back?
Yeah, we're going to watch probably the dub first and then the sub.
Cool.
It's probably what
I
we'll
got
do.
a perfect day setup. I'm going to put you on one monitor, round 2 and 3 in the NFL draft. on the
Yeah,
other monitor.
there you go.
I'm cooking.
You are cooking
On a Friday.
with
a nice
fire.
meal or something.
Ooh, I mean,
Yeah.
now it's probably not going to be as good as Pyramid of Light, but that's okay.
I mean,
Well-
impossible.
Okay.
I'll be at a 618 Freehold, not cooking, but I'll be paying.
Yeah. What? What is it? What's the restaurant?
Nicole's birthday dinner. What do you
Yeah,
mean?
no, I know that. I thought you said you're going to be at a specific restaurant.
Yeah, 618.
What is that?
618. It's called 618.
I'm going to check it out.
He's a funny guy.
You and Nick should go. Be a good time.
No, check it out.
Is it a
Bring
Check
your,
it out.
bring your credit card.
is it a steakhouse? Would you describe it as?
Just a nice restaurant. I'm loud enough, trust me. It's just a nice restaurant. Yeah.
It's a nice restaurant.
Like, don't show her.
Ooh.
She's not
my.
watching yet. She's napping still.
Yeah, Dill, I don't know.
Dylan telepathically knows exactly what I'm trying to tell him.
Oh, we could get Easter brunch going, man.
Really pray.
Yeah, let's see.
He's not sleeping.
She probably is, and I appreciate that. Yeah. So listen.
Go to the cocktail menu.
Let's see. Gotta check out the cocktails.
Hey, Dylan.
Yeah.
You can
Dark Side of
picture my
Dimensions, Friday, April 25th. Yeah.
Before we get into anything too crazy,
bill. Oh my god, wait.
Yes.
we got a couple of birthdays in the chat.
Okay. Okay.
I've seen
Give me them.
2, and then one who's not even here, which is our boy Weir, of course.
Weird. Gotta shout out Weird.
We're
So
bomb.
we have a birthday today from Cammie Stein,
Happy
Hey, happy birthday. Long-time viewer.
Long-time
and,
viewer. Happy birthday to Cammie Stein.
and a birthday, I believe, tomorrow for Bernie Brooks.
Bernie Brooks.
Another
Hey.
one.
Bernie Brooks, happy
for Bernie.
birthday.
Yes.
Happy birthday to Cammie. Happy birthday to Bernie. Happy birthday to Weir.
Yes.
Wonderful stuff there.
Yeah.
Wonderful
Yeah.
stuff.
Love
We
that.
love celebrating the birthdays. And
Love a
thank
good
you.
B-day.
Thank you for calling
I
that.
thought I'd throw that one out there.
So,
Want to do a quick
Guy,
one
man
real
of the
quick?
people.
Keep waiting.
yeah, we'll do a quick one. All right.
speed
All right.
sing?
Yeah.
Speed sing?
Happy birthday
Birthday
to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday,
birthday,
Cammie, Bernie, and
Bernie.
Weir. Happy birthday to
Birthday.
you.
Gotta get that out.
Wow, that was great.
We should have rehearsed that beforehand.
Yeah, I should have.
I didn't really think you were gonna say all the names at once, but I like
Oh,
that.
you gotta give them all shout outs.
You do,
It's their
but-
birthdays. It's their special days.
No, they deserve it. I just was.
I am gonna be eating these wings.
You gotta wait for JC, man.
Yeah.
Let it.
I want
ruin the
JC
entire
to
stream.
see the pain.
I'm doing it.
It shouldn't
now.
be that bad.
Yeah, I would do that toward the end, man. Your voice is already shot.
Doesn't spicy food help with the vocal cords?
No.
Who told you that?
Let me wait till JC's here.
Oh, didn't I, chat? Did I just say that?
Yeah, we'll wait till
That's
JC's
literally-
here.
yeah.
We'll
He
wait
had to
till
ride there on his
JC's
own.
here.
He had
Those
to-
wings
he had
are
to-
smelling hot. Oh boy, you boys. I've heard through the rumor mill. I've uploaded my top 10 Yu-Gi-Oh! Go Rush characters. I've heard there may have been some issues with my picks.
Well, you know, it's interesting. I'll let the boys get into it over there. I came prepared. I took some notes.
Oh,
I came prepared. I came prepared.
Oh my
All right,
god.
Cal, to you, sir.
oh man.
So me and Dredge
cooked,
were
by the
watching
way.
this video together.
We were.
You know,
Sure.
we were excited to see what Dill's list looked like.
Something like that.
And let's just say there's some people that he has on his list that, you know, I wouldn't necessarily have anywhere near the top 5.
Wow. Okay.
And
Damn.
they made it. Top 5. Asaka.
Let's get into it. Yeah, let's get into it.
Asaka.
Osaka top
Yeah,
5 was
weird
top
pick.
five.
Yeah,
Yeah,
weird
weird.
top 5 pick.
Very
Kind of
weird.
feels like you're hoping on like some Asana vibes to just
Yeah,
bring her up a
it
little
feels
bit.
like you're remembering the past show and not actually what happened in this.
I mean,
show.
which isn't.
I thought
Yeah.
she was a great character.
Which could definitely happen considering they're so similar.
They're sure they're
we-
similar in I guess looks, if you want to say that.
No, I mean,
and voice.
Generally speaking, you could argue that Go Rush is a continuation of
and
the
the
7's
namesake.
show.
But Asaka holds her own. She was a very good
holds her
character.
own.
Absolutely.
No,
How many-
she could be top 10.
No. Yeah, that's your misunderstanding. She's not 5.
Well, okay. Well, okay. Well, what are we
Why,
arguing?
why
then?
is Asaka over Yugi?
Why
Explain
is
why
Asaka
Asaka
over
is over
Yugi?
Yugi.
Because I-
Just come on. Just continue. Come on.
It just felt like he was all over the place with his characterization. It felt like he was the writing pet of the writers.
You did say that.
Yeah, and I just didn't really love what they did with him at the end. I think he had a kind of a forgettable season 1 that a lot of people forget about. We talk about Yumu having a forgettable season 2, which sure she did, but Yui also had a pretty
It was a real slow
mediocre
start.
Season
yeah,
1
until he makes the kind of puberty scale up
Yes,
turn.
yeah.
Yeah, it's not the best.
Yeah, listen, him and Asaka are very close. I have her a little ahead of him. You know, if you want to
But,
put Yui ahead of her, that's fine. I'm not going to argue.
What did Asaka do?
I thought she was an incredibly calculated leader towards the end of the show.
What did she? No. Those are all good. What did she do? How did she lead? Tell me what she did.
She was real calculated when Go Out Yuna was running circles around her. You don't remember?
Really calculated.
Oh yeah,
She did some
It's
great
a
stuff.
calculated character.
Like,
you know?
no, but see, that's my thing here. Is like he keeps saying she's a great leader.
Yeah, she was. I thought she had great leadership traits.
Where? What'd she do?
Well, she was the one that was able to connect with Yuumu. I mean, Yuumu was obviously a big
Mind
reason
you,
for that.
how did she
in
lose
order
that
to
duel,
get,
by the way?
How did she lose the duel?
She lost to a paper that Yuumu wrote in the past.
Well, hold on. I mean, Yuumu, and that gives credit to Yuumu, and that's why I have Yuumu ranked ahead of her. Yuumu was a great character.
But don't get off track.
I'm
Don't
not
get
getting off track,
topic.
but she was vital.
I'm not arguing about Yuumu. Yuumu, I don't mind
Asaka
you
was
listening.
vital in getting to the Sengaku
So she did
time period.
one thing.
I mean, she did more than just that.
What she did? How else did she lead?
She was a leader.
You can't. So here, the reason I do this is because whenever we play video games together,
Machinery, bro.
I play an IGL basically, whatever game I play. Now, again, don't get me wrong, Sokka is a good leader, but by saying someone's a good leader, they need to do stuff to back that up. And in my opinion, Sokka did not do enough to be warrant number 5 on your list. Right. But again, I
agree.
respect your
I
list.
agree with that.
Understand that. And yeah.
There he is. There he is.
There he is.
This is great. We're happy.
Yeah, you're here for the end. That's right. You're here for the lighting of the ship, pushing it out.
The end of Dylan's career.
Yes, that's right. Good to see you,
it.
man.
This could be the last
So
one.
as always, man, just make sure you talk right into the mic.
I suck at this part.
Yeah, that's
all
okay,
right,
man.
no,
That's
Yeah,
okay.
as long as you have it close.
Legendary duels.
Water before I
Oh
start.
yeah. Let me get you a water.
Thank you. How's everyone doing?
Dude, excellent,
Good,
man. Thank
yeah,
you
we
for
are
being
good.
here.
We're just
course, man.
listening to Dredge and Cal tear apart Dill's top 5. So
Well, no, we're tearing apart one character being too high.
and I
in my
fully
opinion.
agree with you.
I mean, realistically, like,
And we're not even tearing it apart. It's just my opinion. I don't think Asaka is
Warranted.
valid
Yeah.
for a top 5
Just saying.
spot.
They're
That's all I'm
arguing
saying. That's all
the
I'm
top
saying.
10
I
list
got my
that
top
I
10
made,
ready to go.
where I had
I'm
Asaka
ready to
number
go.
5.
Well, I
they
want to
felt
say
that
this
was
in case
high.
we do
Yeah,
it.
that's
somewhere
why-
else.
I thought she was a great
Yeah,
character.
I'm all
I liked her
prepared.
character a lot.
That's fair. Yeah.
All right, I imagine you guys have Rovian in your top 10.
I do not.
I'm not spoiling any of my top 10 in case it is a later topic.
It
Okay.
probably will be, but I do not.
Okay.
She's borderline for me. Manabu for me is questionable to be in the top 10 as well. But because it's 9, I don't have a big argument for it yet.
Who would you put ahead of Manabu?
I mean, Zion. I have Zion ahead of Manabu.
Okay.
And I would argue that Rovian's in. But 9, 10, 11 for me are like interchangeable.
Okay.
Yeah. You don't have to agree
I
with
think
that.
we're going to have a wide discrepancy
Yeah,
if
this
we
is
get to
gonna
this
be
topic.
good.
I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, no, I mean, it is, because I think a lot of people would have, I mean, would you have Yuhi over Yuumu?
Me personally?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
I-
Because that was a criticism that was thrown out by one of you guys.
I would-
Yuhi over Yuumu.
I
was
no,
gonna-
I
really like Cal's Yuhi like how 90.
I
He's
consider
Brohy.
myself a Yuhi enjoyer, but I think Yuumu deserves to be over him.
Okay.
That's fair.
They're close. I'll say that.
Sure, I have them
But-
4 and 6.
But I
I have them close too.
I love when he just yaps.
But my
Fair,
my
actually,
point
yeah.
my point is I think that Yumu's absence, I'll say, in season 2 was worse than any low point for me that Yuhi had.
It's fair. That's a good argument.
She went like Yuhi steadily got better, I think, as the show went on. He started at his lowest point.
Yeah.
Yuumu was like, wow, she's really smart. Wow, she's really good at this. And then all of a sudden it was like, wait, now Yuhi's figuring everything out before her. She really hasn't had any meaningful duel whatsoever.
Yeah.
She has no role in the plot at all. And she just kept shooting. I was making jokes about how Ron was more viable than her in season 2. And
Yeah.
there was actually an argument.
I thought it was a good human struggle that she exemplified in season 2.
Just not being there.
I thought it was.
What was the human struggle?
Human struggle is,
agree.
hey, my twin brother is surpassing me in everything I used to be better than him at, and what do I do?
I got experience.
Yeah, he
Being
does.
that guy.
Oh yeah, you
In your case,
Yeah.
it's your whole family.
That's why you love Yuhi so much.
Jesus Christ.
Thanks, Pete. I was talking about how I was the one that figured everything out. Yeah. So thanks, Pete.
I
Yeah.
misinterpreted that. It's my fault.
Well, the Asaka take obviously ruffled some feathers. Was there anything else in that list that you thought
Like
were
really
crazy?
big? No, I mean honestly, I like your top 3. I'd have it different.
Yeah,
definitely,
that's fair.
definitely would have it different.
Yeah.
But your top 3 was good. Middle of the pack makes sense. You have Rovian not being at least considered. You didn't do any honorable mentions.
I did not do honorable
which did
mentions.
I was
surprise me.
shocked about
I was
that,
shocked.
yeah.
You're
Yeah,
usually
I
honorable
didn't-
mentions kind of guy.
I didn't.
So it definitely surprised me.
I usually do.
Yeah, but no one
Rovian
else.
would have been one, and that's why.
I mean,
chose
Duty
not to.
Nisha was also my like 12 area. So what
Yeah.
was that?
We're gonna fight tonight,
Rovian
aren't
would have
we?
been one, so that's why I chose not to.
He said,
Yeah, that's
normally
right.
I do honorable mentions, and Rovian would have been one, so that's why I didn't do it.
Yeah,
I mean
you're a
that.
scumbag.
That's
No,
pretty
I mean,
much-
listen, I'm honest.
Yeah, the thing with Asaka
Honestly, a
is
scumbag.
she's like my borderline 10 or 11.
Okay.
So I don't know if she would end up making the list or not.
That's fair.
Yeah.
But that's why I was just like, like I could be very much okay with her not making a list and be like, yeah, that makes sense. But then seeing her at 5, I was like, whoa. Because we were like, oh, who's going to be in front of
Yeah.
this person, in front of that person? And I was like, whoa.
Yeah, her character connected.
I
with me.
was,
That's fair.
yeah, everything's subjective.
yeah, of course.
I was, I was decently shocked. I don't think you're necessarily wrong. but-
Yuna, right?
No, honestly, Kwai Duel being number 1.
Oh, yeah.
I was actually,
Yeah.
I did not expect that just because, like,
Yeah.
he has obviously massive influence to the plot, but, like, in terms of, like, episodes he's actually in,
Yeah.
it's really
Yep.
not that many.
Yep.
So to be the number 1 of the whole show
Yep.
for you, that I was surprised by.
Yeah,
that.
yeah, it was definitely probably a bold choice, but I had to go with what my heart said, and
Yeah,
I
there's nothing wrong with
yeah,
that.
and
I was definitely shocked by that.
yeah.
That's not the part of it. Top tier, I agree with that. My thing is, I actually have Udius at 3. I don't Udius at 2.
So you just flipped Yugioh Yugioh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
that's all.
Yeah.
I think Kwai Duel at number 1 for me was the easiest thing to pick.
Wow.
I think
I
that
don't know if it was the easiest. That's strong.
I think he, of all the characters, he may not have had the most screen time, but the same reason Zion for me was an underrated character was because they captivated you the entire time they were on the screen. And then you also have to realize that, like, Kwai Duel was manipulating so much when he wasn't on the screen. Like, he was still involved. We didn't even know he was involved.
Yeah, no, from
So
that
that's
aspect,
one of
it's
those
pretty
things. I
impressive.
think he controlled the flow of the show
Yeah.
for a good majority of it.
Yeah.
So that's why I would keep him there.
Yeah. Fair. Anything else that you had?
I mean, if we get into doing top 10s, I'm ready to go at some point.
Yeah, yeah.
Whenever you call on me.
Okay. Yeah.
What does Legendary Duels think of your top?
Well, listen.
I mean, that's the most important.
No,
He's
you know
the
what?
guest of honor, baby.
No,
we gotta- I
you're
wanna
the
hear what he's
guest.
got.
You're the guest. You joined during a debate. Now, Legendary Duels, you're here. JC.
Yep.
You've been here many times. I don't even want to know your thoughts on the list. I want to know how you, as a Yu-Gi-Oh fan, are feeling right now.
So you don't want me to get into the list?
All
at
right, get into the list. Just get into the list.
Yes. Yes.
Did you think the list was good?
I thought the list was good.
Thank you.
All right. I wasn't done.
Yeah, let him finish. He has some thoughts.
I have some thoughts.
Okay. All right.
I thought the list was good. I was also the same with Pete. I was like, when I got to Yugioh at number 2, I was like, who else could? Wait, was
Yugioh at 3.
He was
3.
at 3.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Right, Udius was number 2. I was like, oh, who else could it possibly be? And I was going through the characters. I'm not. Like, it's definitely not going to be Rovian.
No.
She hasn't been mentioned.
Come
yet.
on. Yeah. Come on. Yeah.
And then I was like, the only one left is Kwai Duel, and I was like, all right, I guess I could see it, but it's still kind of like it still kind of threw me off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so that was weird, and then also what was weird for me was that Yuna ended up being so low.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I get that.
That was tough.
He was always a big Yuna guy.
I was.
Yeah.
I was.
I was really shocked by that because even though she had like that, I just recently watched it, to catch up. And I was like, all right, yeah, that was kind of whack.
I thought it was a train
But
wreck.
like her whole story up until that point was still so good.
Yeah, it was good. It was
So
good.
I felt like it
Yeah.
should have still earned that despite the really weird, pointless
Yeah.
kind of ending.
There's an argument there.
Yeah, there is. I mean, to be fair, the only characters I have her behind are the Odo twins and the big 3. I'm calling them Yugioh, Kwai Duel, Udius. So that's the only, and then
The
Asaka.
Valkyrie.
But that's it.
Right.
So I mean, I do have her. You take away the big 3 Valkyrians, you take away the Odo twins, and she's second. So I still have her high, but I just felt like the conclusion to her character was disgraceful.
No.
Hold on.
I thought it was a
Hold
train
on.
wreck.
I came in 6th place, but if you just take away the 3 really good guys and those 2 other people in front of me, now I'm in 1st.
I mean, yeah.
Thank you, Cal.
No, I
Thank
don't
you,
know.
Cal.
I don't know. I don't know.
But those are the characters that are obviously supposed to be rated highly. They're the ones that get the primary focus.
Oh yeah, but I think that also like if there's a main character that is done not like below your liking,
Sure.
for example, where you put Yuhi,
Sure.
right? Like it's like I feel like if the disappointment of a character should bring them down more than like someone who maybe you like, but you're just like, yeah, but they're behind the ones, the main characters.
No, Yuna, again, at one point I declared she was the best girl, not only in Go Rush, but in Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yes,
I just thought that, like, the way they concluded her character, I hated. And I hated so much that it hurt her character.
I know. I have her, I think, lower than you did, so
Sure, yeah.
I understand.
Enough to put.
But obviously,
It definitely dropped the ball.
Yeah.
I agree.
Remember the baby scene?
Did a crazy lot. She was like a villain in her own
She
right.
was.
In a way.
She was a villain.
Yeah.
She was a villain. A lot of people surprised Otis didn't make it, and I get that. I mean, Otis did a lot.
The only shock that it wasn't on your list. Not a single
No,
other soul.
I think that was
had
the most
Otis.
liked comment in the video.
No.
Wow, I can't
No.
believe Otis didn't make it snub of the year.
Because it's
Yeah,
you.
before you.
It's
Yeah.
because you are making the list.
I don't know.
That comment wouldn't have been on anybody else's
Hashtag
video.
snub of the year. That's what they said.
For you.
No one said that. No wonder Yu-Gi-Oh's dead. This guy's running it.
My man.
All right.
Okay, so we're here. 25 years. It's over. What are your?
I mean,
well, it
it
is.
is.
It is. It
You know,
is.
for the time being,
For now, it
hopefully.
is. Of course. Well, you hope. How are you feeling, man? It's been an amazing journey, right?
Yeah, no, it's been great. I love this franchise so much. It's very close to me. Very
Yeah.
dear. I've been here since the very beginning, since it first appeared on TV. So I've been here, from its birth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So-
and from this channel's
OG.
birth as well.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And obviously, the only reason I know you guys is through Yu-Gi-Oh. So
course.
that's
Crazy.
meaningful in
And we're
itself.
grateful for that.
But yeah, how do I feel? I felt before it ended negatively about it, and I still feel kind of hopeful about it. But overall, still we just don't know because like there's just zero
tough.
announcement. That's
Yeah,
the worst part.
I agree,
So
man.
that's why I'm struggling with it because it's like why is there no talk from like the heads here? Like it's just there's nothing. Oh, there's Blackluster.
He's
sold.
done.
That looks good. You boys did a good job on that.
Good job,
yeah.
Dredge.
Between Dredge and Pete.
Nah, you did.
He took
good,
it
man.
home.
Thank you.
But yeah, so that's kind of it with me. So like I feel like I did write some points down as to like why there's a possibility Yu-Gi-Oh will continue.
Okay.
Like, there's some clues here and there.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
Like if you want me to get into that, whenever, let me
Oh,
know.
we'll get into it. We'll get into it.
But overall, I feel sad. That it's
Yeah,
over.
me too,
Sad
man.
that I don't know what's happening next.
Yeah.
Kind of disrespected that they didn't really like say anything about it.
Yeah.
I've been a hardcore fan for so long.
Me too,
like,
man,
At
yeah.
least say something.
Yeah,
Anything, you
yeah.
know? So the lack of communication is weird. It just throws me off. It feels kind of surreal. Like, is it like? Because for years, like the joke is like, oh, Yu-Gi-Oh's done after this one. after
Yeah,
this
that was
one.
always the joke.
And then when we finally think, all right, it's probably not over. Like, because like they jumped studios.
Yeah,
and
right,
everything.
right. So
And
you're
I'm
like, oh,
all right,
they'll have it for 20
they'll figure
years.
something
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
They always figure something new out
Yep.
to try out. Like
Yep.
they completely created Rush Duels out of nowhere.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know?
That came out of nowhere.
New studio, new art style, and
New
everything. So I'm
game,
like, all right,
yeah.
if they can make it work through here, they can still come up with new stuff.
Right, exactly.
But now it's actually like done, and I'm
Yeah.
like, what? Like,
Yeah, yeah.
I don't even really believe it, but like I'm here, and it's sad, but I'm still hoping that there's something. And later when I get into the reasons, I'll explain why I feel like
Yeah.
there's still something. But yeah,
we'll get
that's
into
how
those.
I feel. Just sad, but also kind of hopeful, but still just like unsure.
Yeah, it's tough.
An awkward end to like such
So
an amazing
awkward.
franchise.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
awkward.
It's awkward because of that unknown factor. I think everything you said, I feel. I think I can echo. I think a lot of people watching at home probably feel the same way. I always say, the unknown is sometimes worse than like the diagnosis. A lot of times it is, because at least
And
with the
that's a fair point,
diagnosis, you can figure out how to like go about it, right? Or
Right,
how to.
yeah.
It's
You
like,
can
okay,
adapt.
Yeah,
I have this. Let's go.
Like,
but
it's scary. If they told us, okay, Yu-Gi-Oh's not coming back till 2027, does that suck? Yes. But we have no idea.
exactly, but we know that it's coming back at least.
Yeah.
and
or
it's
if
like
they told us right now Yu-Gi-Oh's never coming back.
right.
That's one
We're
thing.
done with the Yu-Gi-Oh
Then
anime.
you would know, okay, here's what I have to do.
Yes,
but right
it's
now
time
you're just
to-
biding time.
Yeah, and it's please keep an eye on future developments and all this vague BS phrasing that like could mean, oh, we're gonna do it next year, oh, we're gonna do it in 10 years, oh, we're never gonna do it again.
Yeah. I don't know.
And that's the unknown
that's a good
element,
point, yeah.
and that's where the disrespect comes in. Feeling it. It's like, sure, like. Does the company owe us anything? I mean, they're going to say no. It doesn't affect our bottom lines, but we're going to say we've been supporters of this franchise for 20, 25, some people probably like close to 30 years. And it's like, it's been a part of our lives for some of us on a week in, week out basis, maybe even on a daily basis if you're someone who plays the card game competitively and have even casually for, 10, 20, 25 years.
Exactly.
We spent money supporting this product and watching these shows. And so to leave us like in the dark, it's a really kind of kick in the nuts feeling, and it's tough. So I echo everything you said, and the unknown part is the part that is really tough, I think, more than anything else. And listen, we're just gonna have to persevere. We're gonna have to hope, and it's why I was so upset after Jump Festa, because I knew that like we were gonna be in this realm of who knows what's next. And there were a lot of dates like, oh well, maybe they'll say something when Go Rush ends. Oh, maybe they'll say something at the Annie Recco event. Oh, maybe next turn. Oh, maybe Anime Japan. They've all come and gone. We've gotten nothing. And now we're truly in this zone. And, it's tough.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, definitely once the last episode aired and there was like, we were like still kind of hoping at the end, like, all right, at the very end, they'll be like, all right, we're coming back.
Udius will return.
Or something like that. Like the Marvel endings. Like,
right. Those
Black
corny.
Panther will return in the next movie, right? But
we
didn't
will
get it,
return.
and that was like the final nail in the coffin, where I'm like, all right, I guess we're gonna have to see whatever happens next, and that sucks.
It does, and this year's Jump Fest is going to be big. And listen, I know there's a lot of people, Yu-Gi-Oh fans that are struggling right now. There was someone who was a big kind of supporter of mine, donated quite a bit, so huge shout out to them. That's always obviously incredibly appreciated. And after the Anime Japan event happened and we got nothing, not even any anime news. No, I think it was Alex V who commented, I don't even know why they bothered to stream that. I mean, it was probably a cool experience to be there.
A lot of it was a waste of time.
It was nothing.
Stuff they've already announced.
They gave us no new news, so why are you...
What's the point?
Anime Japan, the con. But being there and being able to be in front of like Judai's voice
That's
actor
different.
and
I'm sure that's
being
cool
there in
for them,
person is really cool. I would imagine that's a cool, intimate experience. But why are you streaming it like there's going to be some news on anything? I'm not even talking about a new show. There was nothing, no new news. We didn't get anything new at that event. No new cards or anything. So that was tough. But somebody right when it ended, again, someone who's watched my channel for years, wrote in the Discord, I'm done with Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm leaving. This was my last straw. Goodbye. And they left, and that's it.
Wow.
Probably will never hear from them. No, someone different, I think. But they're gone, and I'm sure there's a lot of people that are probably feeling that way, right? Frustrated, and I mean, what's your message right now to listen? You're someone. What's your message, man?
A positive message?
I want it to be a positive message of hope and belief.
Well, I'll get into that when we get into the points
Okay.
later. But yeah,
I like the
there's
foreshadowing.
reasons to believe it. Like
Of course.
there's hope in there, but it's still slim. Just because of the
Yeah.
no announcement, no communication is like really scary.
Yeah,
but
it is.
There's reasons that I'll point out later as to why I think there's a possibility it's leaning towards. There's a few points.
Also, I know the people watching want this confirmation. You are one of the rare people that have been at every Jump Festa.
Wow.
Will you be?
Oh yeah, wow.
Will you be at this year's Jump Festa?
That's a bigger commitment.
Right
by the
now?
way. That's a bigger commitment.
Remember, in a different state, not here.
Right. How's this gonna work?
Well,
Delaware.
well, he's also saying right now because he's like, it might be done. What are we even gathering for?
Yeah, dude, wrap up your Funkos and let's get out of here.
Yeah, right, exactly.
We're done.
JC, we need you there, man.
What do you think?
Well, I mean, that's a much harder commitment when you're moving.
Well, can I say this?
Yeah,
Can I
it's
say
like,
this?
the hour or
well,
the, like...
can I say this?
Yes,
December 19th.
December 19th is.
That's the day.
I'll DM you.
Yeah. You don't have to commit right now.
Supposed to be a real politician, not giving anything away.
Not committal, but that's
It's
okay.
not a no, but
We'll see where we're
we'll
at.
see where we're at. Yeah.
We're 6 months away. We're 8 months away.
I don't have much, man. Okay, I gotta look
But
forward
is
to this.
true.
You can't say, like, I don't know what my life's going to look like in 8 months.
Well, can you commit to it?
I'll commit to it.
Okay, thank you.
Isn't he the one you're always saying is never like there?
No, he's always there.
Oh, he changed his tune now. Yeah.
You're like, oh, Nick.
Yeah,
So
so
Nick T's
every
definitely
time-
not showing up.
Every
That's
time
for
I
sure.
show up,
crazy.
Oh yeah.
Hold
Every time
on.
I show up on a live stream, whether it's
So you're
Twitch or
saying it's
YouTube,
more likely
oh my
that he
God, a
comes
Nick
when
T
you move
appearance.
away?
I do love when the chat just everybody at you. It's
I
like,
know.
oh, it's a
Crazy.
miracle.
Yeah.
Everything.
I'm like, this is
That's
crazy.
because he's built up an entire
Yeah.
propaganda
That's what
campaign.
I mean. Yeah, it's not their fault.
That
It's
has
not your
led to
fault.
this.
Nick T's never here.
It's
That's
his
what
fault.
you're saying.
Yeah.
It's a great
That is-
like
He's never
running
able-
gag.
It is a
though.
running gag, and then when you come in, you feel like a lord, right? I mean,
I do-
right? That's
that
why I
part
do
does
it.
look
I
cool.
do it so
No.
the
Do it
chat
for
No,
Yeah,
gets
that's
it.
not.
Yeah.
That's not why you do it. No.
But that's also why Nick T comes by every few months to bring that spark.
Yeah, to keep the
Exactly,
gimmick
yeah.
up. No, we've
Yeah.
talked about this.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
I come back more than every few months.
So
I'm just,
I'm sorry, I missed that part.
I'm just lurking a lot more than I'm chatting.
holy.
Oh, that's why I stay
I
silent.
lurk
What's
big
the-
too.
Yeah.
What's the lineup of topics? Like, what's the order that we're doing this in? Because I came in kind of late.
yeah.
No, there's
Just
nothing.
whatever.
It's free.
This guy has no preparation.
form,
You've been
man.
here
Yeah.
before.
No, this is next. I'm not happy about this.
Joe, is there a way to just put JC's mic up a little bit? Because some people said it was a
It's
little
always an issue.
little low.
okay.
I guess my voice isn't loud enough.
No,
I
you
don't
know what?
Project. Oh,
You've got to talk like right into it.
I got to get right up in there.
Yeah.
feel it.
Yes.
kiss.
You want to be feeling it, of course.
You were
Okay.
feeling it for a second.
My
there.
voice is done.
Falling apart.
Okay, and
All
this
right.
is good for the voice. I am going to be eating hot wings from Wingstop. Dredge, would you like to
Oh,
tell
boy.
people why this is happening?
So Dylan, approximately, it had to be almost 3 months ago, right?
Yeah.
2-3 months
Me,
ago.
you, and Dak.
It's funny because I actually watched the clip recently. Dylan was over the moon confident that Otis would unmask and reveal his true identity, kind of like whether it be Scooby-Doo, Batman, Spider-Man, whatever you want to call it, right? And I was of the belief he would not, and the bet was if he did unmask, I was going to play a 50-turn Mario Party game with Dylan and couldn't say anything mean to him, which I won't lie to you. That would have been the longest 5 hours of my entire
That was
life.
gonna be tough.
I was doing that for
5
fun.
hours.
So was Dak. Yeah, 50 turn on N64, bro. That
50
system.
turn
It may restart 3 to 4 times, but Dylan's. I said, Dylan, all I gotta do is if you lose, is eat 6 of the mango habanero hot wings,
Which are
Not yet.
delicious, by the way.
which are great. They definitely have a kick. They have a kick. Don't
There's
get
a
me
small
wrong.
kick.
They got a
There's a slight
kick.
kick.
They have a
Very
kick, but not
Kicking and screaming.
Yeah, but for Dylan is someone who doesn't like kicks. So Dylan, sorry I lost the bet, but I am not sorry I don't want to play Mario Party with you. So enjoy.
Thank you. I do want to thank also the people that donated and super chatted last week because I did not do that
Oh,
yet.
you didn't?
Huge thank you to Sean Gilbride, Pick Rick, Electric Kevin, Azara J, Ice Aiden, Lily, Selvern, ZX, Legendary Duels, Stuart McPherson, Goose, Lorena, Dark Emperor J, Dragonclaw, Delayed on MTA, Tyler, C. Sanadvon, and a special thank you to Terrence, Colin, and that man who all donated very, very generous amounts last week. To everybody who donated or super chatted, thank you so much for your amazing support of this podcast. This, of course, is the final episode of Crazy 8's. Oh, Lord.
He makes it look like they look really spicy.
Dude,
they look pretty.
Mango
normal, yeah.
habanero is pretty mild. dude.
JC.
Like, it's not
Not
really,
for me. I can't do spices.
I
but-
can't either,
Really?
man.
No, no,
can't
I
either.
can't handle it.
Neither can I, man.
And
I'm nervous.
I don't feel like you should be allowed. Was that ranch?
Yeah.
You shouldn't be allowed to dip that in there. It's gonna cool it completely off.
Well, that was...
Hey, the first bite has to be without.
I'm
ranch.
almost jealous, actually. I'm like, wow, that looks so good.
It looks uncomfortable.
I would
What-
My
what's
mouth
the-
is watering right now. I'm
looks
like,
great.
wow.
What's the temperature on that? Like, how high is that?
I want to actually pull up a chart. Is it from Buffalo Wild Wings?
No, this is from
my,
Wingstop.
my lips are tingling.
No, they're not.
No, they really
You
are.
would never. Thank God, like you didn't
Yes,
date
eat
someone
all
with
6,
like
yes.
extreme Spanish culture. You would have been done, dude. Like, there's no way you would have made
It
it.
would have been challenging.
Yeah.
What a challenging. That's crazy.
No.
Oh, I will say. Okay, you know
Is
what?
it really that bad?
As
Yeah.
far as far as Wingstop goes, apparently this is on the higher end of their
Yes.
scale.
Yeah.
Wow.
Crazy.
I read a
don't
Reddit.
think
I
mango
read a Reddit
habanero's
thread
hot.
that somebody
Typically,
said
wait,
the
that's-
mango habanero from Wingstop changed their lives in a bad way.
See, this is.
Remember at Cluck
He's
You,
at
Atomic
here.
was usually what I got,
mango.
and that wasn't near the top.
Okay.
Atomic's like the beginning of being hot at
Wow.
Brave,
yeah,
bro.
their scale is
hot.
different.
Yeah.
Their scale is different.
Yeah, they loaded up with those herbs and spices.
There's no herbs and spice in mango habanero.
Can I have
I
water?
was like half the
Yes,
team.
just
still.
water. We're not in Clucky Lee in the wing challenge. You can have water.
He's not a monster.
I think you realize water is not going to be your friend.
Also, no. What's
I'm
going
not-
to be your
I'm not-
friend is the sauce.
So first wing,
Yeah,
I'm
or
not gonna
milk.
do the sauce for the
First wing is not sauce.
Oh, that's bad.
Whole first wing.
Yes, then he
Yeah.
can start using ranch. The problem is he's drinking water is going to make it worse. He
Yeah,
needs
you
some
should have brought
or
milk,
something.
man.
Yeah, I'm
He
actually
needs some
surprised.
milk.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely need to add some muscle mass. I mean, that's looking poor.
Oh wow.
You have to eat the whole thing right now.
I mean all of them.
Bro,
wow.
this is actually just like
Yeah,
an
all
episode of Hot
6
Ones.
wings.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait. Ask them
Oh,
some crazy
you gotta ask
questions right
personal
now.
questions.
Yeah,
So what would you say is your deepest, darkest secret?
Oh man.
He's like his eye.
Dylan, why do you have Zexel ranked higher than DM on your list?
Oh god. Oh, that's gonna be a long
that's-
one.
First of all, he acts like he knows my list.
I do.
Oh,
You've
we
told
all
it to
know.
me.
We all know.
Now you never made a video of it. I'll admit that, but you've talked to me.
You've acknowledged that Zale is higher than DM.
I don't know if I have. I've acknowledged that Zale is high.
Yeah, but you've acknowledged that DM is low. So
All
by
I know
that
is the
reason-
question
DM
hasn't
is
been
not low.
answered.
DM is not low.
So you haven't answered the
It's
question.
in the
You got to
middle.
eat another way if you don't answer the
But
question.
Zale's definitely higher.
Right? Yeah.
It's higher.
You,
Right.
I
we
will
got
say
him.
this: based on things you've said publicly, people could probably put together. And you've said you will never publicly state your list.
No,
you could.
can't.
Except
I think people can deduce what the list is.
Have an idea.
At
No,
least-
in,
at
in
least
May
the-
I'm doing a video on
You
my-
are?
Yeah.
at least the
for
top
first time.
three.
Well, that's how
people
you
could
know
guess.
the anime's over.
Yeah, he's a sellout.
Yeah.
He's a sellout.
Wow.
You said I will
Banking
never
in
make a
at the
video
end.
publicly saying my order of the show.
I said if I ever hit 100K, I would.
Did you say that?
Yeah.
I don't know. Someone find that.
I'm
It's
still
time.
waiting for Sonic Adventure Battle 2.
That stream will happen in 2026.
In 2026. Oh, you know what? You know what?
He's got too much going on.
That is
that
hot,
that
man.
and like
Got to
he-
figure out his whole life.
I was gonna say that, and he's already almost ruined his life once this year.
Yeah,
I,
it's true.
I don't want him to
It's
do
true.
another marathon.
Yeah, that's
no
it.
more marathons.
No.
What?
Those are my favorite ones.
Mine
JC,
too.
Yeah.
but
I want to know your thoughts on Go Rush and Sevens.
Okay.
Obviously, we moved from the main 6 to the Rush shows, right? Do you feel like Sevens and Go Rush satisfied what you're looking for in a Yu-Gi-Oh show? And which one did you prefer?
Okay. Yeah, for sure. I can answer that. Okay, so I guess before I get into it, I want to give a special thank you to the Entame subs team.
yes,
Because without them, we literally can't even talk about this.
Very well said.
yeah.
So literally, they saved us really from not even being
couldn't
able
agree
to
more. Yeah.
watch or understand what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
So-
insane.
Just thank you so much for that team. I'm sure it was stressful dealing with people rushing you guys, as usual. But we thank you guys so much. We love you, and we wouldn't be here without you. So thank you guys
Yes.
for that.
What a
Also,
class act to this guy.
He is.
Sorry.
Always.
continue.
thank you. Anyway, so I also want to thank Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridge, actually, because think about it. Like, after Gallop ended, right? They had to pick up a really high mantle.
Yeah.
Really high mantle, and we didn't know where it was going. I mean, we remember your reaction when you saw Sevens for the first time.
I collapsed.
Yeah, you
I love
collapsed.
that
He
picture.
walked off and then walked off screen. I mean, are you kidding?
It looked like a joke.
Yeah.
If I could go back to that version of me, I would deck him in the face because I'm
Be like-
5 years later. You don't know how good you have it.
Yeah.
I'm reacting
you-
like that.
You
It's
wish.
over in 5 years. You don't know how good you have it. Damn it. That'd be my reaction.
That's what you would
Be
say
grateful.
to old Dylan.
I think you and 5 years ago you would have a lot to talk about.
Listen, precious every moment that you have. Trust me, it's gonna
great.
go.
Enjoy these shows. Oh my God, what a disaster.
But anyway, so yeah, I want to thank Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridge because I thought, obviously the art style change. That was a huge dramatic change. That was a lot to adapt to.
Controversial.
For a lot of people.
Yeah.
And one of the main things was like when you start watching this new show, is it still gonna feel like Yu-Gi-Oh? Because it looks so different. Like how off the direction is gonna be. And I felt like they did a really good job. And they have their own personality, but it still felt like Yu-Gi-Oh to me. And I fell in love with the characters, and it still, I felt like I didn't lose anything. I mean, yes, the art style was hard to it was hard to adapt to because we're used to the old style. It really especially for like the dark scenes, like those are really good for that. But I thought Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridge did a good job taking up the mantle and carrying that and then starting something new. So I just want to say thank you to Studio Bridge. I think they did a good job with these two stories. It wasn't perfect. None of the Yu-Gi-Ohs were actually perfect. They were all flawed.
Of course.
So
of course, yeah.
I just think they did really good with what they had. They had a vision, and I thought they did great. So I just want to say thank you to them as well.
Very humble. I love it, man.
For carrying the Yu-Gi-Oh! Forward,
yeah.
Well said. Well said.
Yeah.
Credit to Bridge.
All right, so
of
now
course.
my thoughts.
Yeah.
All right,
Which
so
one did you prefer?
I prefer sevens.
Okay.
I prefer sevens. I just fell in love with the sevens characters more, even though I do think the mature elements of Go Rush was needed, and I enjoyed those. And I had some issues with that as well. With the back and forth of it being edgy and goofy at the same time. Like it didn't quite hit just right. And sevens was more so goofy.
Yep.
And I had wished that it had gone more darker at certain points, but I still felt so satisfied in the end and happy. And obviously coming back from the whiplash of Reigns, it's like, all right, I'll take it.
Because you didn't really love Reigns. We'll say that.
All right, here we
No,
go.
no, no.
I was gonna. He's
No.
gonna dog you again for this.
No, that's
Listen.
That's important.
It wasn't my favorite.
And that's fine. That's important context.
It wasn't my favorite.
That's news to me.
And it was just you already know how Reigns was. It was like it was nonstop, like, all right, life or death. Like you couldn't breathe. There was no slice of life. No time for the characters to interact and enjoy.
The bench scene.
Yes, exactly.
You had the bench scene.
Yeah. Oh well, I forgot about the bench scene. Like there was no time. There was no time to
Because of all the recaps, you forgot about the bench.
I remember
scene,
the slice of life in the openings or endings, but in the show there was nothing.
Some of those seasons had more slice of life in the openings and endings than they did in the episode.
It teased you to think like, oh, there's like maybe a deeper relationship with these characters, but there really wasn't.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, come on.
I mean, there really wasn't. Everyone loved Yusaku. Yusaku was indifferent towards everybody.
He's right.
Except
No.
Kusanagi,
Yeah.
and then eventually I.
But I bet in a second you would take all of that back to have some Yukio right now.
Oh yeah.
Like you would take
take it.
another show like that
You'll take
in an
anything.
instant.
I would take Reigns 2 in a
We'll
heartbeat.
take what
right
we can
now.
get.
Yeah.
This guy would take a Battle Beast prequel at this point.
Would you?
That's how
I
desperate
would.
he is.
I would.
That's how low we've gone.
I'm
that's
sick
how
to
low
my
we've gone.
stomach saying yes to that, but I would.
Yeah.
I'm
so,
sick.
But anyway, so yeah,
Chat, you
sevens.
know what we call that? A sellout.
I think we're all sellouts when we need to be, right?
Yeah.
I mean, when we're at the bottom of the bottom, we got to take what we can
It's
get.
getting tough out here.
What a great quote. We're all sellouts when we need to be.
No, he's right.
Yeah, keep choking on those wings, bud.
All right, anyway.
Anyway, yeah. But yeah, so sevens, yeah, I just enjoyed the characters. Even though it didn't get as dark as I would have liked, I thought there was potential for that. And obviously, with Otis not being explained at the end and then coming back and Go Rush, that's a whole nother thing. I'll get into Otis. But yeah, I just thought the show was a lot of fun. It was a fresh of breath air. I thought Rush Duels was fun. I have my issues with how they did, how they scripted the duels. I felt like it was very repetitive how they did it. It was pretty obvious to predict most of the duels because of the format that they did it in. I felt like they could have been more creative with how they did it.
That's fair.
And, obviously limiting themselves to like the 13 episode arcs, and a lot of the duels had to be rushed, literally, and it was just like it could have been even more, but, I thought with what they had was really good. And I love sevens. I love the characters. I love Luke. I love Yugioh, Gakuto, Roman. They're just such a good crew. And even the side characters, how they all got involved. It was good. I think Go Bridge, and we can all pretty much Go Bridge.
Go Rush.
Not Go Rush, but I'm talking about the
Bridge Yugioh.
Yeah, Bridge Yugioh. They did a good job at making sure that the side characters were relevant in both
fully
shows.
agree, yeah.
And that can't be said of a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh series.
No.
So I think they did a really good job there in developing these characters. I think they did really good with characters just in general, and I'll give them their props for that. Like everyone ended up being important, even in small ways throughout the story. Nothing was thrown to the side, and I think that was good. That was awesome.
Yeah.
And then for Go Rush, I really liked Go Rush. I thought that Go Rush was fun. I wasn't as attached to the characters as that. It's kind of hard to talk about Go Rush without talking about sevens because they're connected stories.
Of course.
Yeah.
So the Go Rush characters outside of the, other versions of the old characters, I thought they were good. I liked Yurius. I wasn't in love with Yurius. He's kind of like the opposite problem that I have with Yusaku, where Yurius felt way too innocent. Way too, way
Even at
too,
the end.
At the end, obviously, I was about to get to that. At the end, at the end, they finally like explored some darker elements. I wasn't satisfied with it though. I felt like it didn't really go anywhere. Like it was,
I agree.
You know, obviously they threw it away at the end for the friendship thing, which was good. That's how Yu-Gi-Oh should end, right?
Yeah.
With the friendship. But I felt like that didn't really technically go anywhere, and they didn't explore it really deeply. Like we saw his personality change, but it didn't really go anywhere. So it felt like, all right, you kind of did it, but not really. You know,
I totally agree.
yeah. So that's how I feel about it. And then just overall, I thought the characters were good. The characters, you know, the characters that were returning, the descendants, whatever they're called. I like some of them more than others. I did not. I just wasn't as attached to them. To me, it just felt like cheap knockoffs of the original, and they didn't carry that same weight as the originals.
Were there any Go Rush variants you liked more than the Sevens ones?
More?
Yeah.
More than the Sevens ones. I don't know if I necessarily would say. I don't think I liked any of them better. Luke is my favorite character in Sevens. The Luke
Oh yeah.
did not compare
of course,
even close.
of course,
It
yeah.
did not. I didn't.
Cool, but like
he was
he's not.
He was cool. Yeah, he was. But yeah, I didn't like the Luke. I didn't like what they did with his character. Like I thought it was interesting, but I didn't think it was like anything that interesting.
Yeah.
It just didn't carry the appeal of Luke. He did not carry that weight for me.
Yeah, I agree with that.
There was a lot of disappointments I had with the Luke overall.
What about JC? If we're variants, you didn't like Epoch more than Tiger?
Oh, and that's
Epoch is once again like grew on me. Like she became really good. I
Initially,
don't.
she sucked.
I was never really like super attached to Tiger. I didn't not like her, but so I'm like good either way. I think they're both good. I think Epoch was explored a lot more, and she developed a lot more. While Tiger, they didn't do as much with her. Like I would like to see more from her, but it wasn't as much there. But I like them both either way. I don't really. It doesn't matter to me which one's first or second. But I think Epoch was done better, especially towards the end.
I agree.
In the beginning, she was kind of frustrating to deal with the cheating and stuff. But
Yeah.
after that, she grew. So it's
speaking
worth
in
it.
riddles,
It's worth it.
her development and growth. Honestly, was like one of the best in the show. I think
was-
she
it was
went
good.
from pretty like intentionally annoying character to like a very like cool leader of a character. I thought.
Yeah.
Who could actually like speak sentences that weren't hard to
Yeah,
understand.
I'm not this.
Just say you're uneducated, bro.
No,
say.
no, he's gonna agree with me.
Rovian, I agree. But with the with Epoch, yeah, like she,
It was just the opposite
I
of
know,
what
but
she
that
was saying.
That was just annoying.
That's all it was.
It's like,
But
I'm
sometimes
definitely
it
not going to
wasn't.
miss you, idiot.
Yeah.
It's like, shut up.
Yeah, it was.
Oh my god.
It was frustrating.
Brush your hair and shut up. Okay.
Wash your hair, shut
Brush
up.
your, she would never. She'd know like. Yeah.
And by the way, sometimes she would say things opposite. Sometimes she wouldn't, and that's when it became tough to understand.
And you would
Yeah,
tell by
yeah.
the tone of her voice what she meant.
It was tough.
You know, maybe it's a good idea you didn't
No.
go into counseling or
No,
anything like that.
he's
I'm with
he's
it.
with me.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I agree.
Thank you.
I will say actually that I think as far as the main characters go, I agree with you. I think I prefer the Sevens counterparts to all the Go Rush ones.
Okay.
Except I think some of the minor characters, I do prefer the like Epoch to Tiger. Who was I just thinking of a moment ago?
London to Roa.
No.
Actually, I'll take that back. Ro is definitely better than London.
Of course.
Come on,
Yeah.
we don't have to
Tried to
debate
sneak that one in.
No,
No, I forgot about London.
I just had another option.
but there you go. Right?
Sounds
Like,
good,
I
yeah.
forgot.
No.
Zion over Nail.
Mimi's better than Manya.
that's-
Mimi's way better than
Yeah.
I still like Neil
Oh
more.
god, dude! I could send Manya to just the depth of
Oh yeah. That's fair. So there are some characters I forgot. But
Ron.
I like
You like better?
Better than because I
Who's
mean,
Ron Ron's counterpart?
I agree with that.
Who's Ron Ron's counterpart?
Ronzai.
Ronze.
Oh yeah, okay. Well, Ron Ron just did more
Exactly.
than
No,
Ron.
exactly.
Ron's
They
dies.
explored Ron's dies. They explored the counterparts to minor characters more than they explored the descendants, the ones we got in Sevens in a pretty positive way, I thought. So like, while the Go Rush counterparts to the main characters being the Lug as opposed to Luke and Mimi and Manya, like
Rovi and Roman.
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
We got some cool like minor characters that got a little bit of extra attention, and I thought in a really good way.
Yeah, for sure. And I think who who was it? I also really liked Manabu. I don't know if I like him more than Gakuto or they're about the same, but either way, I really like Manabu.
Wow.
He had his down moments, but like I blame the writers for that.
It was chaos.
Sure,
Like I felt like the writers did some unnecessary stuff there that didn't need to be done, and they made his character look worse.
There's a lot of beloved.
Especially at the end with his
dude.
past descendant. Oh my gosh, that was horrible. The farting stuff, that was horrible.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
But I don't think you can put the farting stuff on Manabu though.
No,
Like,
but
it's
it makes the
it
whole
makes-
line
it
look
makes
worse.
Manabu look better, honestly.
It does make him look better.
You descended from this and you don't do that. That's a plus. Like,
See, the problem is when you go back to Sevens and rewatch like Gakuto talking about his past descendant. Now we know that he's just a joke, so it won't hit the same. I thought he was cool before.
Yeah, he's a fool.
I would rather not know.
Yeah, no, I wholeheartedly agree. But it does show that the whatchamacallit, what's the clan called? Why am I forgetting?
Sugetsu.
The Sugetsu clan has a history of just crashing out. All of them have had mental breakdowns.
Yeah.
All three of the ones that we've seen are susceptible to a mental breakdown.
It's kind of funny, but like it got old, and I thought it made it just look worse.
No, it was terrible.
There's some jokes just in Go Rush that I felt just like did not land, and just were like dragged on way too long, and I felt like that took away from the show for me.
People forget Dinhwa was like a table for like 30 episodes.
Yeah.
She was people
I
forget
haven't
that.
forgotten.
She was like a dresser.
There's
for 30
there's
episodes.
so much things you could like nitpick on that it's like you forget a lot of the
You
stuff.
do,
Because
do.
there's so many weird stuff that was happening even in Go Rush. You know, even though the show was more serious, it still was a lot of weird, goofy stuff.
There was almost more like ridiculous goofiness in that show than there was Sevens.
Yeah,
I would argue.
Yeah, it wasn't nearly as funny. It didn't land as hard. But yeah, I thought the story of Go Rush, the time traveling stuff, Yuga appearing, trying to find out who Otis is. I thought all that stuff was cool and interesting. Obviously, not everything landed, obviously by the end. But I thought it was all really cool and interesting. It does suck though, because we didn't get to explore as much like the main characters and their stories because we have to. Include it with Sevens, but it's a united story, so it is what it is. It is what it is. But I thought with what they did with it was really good. Still, once again, we're left with a lot of questions and not all the answers, which sucks because we waited until the end of Go Rush to find out more about Otis, and we kind of did, but like not all the way. It was still disappointment, but it was like, all right, at least we got a little bit more, but it doesn't really fully explain like what really started all this.
Yeah, I know.
Why did he go down this path?
It doesn't.
So it still feels underwhelming, undercooked.
Maybe in Yu-Gi-Oh! 9 we'll get a little more on it.
In like 3 years, maybe, to find
You
out
can tell
more
I'm-
about
I'm-
Otis.
I'm pissed about Otis still and how that all played out.
Yeah.
I mean,
But Go Rush was good. It was fun. But I still like Sevens more. And I think that's what I can nitpick a bunch of things forever. But that's it. I like Sevens more than Go Rush, but Go Rush did really good. And I thought all the time travel stuff and the multiverse stuff that was kind of thrown in at the end kind of randomly. I felt like that was like I felt like that was thrown in too late. So here's one of my big issues with Go Rush and Bridge in terms of their story writing. They kind of throw a lot of stuff.
Everything for the end.
They save it all for the end, and they throw in too much at the end.
Yeah.
And then they leave you with more questions and not enough answers, and then they like it gets away from you the story, and you're like, all right, like why they keep adding new characters at the end when it doesn't matter anymore, and they keep throwing more new plot elements that don't matter. And that's my issue with their storytelling.
Yeah.
You guys good? You good, Pete?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, it's I'm in full agreement with
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
I think
it was really frustrating to deal with. So I'm like, why are you wasting time on this? Like,
I know.
Just stick to the main. You already have a good story here. Just finish that out. Stop trying to add new elements in.
Well, yeah, and it seemed like also that the studio kind of ran out of gas at the end, right? With the 3 recap episodes and the last like 21 episodes. I mean, what do you make of that?
I did. What are there 3? I saw
128,
one.
138, 149. They were all primary recaps. Yeah.
I guess I didn't notice that.
Yeah, well, that's good.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess they were struggling, but if you're struggling, then why add new stuff in? Just keep it simple.
That's a very good point.
Yeah.
Like it's like they're forcing themselves to keep adding extra on to be more mysterious, but like you don't need to. You already have enough. Just work on that.
I wish it was paced out a little bit better, right? Those reveals.
yeah.
I don't
think my
disagree.
biggest gripe with the show was that you have this end. You have to come to this end, and it just felt like you said, they're still throwing wrinkles in, and you're like, we're like, yeah, we still have time. And all of a sudden there was like 5 episodes left, and I'm like, there are still a lot of wrinkles they just threw in here that there's no way they can mean something.
And it wasn't
because there's no
necessary to
time
bring
left.
those in either. It didn't help the story to bring them in.
Although I also think that Yugioh just like leaving and nobody actually knowing if he gets back or not.
That was horrible.
That was my.
I was happy they showed it.
Everybody got back. Don't worry.
They took off the emotional scene.
Well, that's the
But he
thing.
did. What do you
I feel
mean?
cheated.
They did.
I feel cheated.
But
I was waiting for that.
If he was just making it back and that was it, they should have shown that way before the end of the show. If they could just show him in his timeline, and then when the timeline starts getting messed up, they could be like, "Oh my God, I wonder if he actually is home, or if what we're doing is changing his outcome." And like, but at the end of the show, they're like, "Did Yugioh really make it home?" Like they say that, and then 3 episodes later, they're there, and he's just sitting there with his friends, and it's like, you never
It's so
get it.
awkward. I was happy to
just
see him, but
left.
it's like, that's it. That's how we do it.
Also, what JC said is that they did not end up choosing to show us the reunion scene, which I think would have
That's
been,
so crucial.
Yeah,
There was so
it-
much
it-
emotion
It
built
would
up
have
in
been
that.
a good emotional
Well, no,
scene.
and again,
But
that's
that,
what
but
I-
that should happen in Yu-Gi-Oh! 7s.
Well, I mean, not necessarily if they want to keep that on a cliffhanger. By the way, I don't actually think that was Yugioh coming down in the ship at the end of '92. I don't
You think
that
it was
him.
rewritten and now it became him?
Yep, I think the timeline was rewritten. I think the guy in the ship at '92 was Otis. I do believe that. No, I do. I think Otis got back.
Listen,
I think Otis
it's
succeeded.
over. You don't have to keep
I don't
going.
disagree, by the way. I
No,
don't
no, he succeeded.
You don't have to keep going. It's done.
No. Yeah. Well, I think that could have been changed. Based
I think
on
there's
what happened.
definitely, it's
Yeah, based on
definitely,
what happened,
there's
it's
just
definitely
no
possible,
way
yeah.
you can guarantee either. I think that's the main thing we're getting at, is that no matter how you look at it, whether you're on Dylan's side, whether you're on someone else that says they did, there's just, for anyone who's saying there was no doubt, you're not thinking clearly.
Yeah,
it's just as simple as that. If you're saying you're so 100% about something, in this case, where it's specifically left up for interpretation, I would just, there's just no
Well, I think my one gripe with it is it's kind of a cop-out to just be like, they finally changed the timeline and Yugioh is home. So they could be like, well, you could assume that on the other timeline when they kept losing, he didn't make it home.
Exactly.
Or he made it home all along. But it's like,
It is up for interpretation.
you don't know, it's up for interpretation, but they also just left him out of the right. Like, you brought him into the show, and then we're just like, all right, see ya.
I mean, to me, by not showing the character that was in that rocket and
Yes.
they
Confirming
made
that,
made the decision not to do that. I think that whole sequence is up for interpretation as to whether that is Yugioh or not. I mean, we don't know. We'll never know. It could have been him, but I don't think it was. I really don't.
For a time, I genuinely thought this show was going to end with the same scene, but them actually seeing Yugioh come out of the ship.
Yeah.
That's
what makes the most sense.
That would have been,
That's
was
the whole
like
point of even
what
doing
I
it.
thought for the longest time. And then as he just like never came back, I'm like, I don't know what they're going to do here. Like at a certain point, it was like, all right, Yugioh's just not coming back into the actual story. And you got to a point where you just had to accept that at the end, they might say something.
Yeah.
Like that's basically what it came down to.
Yeah.
I guess I don't have much of a problem about not seeing a conclusion, because in my mind, I don't know. I like, in my mind, I thought that concluded it. Like, hey, he got back. And
it did.
I was more aggravated that I wanted that reunion scene.
Oh, absolutely.
So badly.
We were all cheated.
Like, that was like those 4 core friends. Like, I agree with you, JC. Like, for me, I think Go Rush is a better show, but I enjoy the characters of Sevens way more. I've said that many times, and that core 4 is like everything to me in the Bridge era. So to rob me of that moment, that really aggravated me.
Yep.
Especially like after I digested on it. Like, yeah, obviously the emotion of Go Rush and Yugioh ending for now and all that stuff. But then when I was sitting back on it days later, I was like, that was kind of bullshit. That like they did not give us I wanted to see Roman and Gakuto and Luke react to Yugioh being alive and home.
Yeah, dude.
And we instead not only you see them together, but it's like a really weird scene. The other characters only get one line. It's clearly, in my mind, aged up, right? Like it's a little bit of time after where we left them,
They grew up
even
a
in the
little bit,
moment in Sevens, because Sevens is what, a couple years later, right at the end.
Yeah.
That felt even more like another couple years. Like Yugioh looks significantly taller.
Yeah, he was
all
taller
that
for
stuff.
sure, yeah.
and we got none of that. And that's what really bothered me.
Yeah, if you want to shy away from not showing like the Udius Yuumu Yuhi scene at the end of Go Rush, I think that's fine because you want to end the show there and like end it up to interpretation. That's fine, but like at least give us then the Sevens like reunion scene. I would have just that them not showing that is certainly going to be a big disappointment. But that's also why I wanted to wait before doing like my rankings of all the shows because, recency bias is a real thing. 100%. I still think the end of the show was good, but there's certainly, as time has passed, I'm like, well, you start to look at things and you're like, I wish they kind of went down a little bit of a different route.
I would have even been more okay if it was a reunion scene and they weren't even speaking. It was like music was playing.
Sure.
And you just saw him coming
back
and
welling.
everyone like having like this big smile and whatever. That's it. No words even had to be spoken.
It didn't need to be extravagant.
No. It literally just like them like sitting together and he's in the doorway.
Right.
They look up and they're like, oh, no way, and then it could end like that. Like you don't
remember
even
they were
need to...
rushing to the rocket at the end of Sevens. Like I think that would have been a good time to like
just see him
continue
walking
that
out.
scene.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just for them to rush right to when the door is opening to the rocket, to the shuttle, and to just even look at him, I think would be really great. You could have. I mean, if I would have wrote that scene differently, but like you could have dropped Never Looking Back in there as kind of the music as the backdrop to the reunion scene, which I think would be really emotional. They could have done a lot of things that would not have taken a lot of time to do. It's not like, oh, well, you're asking for a whole nother episode. Like, probably would have taken like 10 seconds.
And they have all those voice actors there that are
They
voicing
could have stretched
characters.
it.
Could have easily done that.
Yeah.
And then to leave it on like this like interpretive, maybe breaking the fourth wall, maybe not moment of like, well, you're here after all, right? Is that Udius? Is that us? Is that like, it was just a really vague. I'm someone that I don't mind interpretation, but when you have a character across two shows, that's the one moment I do not want interpretation. I want a definitive what the hell is going on.
Yeah. Well, there was a lot of interpretation in that final episode. I mean, there was a lot.
Frustrating.
There's certainly
like they gave us what we needed, but it clearly wasn't finished. Like it wasn't all the way what we needed
or what we wanted.
But just like, all right, here's the scraps. We're gonna give you the scraps just to say we did it.
At least they gave us something. I was really worried. They weren't gonna give us anything.
It's better to have it than not have it. But like, it's still like you could have just done it better. Like you knew what we wanted. You built it up. You knew what we wanted, and they. Wasted. Like they definitely could have cut off one of those stupid episodes in this season.
149. Yeah, it was a
Which
recap.
One was 149?
Recap.
Oh, the recap. Yeah, they could have just done that.
Yeah.
Dedicated a whole episode to that whole thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just weird.
Yeah. No, it definitely could have played out a little differently. And then, what do you make of the of Otis and?
It's so sad. Like. I was always hoping we would get like a good real explanation by the end, but there's always those doubts because like it felt like at the end of Sevens, clearly the writers didn't really know, and I was hoping, all right, they have an entire new show, right? They included this all in. They have plenty of time to figure it out, and it felt like by the end they still didn't really know what to do with it. So they're just like, all right, well, Otis is just this character that kind of lost his mind, I guess. Yeah, and then there's all these Otises from all the different universes that showed up in the last episode. That was just random too. It was just weird. It was just like it didn't explain anything really at all. And then like he just goes off. Kawaii Duel traps him and is feeding him food. And it was just weird. It was weird. It was just like, and they acknowledged the fact that we didn't find out who he was. But then, like, they acknowledged it.
They acknowledged it, and then how about at the end of 149 when he's like,
They're
after
like,
all,
I guess we'll
Yeah, Yui said that, and then Otis himself at the end of 149 was like, well, and after all, and then
gets cut off.
Yeah, we don't learn. And that was obviously the creative intention, but it's annoying.
Well, no, I hate those type of cliffhangers. Like, we're not going to answer the question. We'll just tease it a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's like, you're done here. Like, why, what's the point of it?
Just drop a bomb.
I never like those, even in like.
Take a shot.
Even in like Dark Side of Dimension, like at the end, like. Well, yeah, Dark Side of the Dimension, like when they leave stuff at a cliffhanger, I'm just like, just show it. Like Kaiba and Atem.
Sure.
Kaiba and Atem meeting and like going to duel and just leaving it. Like that seems cool, but it's like we're never gonna see them again. Just show the duel.
Think about the end of 4 of the 5 last Yu-Gi-Oh products. Not counting Arc 5. We're gonna cover Dark Side of Dimensions.
Right.
Left on that massive cliffhanger. I thought it was pretty big.
The Bounty on Time?
No, Dark Side of
No,
Dimensions.
Dark Side.
Well, with Tem and
Tem and
Kaiba.
Kaiba,
Yeah. I mean,
We've seen that duel. We know
Yeah,
how
but
it
is
goes.
Kaiba dead? I mean, that's what people believe. Kaiba
nah,
died.
I still wanted to see it because why even show it then?
But also,
like, I don't care.
is
Like, I
Kaiba
wanna see
dead?
it.
I mean, if the argument is it a cliffhanger, yes, it's a cliffhanger.
Well,
Oh,
Kaiba's
it's
also
massive.
he's in the afterlife, right? So is he dead?
No,
I mean, that's right. I think that's a big
like-
cliffhanger.
well,
I think,
It's
but,
kinda-
but this is what they want you to do. They
right,
want you to
right.
overthink it.
But I'm saying
Yeah.
this is what they do. Vrain,
Yeah.
same thing. I wakes up at the end.
Yeah.
they always
Sevens,
do
the
it.
character in the ship.
I will-
4 of the last 5 Yu-Gi-Oh
Yes.
animated pieces have ended
yeah,
like
GX
that.
ended the same. Like, oh, did that duel even finish? Was
With
that
that
duel even
duel,
real?
yeah,
like,
yeah.
what happened there? We'll never know. And
Yeah.
I hate those because, like, it's the end
Yeah.
of the show. I don't want that. I want a conclusion.
That's what Yu-Gi-Oh does.
I mean,
wants you to draw your own conclusion.
fair. But I
Yeah.
feel like Vrains is in a different category though, because I think is negligible. Like you could ignore that realistically because the story itself tied itself up. We got the Yusaku fight. We know, this is what happened. Like we found, we're in the reality. We defeated the simulation, whatever, and all is good. Now Yusaku goes on his journey, and that's where we end it. It's fine. It's over. Everything's tied up with a Nippo, and then they throw the little eye thing. But you can look past. I don't consider that a cliffhanger. That's just like
See, I
don't.
Right, because Duel Links, they continue the
Okay,
story.
Sure, but all right, let's. But then you're adding in extra
Oh, then
stuff.
people are like, well, is Duel Links even canon to the
Yeah.
continuity?
I argue that.
Yeah, you could argue
You
that.
could argue that, but like,
him opening his eye, I would say, is a little bit of a
I
cliffhanger.
wouldn't consider it.
Whether he's alive or not.
Sure, but it's like that wasn't a question.
Well, you want?
Whoa.
No, that's
Whether the program was activated or
Yes,
not.
there. You go. That's fine. I live with that.
Okay, sure, but that wasn't a question we were left with when the story itself tied up.
Exactly.
We just know
Because basically,
the day is saved. Our main plot points were tied up. Yusaku went into the Cybers to go find.
To try to find him.
But like that's it. Like, and he was gone.
Yeah.
Great. He was gone. We got a final duel. Everything concluded all nice, and then we get a little.
Well, now
You
the
know-
Ignis might be getting resurrected in Duel
Yes,
Links.
because of Duel Links.
So
Okay.
that was
But you're-
foreboding.
That's again like
Yu-Gi-Oh! 9.
that's with extra information that comes after.
Yeah.
Variants is my point.
Yeah.
That's why I consider that a little bit different. The other three, I agree.
Yeah.
The other three, I agree.
That's fair. But that's what they do.
Yeah.
They do that. They do.
They like to do it.
I personally just don't like it. I would rather just finish it out. I don't need the mystery. Like it's stupid for me. I would rather know.
What do you think of this Exel ending?
I
I think that was fine.
That was fine
Yeah,
because
'cause it
that's
was
just like
something
them going
unknown.
off to a new adventure.
Yeah,
we know
yeah.
that they're gonna win.
Yeah.
They're the heroes.
Well,
so we
maybe.
know they're gonna win.
I'll pitch you my movie
All right,
idea for a
all right,
second.
all right. This is gonna get all dark. Everyone dies again.
Thank God.
Anyway, but that's fine because it ended like with such a beautiful message. Everyone was together and they went out
Yeah.
to find a new threat and they went to go
Yeah.
get Astral again to fight the new threat.
I-
So
I like that ending.
feels conclusive. Like sure, I would like to see what would happen in that, but I don't need to see
Yeah,
it because I
yeah.
felt like the ending was perfectly satisfying. It gave you the good vibes. You felt sad, but then you know they're gonna reunite. So
Yep.
it's perfect. Just like that's why with the Eye and Yusaku was like, all right, the Eye just confirmed, all right, they will see each other again. Yusaku's looking for him. He will
Right.
find him because he's alive.
Yeah.
So you feel okay with it.
You feel- exactly,
You don't
you
have
feel-
any more questions building.
Yeah.
Like all right, like what? Yeah.
Like I feel like the door's open where it's like if they gave us another show, we could explore it, but we don't have to because we know he's alive and that Yusaku may or like is probably gonna. They're
Right.
gonna
But if he's alive, is Lightning also alive?
Didn't I absorb the other Ignises into himself? I thought he did that. Didn't he
No,
do that?
Bowman absorbed him.
Yeah.
And
okay.
then, he didn't. Yeah, they were
Exactly.
They
dead.
died
that's
off
where we
with
get a
Bowman,
little
right?
What happened to
messed up
Earth?
because I don't know. Yeah, it's like, is Earth alive?
All
After
right.
we watch him get brutally dissected.
We saw what happened to Earth. All right, we don't need to go through that.
I want to live.
that was brutal. That was so.
Almost unnecessary.
It wasn't.
We're like, whoa, what the hell?
Jesus Christ, dude.
Oh.
There were moments in Brains that were like, you're like that, and then watching how we the violent face plant.
I remember when I first saw it. I like analyzed. I'm like, yeah, she hits that. She got a couple
Oh my
fractured skull bones. Like, this is not good.
Broken orbital. We're talking crazy.
Jesus Christ, yeah. Fun stuff. A lot of craziness.
But yeah, that's my thoughts on Sevens and Go Rush. And
Yeah.
Otis, I guess.
No, love it.
It just still felt incomplete and unsatisfied with the Otis stuff. Obviously, we all agree on that.
Yeah.
But I guess it was cool that they continued it. But if you're not gonna, like we're all in agreement, if you're not gonna tell us by the end, then what was even the point of doing it? If you're not really gonna explore who was he and why does he matter, then why even do it?
It's a concept, man.
It's a Well, I don't need a concept. He was already a concept in Sevens. We don't need to go back and be like, oh, he's still a concept.
I mean, what's better than almost 250 episodes of a concept, man?
I
don't think there's anything better than
physics
that.
books. It's like it's crazy.
I don't disagree. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. That if I want concepts, that's what I'll read. I'll read the Galileo stuff.
Wait. Okay, hold on.
That'd be
I'm
more
gonna need
astronomy
I'm gonna
and-
need you to walk that back. What do
Walk
you
back.
mean? What about Galileo concept?
He was a famed astrologer.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So exactly. This is basically what we did for 250 episodes.
Well, Nick, you came up with the concept of gravity, right?
No.
Not the same guy.
Cal, how are you doing over there?
We are standing on the shoulders of giants, bro.
It's true. I'm doing great. You have a more specific question, or
Yeah, he got you.
yeah, that was not
How you
very,
been, man?
Well-
that's not a direct question.
Well, Dredge.
He just moves on. He doesn't even.
doesn't address that at all. He just moves on.
Dredge, I mean, how are you feeling about the Go Rush dialogue?
Okay, there
That's
we
a
go.
way
The
more
Go
direct
Rush
question.
Yeah, why did Cal get that question? Seems a little biased.
Cal, you can answer it.
I guess his opinions weren't worth talking about.
God.
That's horrible. That's horrible.
hey, JC just says what Dylan thinks.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's not his opinion. It's Dylan's.
Yeah, it's Dylan's opinion. JC's
Um,
just voicing them for him.
I mean, yeah, I've had more time to think about Go Rush and its ending. The final episode, solid ending, solid episode. The ending of Go Rush, and everyone here knows it. I was probably the first one to say we're in trouble about the ending, about not wrapping up all our plot points. I kept saying it. Dylan, you can admit this. You were very positive for the longest time. We're going to be good. It's going to be good. Yep. Now you've had some time to process. Would you say that the overall ending of Go Rush was okay, bad, good, or great?
I would say
honestly, taking in everything.
Yep, I would say okay.
Yeah. Okay, that's
Wow,
I wanted to make
really come down from last week.
Well, no, because
No. He asked about the overall execution on
ending
the
to show.
concepts
The
that
last
they wanted.
episode, great. Like,
You-
don't get me wrong. That
the last episode was
What they
fantastic.
did was great. They left out some stuff like the Sevens reunion.
Yeah, yeah.
Then you started analyzing. Go,
If
wait.
we're talking conceptually,
Yeah.
Yuga and Otis were my two big unanswered questions that
Yeah.
I wanted answered. And Yuga we got, and I'm okay. I think it
It's
could have been better, but I'm fine
it's
with it.
okay
I'll
with-
take it.
A little
The
phoned
Otis
in.
is-
Sure. But the Otis stuff,
Yeah.
very disappointed.
Well, we
on
said this
that.
for the longest time. I kept
So-
saying it. It's 250 episodes of the character, and it didn't hit.
It was going to be
The thing
impossible.
is,
to
though,
hit.
I
But
would
that's the
argue.
problem. Why would you? set
I would
yourself
argue they
up?
had
No, I
time
agree.
to do it. They
Agreed.
just didn't go down
No,
that route.
They did
They
have
chose
time.
not to.
That's what makes it worse.
They
Yeah.
did have time. They had
If
plenty
you-
of time.
chose
Is
not
you
to.
make this
They even got an
character-
extra season.
Right.
Yeah. You make this character
had an extra season.
relevant for
Right.
250 episodes to not give me a satisfying ending. That's inexcusable in my eyes. So
tough.
like the ending of Go Rush is just missing so many things, which hurts it. But again, for me, Go Rush, I like Go Rush more than Sevens, mainly because I felt Sevens was aimed at a younger audience, and the villain level just has no comparison to Go Rush. It's not even close.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Your best villain, and I'll say it as I just ripped him apart. Your best villain in Sevens was Otis, and in my opinion, I mean,
Yeah.
unless you really want to argue Go High Yuga.
Yeah,
Who else was-
I'd probably argue Go High Yuga.
Okay,
But-
that's my point. That's how low the bar is. Then you get a guy like Kawaii. You have Zuijo when he was a villain. in the
Yeah, it's
first.
not even
Like, it's not
comparable.
even comparable.
Yeah, I
and
would
for
agree
me,
with that.
I am aimed at more of that. Again, I thought there was more maturity, more growth in Go Rush. Again, I think I like the core characters in Sevens more, but because of I can relate more to Go Rush characters and their struggles and the changes and what they experience. Whereas Sevens, I felt like I couldn't do it, and they just felt so much younger for me.
Yeah. Yep.
But yeah, so like the ending, but I still think this ending of Sevens at least didn't leave as much as it left Otis a plot a thing, but that was meant to be for this show. I think the 7's ending is better than Go Rush's ending.
Oh, yeah.
Just because it's
emotional.
at least there's more, and the fact that it just.
Come on.
The fact that
I disagree with that.
The emotion part?
Totally. Yeah, I think the Go Rush ending was more emotional than the 7's ending.
Yeah,
the
that's 'cause
final
Yugioh's
episode.
also ending.
The final
It's
episode.
harder.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean that's recency bias. There you go. So.
There's
No,
a-
I think the Go Rush ending was more emotional than the 7's ending. The 7's ending with Yuga and Luke was definitely sad, but
Now, for me, that one hit more. But once again, that's because I was more attached to the 7's
Yeah, that's
characters
fair.
and,
Yeah.
and the Luke and Yuga relationship. That was and yeah. So that's what makes it hit harder.
when
But
Yugioh shows up at the very end, you
that
don't,
was
you don't
beautiful.
get chills.
That was beautiful. That was beautiful. But I didn't like cry or tear up. I was just like, okay, that's nice. He's still good. He's alive, and they're gonna meet again. But like, I didn't,
500 years, man.
yeah, okay, that's fine.
That's all you have to say. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
He survived
okay.
500 years.
He's a
to
Valkyrian.
see
First
them
of all,
again.
he's eternal.
Well, we don't know that. We
Yeah,
don't know
he
that.
literally is. He's the only one of the Valkyrians that didn't like ever die for any
he
reason.
Didn't, he didn't look too good at the end of the show. He was paper.
Until he wasn't.
He's been paper many times. He was a shirt once.
He was.
I don't want to talk
really-
about that. I don't want to talk about
I
it.
will say that I did have more of a, but again, even though I like the characters of 7's more, I do agree with Dylan. Thinking about it, really, I have no freaking clue.
7 season 2.
The emotion felt at the end of Go Rush was definitely, again, more adult in the understanding of what was happening versus 7's where you wanted a reunion. And again, as JC has said, he loved the Yuga-Luke relationship, which I can't blame. That was a great relationship. The two were the top two characters in that show. But I do think that what Go Rush did, it hit me more. But again, that's all an opinion. Like, that's the beauty of it. It's all an opinion on that. So, but yeah, I would definitely say that.
For me, the 7's ending hit just because like it kind of threw us for a loop. I remember even Pete's reaction was like, "Wait a minute!" Like all of a sudden, Yuga's dying and sacrificing himself. Like that's not the show this was about. And like it, and like. And they dragged out that goodbye between Luke and Yuga. Like they really hit home with that.
like,
it was
oh,
so
shit.
good. So even though it ended in kind of a sad ending, but then like the rocket ship, but that's a whole nother thing. Yeah, he kind of.
That is a good moment. When Yuga and Otis are going up and he's saying like, yeah, you presume to know me, and Yuga's like, yeah, I do, and then just to wipe him out to get the win after he just beat Luke for the first time. All the characters reciting kind of the legend of the
loved it.
7's book.
Yeah.
It was so good.
It's a really good ending, man.
And
It
then
really
then
is.
Luke crying out like, let's duel again. Like I don't want to lose
Yeah.
you. Like let's
good
keep
moment.
dueling forever. Like I want to keep
he
going.
was desperate.
Like,
he was desperate.
yeah, he was desperate. Like and Yuga just walks off and
Yeah.
dude, come on, that hits so hard.
It was good.
No, I'm
good.
in that
GG's, my
camp.
guy.
but-
That's also why a reunion would have been such an awesome thing to see, because when we go back to 7's world with Yuga,
Yeah.
and he's the cat basically hanging out with Luke, but Luke doesn't
Oh,
know.
dude, that was
it's
so
like,
good.
That's so close to a
God.
reunion, and then we don't actually get one.
No, you're right.
That's the
You're
part
right.
of it I think that hurts the most with Go
Just knowing that
Rush's
you were so
ending.
close.
Yes, and having so much to say. And watching you walk away. Yeah, I got it.
Nice.
They were on the same wave.
Oh, we knew.
Yeah, but I do think like I don't. It's weird because I liked Go Rush more than I liked 7's, but the Go Rush ending bothers me more than 7's because we didn't get the 7's reunion.
We didn't get the payoff.
Yeah,
we didn't get the payoff.
Because they basically tease a reunion right at the end of 7's, although you could argue, is that Yuga, is it not? And then they're just together. They're together, aged up a little bit.
That's
like,
it. And then okay,
Yeah.
that's it. I was like, all right.
It would have been so easy to just replay.
I felt
the
like nothing
exact
watching
same
it.
ending scene.
But I was happy, but I still felt nothing because it was
Yeah.
just so like it was just there, and I was like,
Yeah.
we didn't. That's it.
It was.
Like,
It was
I
like,
felt like what?
it was like the
Yeah,
expected ending, right? You expected them to be there at the end, like that's what you expected to see, but not in that. Like we didn't get there the way I would have expected. Like at the end, you expect them to be together back in 7's world, but again, I feel like we all expected a reunion of some sort, and instead it was like, yeah, you don't see Yuga for the entire 3rd season, and he's just home. No reunion, no explanation, just nice, he's there.
He's there.
Well, it's kind of like when Yuga's mom showed up, right? And we had no idea if he had parents or not, and then his mom is just in an episode.
What does that have to do at all?
I think what happened was,
not-
honestly,
Get out of
Cal, is I think he zoned out, didn't really listen to anything you said.
Well, that's why
and
he
that
didn't
was-
ask for my
yeah,
opinion.
and that was just the thing that he could come up with on the fly.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that's what that was.
That makes sense because he didn't ask me my opinion on Go Rush and how it ended. He asked Dredge. So I just had to throw mine in there before he could go on to something else.
He's a bad host, man. What are you gonna do?
Well, it's not that he's a bad host. He's just
Hey, I advocated for you.
You're right.
host
He's a
tonight,
bad
man.
guy.
Yeah, I
He's
know.
not a
Somebody,
bad person.
somebody had
Bad
said
friend.
this to me, and this was this kind of tugged at my heartstrings. But they said that scene when Yugioh is saying goodbye to everyone is kind of like what's going to happen when you and all your friends go to Delaware, and then it's time for all of them to leave through the portal, aka the roads back
What
to
do
New
you
Jersey.
mean, you and your friends?
Well, you guys.
Because you're only going to Delaware.
No.
Yeah, you did say they were all going to
Well,
Delaware.
let's say there's some weird space time where we all end up there,
Okay.
and then the
So
portal.
I'm retired at 31.
No, we all get sucked into Delaware.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And then the portal,
That's a nightmare, bro. Get sucked into Delaware. Jeez.
and then the portal opens up.
Okay.
And we have to go
And-
back home. And you stay in
We're
Delaware.
going
Right.
back home, and you're staying in the
And
in
you
the
stay
past
back?
in Delaware.
Yeah.
That's the analogy you're trying to.
No,
make
that's
here.
what somebody had commented in one of the.
I don't
streams.
think they did.
And that when I thought about it and thought about being Yugioh, yeah, it hits. I mean, it really.
I mean,
does.
I'm gonna give you a nice
Did
hearty
you
handshake
sacrifice
when
your
leave.
life in any way for anyone?
In that hypothetical, I guess not.
Well, that's what this hinges on. There's more details to that.
Yeah. A little bit.
Well, it's not the perfect analogy, but Cal, your thoughts?
On.
It's like how it's all
he's on something
it's
different.
all directed at Cal tonight. Poor guy.
So your comparison here, I'll give you my thoughts. Your comparison here is your Yugioh, and you're staying back in Delaware.
Yeah.
So basically, you're saying like if we help you move into your place, as we walk out that door, we're walking to the portal back to New Jersey, right? That's kind of what you're saying.
And
here?
so in that moment, I'll be able to relate to how Yugioh felt.
Yes, and we will never see you again, is what you're saying.
Well, no. Again, the analogy ends.
No,
there.
500 years, we'll
Yeah,
see.
yeah.
How we'll see, because he's definitely Yuhi. We'll see you in 500 years.
Yeah, I'll see you in 500 years.
I'm gonna fight for that, man. I'm gonna hang on.
Yeah, and maybe I'll just see a piece of paper, just like they're about to say.
That's crazy.
No, but listen, man.
Yeah, I
It was
get it.
bold ending. Thank you. Bold endings were good. Yeah, they both.
And I'm
were
not
good
saying the
endings.
Go Rush ending was bad. I liked it.
Oh,
too.
no,
I
you
just
just
feel like
preferred
for me
one
it
over
didn't
the
hit
other,
as
yeah.
hard,
Sure,
but it was
sure.
still really good
Sure.
for the most part.
Even as someone who maybe liked Sevens and liked the Sevens ending more, I will say this: Go Rush was much more of an ambitious show. It tried so much more, so it was a difficult landing to stick.
It was the most ambitious Yu-Gi-Oh besides Arc 5. I feel very.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I felt like they did that to themselves on
No,
purpose, 'cause
they
They
did.
kept
No.
adding too much.
No, they did.
It was like at
And
some
I think
point
a lot
they
of-
should just stop and just all right. We got it. Let's just keep going.
I think a lot of that was a misstep, but I
Yeah.
will say a lot of what they did also, like, there was a lot of things that they did that was ambitious that worked, and would have loved to see that explored.
I did like it. Yeah.
But like they laid the groundwork in a general sense for things. I'm like, okay, I can see where this is going, and I can see where I would like it to end. And even though it didn't necessarily hit on the bullseye, I think they approximated it in a way that I can be like, okay.
Yeah. Very well said.
Okay.
Very well said.
Cal, your thoughts?
Yeah. You want to go to some donations, some super chats?
Yeah, let's get it.
Let's do it.
Why don't you start us off?
I'm gonna start.
Hey.
You know what's great is that I'm not it's not super loud. It doesn't pick up.
All right. Electric Evan, thank you for the $5 super chat. Rank either your top 5 Go Rush characters or rank the UTS trio. So let's rank the UTS trio because top 5 Go Rush characters will probably be a segment that they do during the Talking Yu-Gi-Oh show. How would you rank the UTS trio? We'll start with you. You're the guest.
The UTS trio.
UDS, UE, UMU.
Oh.
And I mean, I guess if you wanted to do the expanded trio, I don't know if that's what Kevin wanted with the old people.
We're not doing it.
What do you mean?
See, that's
What do
not a
you mean?
trio.
Okay.
That kind of makes it not a trio.
Trio means 3. This is very easy. Yeah, I don't know why. This is very easy.
Don't let them discourage you.
I haven't really put too much thought to the 3 of them because I'm still not fully.
Processing.
I'm still not fully sure how I feel about them. I think Yuhi grew a lot more. I think I still like Yuhi a lot. I just feel, and we got cheated off the ceremonial duel, by the way.
Yeah, there was none.
Yeah.
There was none.
Udius versus Yuhi should have happened.
Should have been Udius.
Anyway, but that's
Yugioh,
besides the point.
okay. Should have been Udius. Yugioh.
I don't. I'm not going to answer because I don't feel. I don't feel confident in my answer.
No, abstaining.
I'm not really. I don't really have one right now.
Abstaining's always fine.
So I'm good.
Calibro.
Me? Yeah. So for the trio, I would go Udius, Yuhi, Uemu.
Okay.
Udius, Uemu, Yuhi.
I'm the same as
Yeah,
Dredge.
best to worst or worst to best?
Best to worst.
Best to
Pete.
worst.
Same as Dredge. Yeah, it's Udius, Uemu, Yuhi.
Okay, Nick T.
And I'm gonna be a little different here, and I'm gonna say I love all three of these characters quite a bit. Yuhi, Yuemu, Udius.
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
I could see
I
that.
loved Udius. I just think some of the things, especially later on, they did with this character were unnecessary and unfleshed out.
Fair. And you both have similar opinions on Yusaku from Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrains.
We do. I'll say it for both of us. We do.
Yeah.
He was misunderstood. Okay.
Oh, sure.
I will say, because JC, someone who isn't the biggest fan of Brains, I will say, JC, I felt strongly in more of a negative way about Yusaku the first time I watched it. The second time I watched it, I think I understood more. I still agree his lack of kind of almost like emotion at times, and his friend definitely still. But I think if you really start thinking about what he went through,
I get that. Yeah.
So that's it made me at least understand his character a little better. I still agree. There's a lot of flaws with it, but it definitely second time was better about it for sure.
Yeah.
I get that. I think from a psychological standpoint, I get it. He's just boring to watch.
I mean, it's not as
Well, that yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, because like every main Yu-Gi-Oh protagonist kind of has like a bonds of friendship feel, and they kind of forced that onto Yusaku, but he didn't really play that role.
Yeah.
But like they wanted you to think that he played that role, and
Yeah.
it just didn't. Like, no, he's not that guy.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like he was a loner. He was like, he didn't really like fight, you know, for other people necessarily. He saved the world. 'Cause he was the strongest, but not because he was like. Anyway, I could go on about.
No,
that. We'll talk about it.
You got him going for a second.
Are you the strongest because you're Gojo Satoru, or are you Gojo Satoru because you're the strongest?
Exactly.
right.
Bars.
Guys bringing up bars.
I appreciate you guys bringing him up, Yusaku, and talking about
Wait,
it.
you brought him up.
I'm like, yeah.
Dark Emperor.
Are you like just zoning out through these conversations?
You just gotta bring it up.
What in the hell?
Dark Emperor J, thank you for the $2 donation. Random question: what type of ice cream do you prefer, hard or soft? Also, what is your go-to flavor? I prefer hard scoop ice cream. My go-to flavor is always going to be cotton candy, birthday cake, or funfetti. Cal?
I feel like funfetti and birthday cake are almost interchangeable.
It's the same
Or cake
thing.
mix.
Okay.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing with a different name.
Birthday cake's got cake pieces
So
in
just
it.
for reference, you just want
fair,
like
that's
ice
fair.
cream is sugary sweet treat, and you just want more sugary sweet treat inside your sugary sweet
Yeah,
treat.
that sounds right.
Sure, yeah.
Did you finish getting your teeth fixed yet?
I didn't get my teeth fixed, but I did get blood work not that long ago.
Wait,
That was fine,
how
right?
long ago? How long ago?
They said it was really
It
good.
was
right?
pre-COVID.
No, because you're always like, oh no, it came back and it was all good.
They
it was good.
said
they
it
were
was-
They've never
surprised.
seen anything
They were
like it.
surprised.
You
It was
gotta,
really
you gotta
good.
get those cavities taken care of.
It's also, you're supposed to get blood work every year, I believe.
Yeah,
Yes,
that I'm
you
just
are.
ignoring your lost cause. But like,
The
are
cavities,
you
I have-
gonna?
I have an appointment in May. Yeah, mid-May.
like,
yeah.
and
I
that-
need to get insurance. I don't have dental.
And that's gonna be like all of them. Like it's gonna
it
be all
will
good.
be all of them, I believe.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, do you not have any insurance right now?
I don't have dental. I have catastrophic medical.
Oh, okay.
Catastrophic medical.
That's what it's called. Yeah.
He happens to. That's minor. He's screwed. He needs something really bad to happen.
Not even just that.
You really
but
need to go through it,
taxes-wise, you get a penalty for not having
do.
insurance in Jersey.
Yeah, but
that's-
if Dill rolls his ankle, we just have to hit him with a car so he can get something.
I was
worse
saying you gotta hit him with a truck.
Hey, gladly.
Holy shit. Ice cream. You probably coffee, right?
Soft chocolate vanilla swirl.
Depends on my mood.
Pete, ice cream.
Soft and usually chocolate chip.
Nick T.
Hard, and I'm gonna say like Rocky Road.
Rocky Road. Great one. I love the marshmallows.
Exactly. That's
I
what I'm
just
saying.
don't like the nuts.
I like the nuts.
but that's fair.
I'm not surprised you don't like the nut.
JC.
Hard or soft mint chocolate chip.
Mint chocolate chip. I mean, that
okay.
is a classic. I believe it's the most popular flavor in America.
I will say this. I think I like hard more because of it has a more flavor variety.
Yeah, there's way more flavor variety.
Yeah.
A soft mint chocolate chip is actually really good.
No, it is. It is.
That's it's very underrated because it's not everywhere. Like you said,
It's
like
hard to
ice cream
find
is a
that.
lot
Yeah.
more. Yeah.
I wish it was more like around.
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah.
So good.
Nah, hard's where it's at. Philip Rosewood, thank you for being a member for 45.
See, everyone else can laugh, but you gotta hold your
Thank you for being a member for 45 months. Glad to be back after a while. It's been a journey. Thank you, Philip. We're
Welcome.
happy to have you
Yeah,
back.
it's been a minute.
long time since we've seen
Oh,
Philip.
gosh. Wow.
Right? It's been a long time.
When did puberty start for you?
No, if I get excited in my voice.
For sure.
Like, Philip, thank you so much for coming by, man.
What was that?
I almost scooped that like Alonzo.
What do you mean? You had an extra piece?
Cal, we have
Oh.
Ice Aiden.
Aiden.
Thank you, Philip. I appreciate you, my man.
That's not the first. Yeah, that's
I
not
have
right.
3 before that.
Which ones do you have?
Sean,
Don't.
Colin, Kevin, and then I say.
I read Kevin. I don't have Sean or Colin, so you can read it. Thank you, and thank you, Sean. Thank you, Colin. Thank you, Philip. Thank you, Dark. Thank you, Kevin.
That's really bizarre. Okay, yeah. Well, I made it.
$10
Oh.
from Sean Gilbride.
Thank you, Sean.
Sean.
The mic is muted, so let me say it again. We got $10 from Sean Gilbride. Question for everybody present.
Yes.
What's your favorite Yu-Gi-Oh series that you've seen so far, and why?
Well, Dylan's not allowed to share.
I'm gonna abstain.
I plead the fifth.
I'll go first.
Go first.
Maybe
I
not.
plead the
I've
fifth.
only
so many
seen.
hits.
I'm gonna abstain.
Yeah.
So
I plead the fifth.
I will be ranking all of them, Sean. Which one are you doing?
I've seen 3.
Yep, and Vrains is number 1 or
Vrains
Go Rush?
is number 1.
Okay. How do you rank your 3? Vrains, Go Rush 7s?
Range Go Rush 7s.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's he said and why, so I was gonna continue,
Please do so.
He definitely doesn't want.
but what do you guys
Get
mute
this
that
going.
guy's mic over there?
I mean, probably.
Yeah. No, but for me, I know a lot of the stuff. It like started to make high stakes kind of feel like it didn't matter, but I just think the whole storyline outside of course our friendly recap episodes, I just really like the whole idea of the show, and I think
That's fair.
that helped push it like from a baseline point a little bit higher to start, and it's a little like more older, more mature. I like a little bit more darker theme. Yes, Yusaku can be boring, but it's also like I feel like this whole background is just traumatic, so it's just kind of what it takes. What are you laughing at?
No.
All right, Pete, go ahead. I'm just
No. I liked it, but I saw a take from a guy. I saw a take from an account called
Oh, here we go.
the Anime Wizard, and he said Vrains walk so solo leveling could run.
Oh, that's okay.
Huh?
Wait, what?
That's what he said because they're both in like the online
they are
space.
absolutely nothing.
Well,
like-
he said
not
if you take out
nothing, but
dueling
they're such
from
a
Vrains,
small-
you'd get solo level.
Very, very
Oh,
small.
that's another anime.
I think
Yeah.
that goes for
Yeah.
literally any anime where you're in a online
That's what the Anime
No,
Wizard
but
said.
it's
It's
still
not me. I'm
no.
not saying it. That's what the Anime
Then why
Wizard.
bring it up? You just want to round me up? a
he
little
made
bit?
the take up, dude. He
Yeah.
made it up.
No, the Anime Wizard.
Who's the anime?
He's a very well-known content creator.
Yeah, sure.
I'm. Okay.
We're looking him up.
All right,
him up.
somebody else.
Pete, how do you rank it?
No, all you do is rank your favorite. You don't have to tell them.
Yeah, just your favorite.
Yeah, I agree with Cal.
Yeah, that 3.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nick T, how you doing it?
Top, just like the 3 in order.
Yeah, yeah,
I'll just do the 3 because those 3 are like the ones.
Yeah.
7's Vrains Go Rush.
Wow. Okay.
Okay.
How are you doing? What's your top? Your top's. I actually don't know your top.
I think I know.
My top is Zale.
That'd be my guess. Yeah.
So I will say I did plead the fifth, but my top is not.
the dono.
Just because I know everyone else said it, but my top is not very.
Oh, you didn't say your top? Okay.
No,
He's seen
I
all
plead the
shows
fifth.
but Zexel and Arc 5.
Yes, I haven't watched X Lark 5.
Yeah.
I've watched. But
It'll
Vrains
be
is not.
great once
should do is
everybody's
all
watched
walk,
all of them. Then we could have a real talk.
That's gonna be 3 of us. No one else is hopping in that train.
There's a lot of episodes.
Yeah,
you
I
watched
can't-
GX. You're watching Zale.
Yeah.
He's watched some of it.
I actually
Yeah,
do want to
I've
watch.
watched
You two watched a little bit of Zale. You got to continue,
Yeah.
right?
I want to watch a decent amount. I have it like torrented. I just need to watch it.
You gotta watch 5Ds.
No, I only
thought
watched
you
like the
did.
first like 30 episodes.
Okay, he
No,
watched 5Ds.
20 episodes.
Dredge watched 5Ds? I watched 5Ds. You watched 5Ds.
5Ds is very good. I enjoyed 5Ds a lot.
Which one are you trying to watch?
No,
Right now?
Yeah.
I haven't. I'm not watching anything right now.
Okay.
I'm watching Degrassi right now.
No, you're not.
Next Generation.
You're rewatching
Like the old one?
You're rewatching Degrassi.
Yeah, all 14 seasons.
Holy
I'm at the
crap.
I'm at the end of season 13.
Oh, okay. So you're past Claire then. So.
We're still with Claire.
Yeah, but like she's been introduced all
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
All Declan and all that crap.
Yeah, Declan's graduated. He's at Harvard, Yale.
Classic show, man. Grew up with
Great.
it.
Yeah, this guy knows.
So whenever you're done with the grass,
Yeah,
which Yu-Gi-Oh series are you most interested in trying to watch?
I think because of its lack of accessibility and because I do have it is Zale.
Okay.
That's all.
Okay.
One of the better ones.
Yeah,
very
and I've
good.
heard good things, and
Yeah.
like I feel like there's been discussion.
Just don't listen to the opening. The opening is the first opening.
I think the first
We
opening's
love
good.
it every time we listen to it.
I think
Time I hear the no, I'm like,
He's the maestro. He'll
yeah,
determine if it's
I'll
good.
be the
yeah, good luck these two.
but also like I think because there's I feel like as of late been more discussion around Zexel as opposed to some of the other shows. So like it's something I would like to jump into and kind of participate in said discussion.
It's just the most
Yeah.
pain in the ass one to watch because it's not really
it's not
accessible
anywhere. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the hard.
But I have it, so like I might
Such
as
a
well.
shame.
It is.
One of the probably one of the best top 3 ones, right?
It's like very good.
I'm like trying to.
Yeah, I'm not giving anything away.
Would you say it's top 3,
Yeah.
dude?
I forgot the
It's very good. I will say that.
Never send it to me.
Yeah.
Nick T. Yeah, thank you, Sean. Appreciate you, my man.
We have $10 from Colin Cleaves.
Thanks,
Colin
Thank you, Colin.
Cleaves. Thank you, Colin.
I asked this in Discord, but would love to know here from you all which series protagonist, final duel, final boss monster would you say is your favorite among the 8 shows? Shooting, Quasar, God, Neos, etc.
That's probably your favorite, right?
That was a lot of words.
I loved Horkthy.
Series?
However you say that monster that Atem used in Egypt to beat Zork. I love that monster. Horkthy. I can never say the name.
It's like it's the fusion of the 3 different gods, basically.
Yes. That monster is gorgeous.
remember its name. I couldn't say. For me,
But Shooting Quasar is probably
I don't
number
know,
2.
I know it was like I like those. Which one was Fireball Dragon Singularity was the one he used? I'm mixing up.
Access code.
He won with Access Code.
Yeah, that was his big
I was
win.
thinking of his other. Oh, was Access Code his Link 4 he won with?
Link 5, yeah.
Access Code's not Link 5. He's Link 4.
Yeah. It's 5.
No, I think it's a 5.
Yeah.
Was it
I think that's the big moment that he
Yeah.
gets the Link 5.
Why is Access Code in Master Link 4? Isn't it? Or am I thinking of a different?
You must be thinking of a different one.
I'm
Fireball
thinking of-
Dragon's Link 4.
I'm thinking of Access Code Talker. Never mind. Access Code. Yeah, the Access Code. I like that one from Rain.
Yeah.
I mean,
Shooting Quasar God Neos. I can't.
Shooting Quasar was insane. God Neos against Darkness was cool. Yeah. There were a lot of cool ones.
I mean recency bias, but the one
Oh, the UTS.
yes, yeah.
Yeah,
That
against
was a cool
Notice.
monster.
That was also
That was a cool monster.
that was also very
It-
cool.
It
Yeah.
looks very cool.
Yeah.
That's a good boss
The
monster.
Arrival's another good one.
The
The Arrival's
really
good.
dope.
Yeah.
Dude, I actually really fucking like that. The Arrival's
Hey, we're cursing.
Your
It's
favorite
after-
one.
Final boss
Sorry, Breeze
monster
Mom.
Final boss for the pro tag, right, Colin had said.
for the pro tag.
Okay.
It depends, like what you like. For Zaya, what would be considered the final boss monster? I guess Future Hope, right? And
Yeah.
for Yuma.
Yeah.
And for Astral, because he's
It's
also
Utopic Dragon, right?
Yeah.
Astral.
I think I like Future Hope the most.
Yeah.
I'm very attached to Future
You
Hope.
love
yeah.
Zale. Yeah, I love
yeah,
that.
so
I
it is
love
what it
that.
is, you know?
It is what it is. This guy's going to
You know, it
bring
repre-
Zale rep, and we love that, you know. That's why we keep him around.
Yes, yes.
Colin, thank you so much. Yeah, I'm going to go Horikathy.
Horror.
Yeah, it's a gorgeous monster.
Did Nick T already share his?
I'm sorry. No, it's the next zone. I apologize.
If I don't keep on track, we'll get
Yeah, we'll get nowhere.
That's true. That's true.
He's right. We have $5 from Ice Aiden.
Thank you, Ice Aiden.
Aiden.
Bum, 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 bada, bum, bum.
Hello, Yugi Bros. Cheers to a new beginning and an unknown future. Long live Yu-Gi-Oh.
Hell yeah.
Thank you, Ice
yeah,
Aiden. Appreciate it. It's going to be a fun future. It's going to be a nerve-wracking future, but there's going to be a lot of good stuff. And yeah, what do you think about that?
What do I?
What is it?
I felt like you didn't need to add me into that. Like that
He's
was a good
he's
ending.
just been off all night.
That was a good.
I think
ending.
I
didn't
think
need
the
to be
wings
included.
like internally screwed him up.
Yeah, I think the wings got me, dude. I'm not
I
feeling
kind of
well.
feel that though because
Yeah, I'm not feeling it.
they were just wings, but
My
I
God.
feel it in the sense that like when we were at the White Elephant and I tried the little dab of the last dab.
I have a video of that. It was
I
great.
I couldn't think straight.
Yeah,
I was interviewing you. We were trying to do the hot wings, and you could not
I
focus.
couldn't. Yeah, it was tough for like about 5 minutes.
We're about to go into our longest filler arc, right?
Yeah.
The forever arc.
No matter
But I will
what.
say, in the restructuring of the show, it's going to be a fun filler arc because we have structure, like a structure that works.
Yeah. After
So-
Dark, Talking Yu-Gi-Oh show,
Yeah,
the Chronicles
and
podcast.
even within
yeah.
even within the Talking Yu-Gi-Oh show, it's its own structure. So
yes,
it's going to be
new
a cool
segments,
thing.
pulse
So,
of the
like-
community. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Dude, they're all going to be good. They're all, I actually am really looking forward to this filler arc and onward and bringing that structure to whatever's next.
Yeah, Wednesday nights are going to be fun here.
Yeah,
That's what
they
we're
really
saying.
are. Oh, yeah.
C. Sanadvon, thank you for the
Thank
$2 donation.
Get home safe, sir.
Oh, you're heading out? Okay.
JC,
This
it's
guy.
a pleasure, man.
You
Great
too,
to
brother.
see you.
You
Cal's
too.
going to be
See you
over
next
there
time in
all
Delaware.
alone.
I guess.
Yeah, see you later, all right? Next week, after dark.
This might be the last time I see you.
Yeah.
Do you want to jump to one of the super chats and then we'll
Yeah, I
get back
guess he
to
walked
C.
away
Sanavon?
in the middle of. I'm so sorry, Suzanne.
Literally just left.
Dylan will be back and he
Yeah.
will read yours, but I don't have it on this screen. He only has it on there. So I'm gonna jump to where am I?
We
Oh,
we
Goose.
did that
Oh.
one. Yeah, with that one.
$5 from Goose. Much love to everyone here. Hey, Goose.
What up?
Goose. Okay. And he said, much love to everyone here. Sending positive vibes and kindness to everyone and keep things PG.
Positively Goose.
Now, what do you think about that?
I think
That's basically what he
That's
did
what
to you
it is, yeah.
every time.
yeah.
It's like, what do you mean? What do you mean? Where
There's
do I-
nowhere to go off from there.
Yeah. There's not much to say.
You just
But
threw
thank
me-
you, Goose.
You threw me off a cliff.
Yeah.
I got nowhere to go.
Man, he's
Yeah,
guy's
poor
on
guy.
guy's on something different.
Yeah, I apologize on behalf of him.
Yeah.
Oh my
Thank
god!
you.
But thank you,
Got it,
Goose.
man.
Appreciate
Thank
that.
you. Yeah, you're the best.
What you got next?
$5 from Philip Rosewood. He's
Thank you.
back.
Thank you. He's
back,
coming
baby.
back.
He said the biggest thing we got in Go Rush was the mystery girl actually being relevant.
Yeah.
Over 100 episodes of speculation, we got her. Glad she's the ultimate spy. I mean, yeah, it's just
It's true how that worked out. It's pretty crazy.
I
that
am
she was
baffled.
many variants of Otis. Did not expect that in the slightest. I said for most of the time I thought it was kind of just like a throw-in gag, fun thing.
But when it was all of them, I was like, oh
yeah,
wow.
I was that was
All of
very
them were
shocking.
her? I saw
No,
one of her.
there. So the one that
There's a-
pops in
there's
the
a
front,
shot.
and then there's a shot
Okay.
when you see a bunch of
And
them
they're
all
just
at
down
once.
the line. It's all her.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, different
Oh,
like
I didn't look too
colored like
closely.
uniform, but it is all her.
But same hair and
Yep.
face, yeah. Which
It
I
still,
missed
it
as well.
still feels random, but,
Yeah,
but
it is
all
random
right.
for sure.
Yeah,
But
it was
the-
shocking, but at least there was something, I guess,
I
as a
think
resolution.
I felt like I didn't need that, but okay.
No, we
Yeah.
definitely didn't need, but it does like almost explain her like omnipresence in like every area
Right.
and place.
yeah.
So a little weird, but I thought it was cool. Yeah.
But thank you, Philip.
Thank you, and well, look at that. Right, another $10 from Philip.
Thank you again.
Seen all the Yu-Gi-Oh anime, read all the manga,
Okay.
met so many nice people since I got into the franchise at age 7, and 20 years later, long live Yu-Gi-Oh.
Long live Yu-Gi-Oh.
We'll be back someday. I'll send my show list next.
Absolutely. Looking forward to that.
That's,
Gotta
I mean,
keep
yeah.
the faith for more Yu-Gi-Oh, man. I have to.
Yeah, for this guy's sake.
Yeah. I mean, he's already crashing out over there. He's talking in gibberish.
He doesn't. Yeah.
I don't know what's happened tonight, Chad. I hope the three of us are satisfying you, but Dylan's been gone for abnormally a long amount of time saying bye to Dredger. Calibro just left, didn't even say anything.
gone.
So, no idea what's going on here. But yeah. Nick T?
That's crazy.
Next one. Thank you, Phil.
Yes, thank you. I'm actually going to jump ahead real quick to
Alright.
a third Philip Rose.
This guy's cooking.
There's a fourth
and there's
one
a
down
fourth
there.
one down there, but we'll get to that in order. I guess. Actually, wait.
That's the last one.
You know what?
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna get to Philip in those two in order.
You
back
want to wait on that one?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we have $10 from Volting Master.
Thank you, Volding.
Did you know there's been a rare instance of a non-speed spell being seen in a turbo duel? That being in episode 53 of Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds, where Greiger discards Star Blast in his duel with Crow. Does that mean
Do
anything
the
to
two of
either of
you
you?
remember that?
Yeah, no, I do not. That's actually a very fun fact, and I might do that for a Did You Know, and if I do
Did you
Volting
know-
Master.
You should use that. exactly word for word.
No, if I do use that, I will absolutely credit you.
There's been a rare
Vaulting.
instance of a non-Yu-Gi spell.
And I thought of this all on my own.
I would never do that.
No.
But yeah, no, Vaulting Master, thank you so much for that super chat. Also, Goose and Philip Rosewood heard you on the phone, had it up when I was upstairs, letting Dredger out.
He's spying on us now?
So yeah, really, really nice words there. Thank you so much, Philip. You know, I got great love for you, and same for you, Goose. And yeah, Vaulting Master, thank you so much for the super chat and the fun fact, which I always love hearing fun facts because, you know, we're up to like 156 did you knows at this
Killing
point.
it.
So yeah, thank you. So any other new information that people give me, I always appreciate. Pink Penguin, shout out to her. She's given me some great ideas. So I always shout out people at the end of those if they give them. So keep an eye out for that one, Vaulting. I wrote it down. So
Hey, Dill, do you happen to hear from Calibro, or
Yeah,
he
what
didn't
happened?
really say what happened, and he's been gone for like 25 minutes.
He was
now.
upstairs in his bedroom with the door closed.
I hope he's good.
I imagine it was a stomach sort of emergency.
Yeah, I hope he's good because he just left.
Yeah. I don't know if we'll see him
Hey, when
again.
nature calls.
Hey,
Wow.
might be it.
I know, and I know that's dramatic. I don't know why I have the other camera up because
Yeah, you don't need to at
Yeah,
all.
'cause there's no one there.
Also, before we continue, you literally said C. Sanavon did not read the donation,
And then
walked
left.
upstairs.
Yeah.
So do you want to get back to that?
yes, I do. C. Sanadvon, thank you so much for the $2 donation. Dylan, would you rather have Ivrea walk down the aisle at your wedding to Wild Drive, which is that terrible Duel Monsters opening,
Yeah.
or never get another Yu-Gi-Oh anime ever again? I would not want to spoil her day. So
That's the right
As
answer.
brutal as
That
it would
was the
be,
right answer.
Yeah,
That's
I
a
would
big
choose
sacrifice, right?
never get another Yu-Gi-Oh anime. Now, if it was me, and because Ivrea has given me full liberty to walk down the aisle to whatever I want to walk down to.
That's a
Huge
terrible
mistake.
idea.
If it was me walking down the aisle,
Jelly House song.
no, and that was the option because Wild Drive is actually my least favorite Yu-Gi-Oh opening
you
of all
would play
time.
it to get a new Yu-Gi-Oh!
I
show.
would if it meant getting a new show. I would take the bullet for me, but I would not.
You would ruin your own wedding. To
I wouldn't ruin it. And in fact, my family and friends there know it's happening because this means he gets to continue to live his dream.
Oh, okay. All right.
So,
yeah.
but I would not ruin Ivrea's moment. I would not do that to her.
I will say
That's too far.
That's
if there is
valid.
any
You know what? You're a good guy.
there is any Jelly House at this wedding,
There shouldn't be.
walking out.
There shouldn't be.
No,
Walking
see,
out.
no.
Just letting you know. You want me to go home back to the hotel real early? It's a great way to do it.
I like you said. The other won't. There shouldn't. be.
There almost definitely won't be. Yeah.
I don't like that either.
C-San, thank you so much. Chupatoro, thank you for the $2 donation. Hi, Dylan and crew. Why do you guys hate me? You guys can come to my home anytime and hang out.
God.
We can talk about magical sheep girl Meeg-chan, and if anyone needs a place, they can come live with me.
I would rather drink an entire bottle of bleach
Yeah.
than come stay at your
I
house.
mean,
Yeah.
you just know it smells crazy in there.
Yeah, I
yeah,
don't
no,
want
it does.
any. I don't want any disease that hasn't been discovered by humanity yet.
Jesus.
So I would
What,
not.
what
go
are
in
your
there.
thoughts on Chupataro?
I got no thoughts.
That's all you need to know. I mean, really. Chupataro, thank you for the donation.
I think Mr. Yagi should have won.
That man wrote, "I'd rather have roasted lamb." That's a crazy comment.
No, lamb.
But because think about it, Meeg-chan.
Oh.
That's crazy.
That is nuts. That's nuts.
Oh yeah, no. I don't know. I was thinking that Mr. Yagi dueled him. He didn't. He just cooked and he got attacked.
No.
Yeah, you just got to
Nick Yagi, legend in Yu-Gi-Oh! 7.
Yes. He
Legend.
dueled Sweets Kakako, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Remember when you lost that bet to Nick T and I?
Dude, I was adamant.
You
Yeah,
remember
because
that?
she showed up in the last episode
Yeah,
of
do
that.
you remember that?
bet.
It's
Yeah,
like
I know.
almost we orchestrated that.
Yeah, I feel like someone's watching.
That was
we definitely had
definitely
it.
somebody was.
I
There's
believe
no shot. That,
Yeah,
that
'cause it was a
happened.
That was one of the most
Panic
that was like one of the happiest
In
moments
fact,
I've had
I
on
feel
this
like they
podcast.
only threw in the mystery girl as Otis just for you. They had to. It's the only thing that makes sense.
No, you know what? It always
Yeah,
made
that's-
sense for
yeah,
me. It always made sense for me. I knew there was something bigger to her, but it's funny because Colin Cleaves, we love, Colin, you met him a few times. He said the same thing. He said, I'm convinced that they did that mystery girl
Yeah,
because of
there
you
were
and your
in
channel.
both Sevens and Go Rush, especially in Sevens. There were so many like weird things that happened that it's like they had to have been
The Mad
watching.
Gasser.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Mad Gasser is
That's
absurd.
It's probably the craziest thing that ever happened to me.
Especially because think about it. Like now that the show's over, how many characters had wild designs in Go Rush that never ended up having a speaking role or never were like a bigger character
He
in the
was
story?
the focus of the shot, like a 10-second long shot,
Yeah.
and gone. And
Welcome back.
I mean, if you he's
live
gone,
gone.
he left. if you believe that, like, I don't know, and I know I've had a couple of different people that I know animate for the show. They've reached out to me and said, hey, we really enjoy your content. Thanks for promoting the show. I think I've shared that with you guys here. So I do know there are people that work on the show that do watch this channel and this podcast, which is the coolest thing. But, you know, the people that I've had direct contact with are, you know, entry-level animators, not like higher-ups making any sort of decisions. But that Mad Gasser shot was a weird. I would even admit that was
uncanny.
weird.
It was
Considering the Mad Gasser's not even really I wouldn't call him a popular cryptid.
Not in the slightest. You're the only person I've ever heard
I was
talk about it.
convinced
Christina knew of him.
you had some connections to Konami when that was going down. I was like, nah.
Christina,
It was way too bizarre.
Christina did know of him, but Christina lived like 10 minutes from Mattoon.
Right.
Growing up.
Exactly.
Really? Where is Mattoon?
It's in Illinois.
Oh.
It's kind of cool setup.
She may have lived a little further than 10 minutes, but you know. Cal is back. Cal,
back,
we
bro.
wanted to check in on you. How are you doing?
Cal, I
man?
thought you were in trouble, man.
No, I'm all right.
Checking
That's
in, man.
good.
You doing good, man?
Yeah.
Good. Okay. Judge is there in spirit.
God damn it.
Me and my guy.
That's
damn
awesome,
it.
dude. That's awesome.
Yeah, really, really cool stuff, man. Thank you so much, Chupataro, and all of you guys. You guys are amazing.
We're gonna cut ahead real quick to a rather large donation.
Oh,
from X-Slayer.
shoot, X-Slayer, dude.
$50.
Wow, X-Slayer. Thank you, X-Slayer. Thank you, my man.
People like you that keep his lights on,
Yeah, that's true.
especially now that Yugioh's over.
Yeah, every bit counts.
You don't have to say it so black and white, man. Come on, X-Slayer, thank
saying
you
the
so
truth,
much.
We gotta deal with it. You know what's
Yeah.
Yeah,
here.
well, I know. Oh my God, what am I gonna do? X-Slayer, thank you, dude. No, thank you.
Was thinking about this one bet for so long, but here it goes. Dylan, how about we do a bet?
Oh.
I dare to hit KOG
I assume he meant
Speed
what?
and Master.
Yeah,
Speed and Master 5 in the start of May. If you don't hit the mark, you will cosplay as your favorite, Sleeping Tapir Baguska.
I don't know what that is.
So, do you know Baguska, the terribly tired tapir, the Yu-Gi-Oh monster?
That drinks a lot of beer.
That drinks a lot of beer.
Okay,
Yeah.
Do you
that's
know,
a really random card.
Well, you know him, though, right?
I vaguely.
He's saying if I don't do this, I'd have to cosplay.
Dude, you know what's
Okay.
funny is that tapirs are native to Costa Rica, and I wanted to find one.
Hang on.
But you did not.
We
Hang on.
couldn't find one.
Hold on. Thank you for the dono. Oh, my God.
Please. You got to take the bet, dude. He challenged you.
Yeah, because you know tapirs are a real animal, right? You know
I
that?
know.
Okay. I just wanted- It was important.
That-
you
that-
knew
That,
This
that
thing?
costume is
Number 41.
Yes.
Yeah,
number
number
41.
that costume is horrific.
Yeah, that
looking.
costume's also $700, so we're not going to do that.
Well, you got
Wow.
money, dude.
yeah, this guy's got.
Yeah,
The problem
Yugioh's
is
not gonna die.
cosplay. No, the card game's not. You're right. Cosplaying as a tapir.
We have cosplay friends. You can make this happen.
Nick T.
You have some loyal fans. You could make this happen.
Yeah, exactly.
I like how I'm like looking at how hard it would be to cosplay as a tapir and not like hit cog. Hold on. I've got a. Hang on. What is the bet again?
You got to reach G on speed and
Games, yeah.
master.
And hit Master 5.
Yeah.
Well, what do I get?
Yeah,
You
nothing.
get the satisfaction of being a winner.
He gave you money.
Yeah,
Well,
That's what he gave
true.
you.
that too.
But usually a bet has two sides.
The side
Nah.
is you get
The
money
only other
and you
side
get to
is you're a
win.
coward that you don't take
No,
the
no,
bet.
I agree with Dylan. There has to be some incentive as
Also,
well.
my issue at the start of May, that's only 3 weeks. That's very.
We'll stop
quick.
making videos and start grinding, bro.
It would also it'd be
just
challenging
grind
too
on
because like
stream.
you have to focus on that plus like get ready for moving and everything.
Yeah.
Tight window.
It's a tight window. What if we did
And
it?
a really rough punishment.
And it's already April 9th.
I mean, you need these clicks, man. I mean, you're cooked at this point. You need yourself in a thumbnail or on a podcast wearing that, dude.
I would.
You should do it
That
anyway.
would make
You're like the
people
guy that
click.
wears the burger costume outside, outside the new joint. You got to do something.
Master 5 and Cog and Speed, which I've never hit before. I've never hit King of Games.
Yeah,
and Speed.
I think that's
Hard.
why that's why he did the.
Yeah,
the
it's
bet.
hard.
I've never tried. So.
Yeah.
I'm not even.
Jesus.
You have till the end of May.
And
Hang on.
X-Slayer also said you think of something you want.
Hang on. Let me see the Master Duel.
He wants Yu-Gi-Oh 9, but you can't give him that.
Okay, hold on.
He's looking into this.
I'm looking into this. Lord Almighty. How can you see the levels in Master Duel, not Master League in Pokemon Go? Like what order does it go in? Do you know?
I definitely don't know.
Someone in chat.
Master 5 is the highest, dude.
Yikes.
Oh
Wait,
no, but no. But Master 5,
Oh wait, he wants you to do it in Master Duel, not Duel Links.
he wants me to do it in both.
Oh,
Cog-
that's crazy.
Yeah, that's why I'm taking my time. And there's no such thing as a Tapir outfit. I'd have to commission that. That's hundreds of dollars.
Hundreds.
You'd have to sell your Funkos.
Yeah, you might have to.
Master Tier 5. So I wouldn't. Master Tier 1 is the highest, right? Master Tier 1 is the highest. I just need to get to Master Tier 5, which means I need to get through Diamond.
Which you've never done.
I've never even gotten to Platinum, no.
Yeah, and it feels like a losing bet, by the way.
But what would you want to bet X-Slayer for if you win?
Yeah,
He said it's up to you completely.
Yeah.
Anything you could think of
would
that
you even
would
want?
really like to stick it to him?
He seems to take a lot of enjoyment in us suffering anime fans when we don't get an announcement for Yu-Gi-Oh 9, which I think is very, very rude. I'm kidding. So I will say either 5 gifted channel memberships or Twitch subs, whatever you prefer here on YouTube or Twitch. So 5 gifted. That's nothing crazy. Considering what I'm going to have to do to succeed.
You're in way crazier.
And for the next 2 years, through the end of 2026, he can't say anything
I like that.
about us Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime fans coping. He has to be supportive of our
Every time.
plight
No matter
until
what.
the end of
No deal.
2026.
No deal.
No deal. Wow.
Calibro Classic hater.
So he can't say anything about, in the Discord today, he posted about how the tiers tasted great.
Can't do it.
Can't do it.
Can't do it.
Through the end of 2026. He has to be supportive for the anime
This feels
fans.
like we just balanced out the bet.
A little bit.
I like that.
Especially because it's an impossible
I'll let
task.
X-Slayer think about it, and then if he agrees,
Oh,
we'll do it. He's thinking about it. I'll let you think, X. I'll let you think. Thank you so much for the generous donation, man. Through the end of 2026.
X,
That's a long time.
Remember, right now this might seem like a good bet for you, but I've never met anyone in my life that can know life a game more than that dude over there.
He's
So
right.
just keep that in mind.
yeah.
I'm
that's
just
right.
telling you.
That's true.
He's right.
He said, "Let's bleep and do it."
All right.
Oh,
All right,
dude, that's
get
insane.
it. We've got a bet. So I
was that?
have. That was me shaking his hand.
You're gonna let it go. It just went like this. Please, someone clip that.
Okay, so here's the bet. We have until the end of May to hit King of Games and Speed on Duel Links, and to hit Master 5 and Master Duel. If we do, X-Slayer has to gift 5 channel memberships or 5 subs on Twitch, and through the end of 2026, cannot say anything negative about how we're coping for a new Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime, and he has to be supportive. He has to be supportive, and if we don't get one, he has to say, "I'm sorry, guys." He has to say, "I'm sorry."
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
He has to be.
like
He has
that.
to be supportive. So that's the bet. And if I don't do it, I have to cosplay as the terribly
Is it
tired
still through the end of
Tapir.
2026?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Beautiful. Love that. Love that. Oh my
yeah,
God.
yeah, I
Pick
was gonna
Rick.
say,
Holy pick Rick, dude.
we got
Gotcha, man.
another
Oh my God. Pick the Rick. Thank you, dude.
another big donation from
You're gonna
Pick
need it for
Rick.
that Tapir suit.
8888 Canadian.
Thank you, Pick.
It is, yeah. Let's go straight to
He said
that.
I'm going to need it for the Tapir
I
suit.
know.
yeah, you gotta.
He said, we've talked a lot about the story of Go Rush, but I want to give a shout out to the soundtrack for the show. The final Sound Rush came out recently, and when the music hits, it hits. Go Rush probably has the most fire dual themes since Sexel.
Yeah, the Go Rush soundtrack. Was really First of all, Pick Rick, thank you so much for the insane donation. We can get some thumbs up, some hearts in chat for Pick the Rick, for X-Slayer. Really, really generous. And for everybody who's here and for everybody who's donated and super chatted. Thank you so much. Pick the Rick, thank you, my man. Seriously, dude, thank you. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video that me and the Maestro did today. Really, really good
I'm loving this.
analysis on the Yu-Gi-Oh! Go Rush openings and endings. Pete made a list. I think this is a great time to share your rankings. I would love that, man.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Let's go.
I was prepared, man.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. Let's go. Let's go.
Great video from you two gentlemen.
Thank you, my
Really
man.
Loved it.
The Maestro.
I think I'm going to go in the same theme that you guys did.
Okay.
Ranking the openings just separately, the endings, and then everything together.
Pete is doing this because of you, Pick Rick. So thank you for the generosity. And thank you,
so,
Pete.
Starting with the openings.
Okay.
For me, the least one, so the one that I like the least, I'm going to start from there and then go to the one that I like the most.
Yeah.
Let's Duel for me, opening 3.
Yep, okay.
Worst one for me in that case. What?
Sorry, I was rewatching the clip.
Oh, my God.
Can I?
Wait, this is
Of Dylan, yeah.
What?
Just no. If just what a
You
terrible.
gotta watch this, man.
Look at this.
That's it's bad, Dill.
That's
bad.
That's not gonna go well.
Holy shit.
It's not gonna go.
I was trying to do a virtual handshake.
Literally like this. Why would you ever shake like that?
The angle was just not it either. Any angle.
I had tears in my eyes. I just cleaned them up, man.
Damn it, dude. All right. Can you stop watching it? See what I have to deal with?
Like, what is this podcast tonight,
You
man?
did it. I don't know what you're talking about.
You looked for solace there. You looked for a companion. Like, you see what I deal with? And Jason's like, no.
You did this to yourself.
That's called me out on my stuff, which I
You should.
appreciate. Pete,
I mean,
I
if
love
you get
you,
that
yeah.
freeze frame, it's just perfect.
Pete, you have let's duel as the bottom one.
Let's Duel is the bottom one for openings.
Okay.
Then Shikiro.
Okay.
And then Soul Galaxy.
Okay.
So Soul Galaxy being my favorite one out of those 3.
All 3 of us have different openings, which is
like
pretty
that.
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that too.
For endings for me, the worst ending for me, and again, subjective because it's music, is Song of Departure.
Wow.
So that's number 5.
Wow,
for me.
okay.
Number 4 is Cosmos. Number 3 is One Way.
Yep.
Number 2 is Star Rush, and number 1, It Won't Be Goodbye. Which
Yeah.
I think we all.
Yeah.
Endings
all-
actually
all
aren't
three
too
of
far
us.
off.
Yeah.
Look at it.
Yeah.
You had Song of Departure a little higher, Nick T, than 5.
I thought
You had Cosmos as your bottom one.
I wasn't a Cosmos Song of Departure.
Yep.
So those two, one.
And then the
Yeah,
other 2 flipped. Yeah.
yeah.
Now, I agreed with you guys that endings in this show are better than the openings.
Okay.
Overall, I've said before, I think Sevens' music is better than Go Rush's. But as a total list, the worst one for me is still Let's Duel. And then I would go to Song of Departure, Shikiro, Cosmos,
He gets it.
and then Soul Galaxy. And then my top 3 goes as number 3 would be One Way, number 2 would be Star Rush, and number 1 would still be It Won't Be Goodbye.
I think you had the same top 3,
And the
just
same
in
top
a
3.
slightly different
Our
order.
endings
yeah.
are almost exactly the same, except with 2 switches.
Yep. Cool. Well, awesome list. I mean, we all agree on It Won't Be Goodbye at the top.
Yeah.
It's a great
What
song.
a great song.
Great song. Great way to end the show, too.
Sayonara,
Great
Zionia, hi, banana.
I mean, that's after we did the video, I got in my car and put that song on. I was like, holy shit,
Dude,
man.
yeah, man.
Wow.
It's emotional. It hits.
I
Man.
turned off all the lights in this basement right after you left. Pitch black. Turned that song on, and
Were you crying?
Tears just.
no, I wasn't. But I was
Be
sitting
honest.
right there. No, I wasn't crying. But man, you could.
He was reflecting.
That song, like, I felt like I was in that area with you.
Like you got left in the past.
No, I felt like I was like saying goodbye to him walking through the
Okay.
portal. And like Yuamu was a few people behind me, and George Jersey, me and him were like, hey, we're heading back to New
Really?
Jersey.
Like
I
the
feel
two
like
of
that
you
was
were
part
like
of
arm in
the-
arm. Kind
Yeah,
of
well,
That's crazy
we're
'cause
from
he
the
wasn't
same-
there.
We're from the.
Yeah.
Yeah, you remember it a little bit differently than I do.
I don't feel like Yeah, that didn't happen.
In your version, he's there. Okay.
Okito and Bembe.
He should have
Alright.
been there.
Of course. Well, so should have George. Let's be honest.
What about Yu-Gi-Oh himself?
Yeah, the Yugioh. Yuumu beat the Yugioh, and you have Yuhi ranked better than her. Crazy.
Yeah, 100%. That's how poor she was.
Oh,
for a while.
please. Oh, please.
Top 10 list of that one day for top 10 characters to go rush.
Yeah.
I forgot how goofy that guy looks.
The
Ready to go?
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah.
Pig Rick, thank you so much. And yeah, have you listened to the final sound duel for Go Rush?
No.
Very
I
good.
gotta listen
I know
to
a
it,
guy. I can get you the soundtrack.
Okay, yeah, great. Yeah, I would love
Yeah.
to listen to it.
Yeah, very, very good. I'll have
Your
him.
soundtracks are usually really good.
Yeah.
Usually.
I'll have him send it your way. Yeah, his name is. Well, you'll get an email from DarkCDDealer38 at yahoo.com.
Okay.
You
all right.
get an email from that
All
account.
right. It doesn't sound sketchy.
It'll have a
Sure.
link in it. You click. You
talking
click
about?
the link, and then you download the soundtrack. Okay.
All right.
Pick Rick, thank you, man.
Jesus Christ.
Caliber, do you have anything else?
We have plenty else.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's keep going, man.
We have so going back to where we left off with the regular super chats. We have
Thank you, Pick.
yes, thank you. $10 from Philip Rosewood.
Philip Rosewood, another $10. Thank
Yeah.
you so much, man.
He goes off a few times actually throughout this list. But he says, "Here's my Yu-Gi-Oh ranking after finally finishing the franchise.
Oh, shoot.
1, Zexal.
Wow.
2, DM.
Wow.
3, Go Rush.
Wow.
4, Sevens.
Wow.
Are you gonna say wow after every single one? Yep. 5 sevens. No, except no, 4 sevens.
Come on.
5 Ds. I can't do this.
6 GX,
Thank you.
7 Brains, and 8 Arc 5. Thanks, Entame Subs, Dill, and the crew in the studio bridge for keeping us here.
Yeah, I don't know about
a
thanking
very
Dill
interesting
there, but
list.
yeah,
Yeah.
good list.
Very unique
Oh
list.
god.
Unique list, but I'll tell you, there is a lot, and people are going to be shocked to hear this. There are a lot of things that I have very close to this list on my top 8.
You probably took his list.
Maybe I did. I think his list is actually, I'm gonna if I'm gonna give his list like
5
a
big
B
moons?
plus, A minus,
Oh.
B+.
B plus, A minus. I think it's a really good list.
Boom.
So yours would be the A+.
Mine would be an A plus.
And then so you're comparing it to yours.
Correct.
Pete,
Yeah, how close it is how high
good
I
list. I'll
grade
give
it.
it 3 big booms.
Yeah. That
Correct.
The,
To mine,
the
it's a
ego
good
on
B+.
this guy is crazy.
Philip, I think it's a great list.
Yeah.
That's the kind of list that you like.
Not as good as his
For
list, but
great
still good.
Philip,
Relatively good.
no, I think it's very good.
very good.
Even comparatively to my list, I think it's very good.
But still not on the A tier.
well, no, I said A minus.
No, you said B+.
I said B plus, A minus range.
Right.
Am I grading it on the curve or am I grading it flat?
So we're talking like 88 to like 91.
I'd give it like an 89 to 92.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's probably an A minus.
Okay, yeah, if you're talking odds,
I
yeah.
feel like I'm living in Quaidual space time during this podcast episode. I don't know what's going on tonight, but it's different.
Honestly, it feels like we're sitting at the coffee table of like Seinfeld in the diner.
Yeah.
And we're just listening to Kramer talk for like 3 hours.
I love it.
Just every thought popping out of his head. And then like when Nick T chimes in, it's one of the other people sitting in the booth.
What are you
with us.
talking
And then
about?
it goes right back to the Dylan just being goofy.
Like, do you see what he's doing?
We got the cow cam. Cal,
No, go ahead. What do you guys say?
do you have another super chat?
Yeah, why don't you go?
You want me to read one?
Thank you,
thanks.
Philip. I appreciate you, man.
Sure, Dill. I'll read one for you.
Thank you, Cal.
Cal
Breezy.
I'm not gonna read one. We got $10 Australian from Electra Kevin.
Thank you, Kevin.
And Kevin said, "Here's my top 10 favorite characters in all of Yu-Gi-Oh."
Oh, wow.
Yes, Cal, I'm listening to you.
Okay,
buddy.
thank you. I was hoping someone.
I'm
was.
listening to you.
I'm listening.
Number 10, Yugimoto. Number 9, Soulburner. Number 8, Asana.
Wow.
Number 7, Kite Tenjo.
Yes.
Number 6, Crow.
Okay.
Number 5, Gavin or Gakuto.
Okay.
Number 4, Shark.
Okay.
Number 3, Yuma. Number 2, Yuga.
Okay.
No number 1.
Oh, so that'll be. We'll find out.
It's gonna be a big one.
I feel like I should know who his number one is.
You should.
Did he just get cut off, or did he intentionally leave it off?
he intentionally left it off.
No, Yuhi?
My guess is Yuhi.
Really?
Really? As the top?
You should
of
know.
all Yu-Gi-Oh
I mean,
characters?
this guy.
What
loves
would you
Yu-Gi-Oh.
think it is if you know him?
I don't know him.
What would he
enough
pick?
to know.
I honestly, for whatever reason, I thought it was Yuma. So Yuma being at 3, I would have guessed Yuma as number
Or
1.
maybe something for Ains. I don't know.
No, I don't think he was a big fan of Reigns. I think number 1. Let me see. He's got Yugi. He's got Soulburner. He's got Asana. He's got Kite. He's got Crow. He's got Gavin. He's got Shark. He's got Yumi. He's got Yuga. I mean, Yui's actually not a bad guess. So
Yeah,
he does
it's
like
not a
Yugi
terrible
a lot.
guess.
I was gonna say Yuhi's not.
Yuhi's not. With Yuma and Yuga being there at 3 and 2, I think Yuhi's a good, especially because Yuhi otherwise is not on his top 10.
And I don't believe
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
And I feel like
he would
he-
definitely
he-
add
he
that
is a
if that's
big
his
Yugi guy.
one of his favorites.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go Yuhi. But Kevin, thank you for sharing, man.
Yes,
And,
thank you, Kevin.
Yeah, appreciate you, dude.
And to follow that up,
Yes.
Philip Rosewood donated another
Wow.
$10 with his pro tag list.
Thank you, Philip.
Thank you, Philip.
Well, so I guess it's different in that.
A lot
it's
of
just
lists.
General characters. It's his top 10 pro tag list. In my opinion, agree or disagree. Number 1, Yusei.
Wow, okay.
Number 2, Yuma. Number 3, Yugi. Number 4, Yuga. Number 5, Jaden. Number 6, Udius. Number 7, Yuya. Number 8, MF and Yusaku. I hate him. I've seen his type of character before. Done better in other anime.
Yeah, it's
Sigh
so-
emoji.
It's so funny. Yusaku
I didn't,
really
I didn't
is.
know JC donated that last donation.
Philip, you picked the right
not
podcast to
interested.
donate. You picked the
slander.
right podcast to donate because we have 2 Yusaku critics, if you will,
Okay,
at the table.
I'm not a hater, but I am a critic.
A critic, sure, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I am a Yusaku critic.
I always hate on children with PTSD.
Oh,
Yeah.
whoa.
No, I do too.
I think if you want to phrase it that way, I mean,
Legendary Duels.
I don't feel like that's exactly accurate.
Legendary Duels, well, you know, tell them
I
what.
like Soulburner. He was also traumatized, so I don't know. It's the same thing.
That's true.
At least he had a girl in his life.
Tell them what Philip's thinking there, JC.
What was that? What was the question?
Tell the people what Philip's thinking there, putting Yusaku last.
You want me to?
I think you can relate to it.
I mean, I can.
Yeah. So
I don't hate. It sounds like his hate is deep, though. I don't
It
have.
sounds like his hate is more from a place of of yearning. I wish he did better.
That's
I
not
wish-
what it sounds like.
Really?
He called
He's
him
a
MF.
MF Yusaku. I hate him. Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
it's pretty
Yeah,
clear.
it's deep.
So I don't hate him.
Okay.
I just have a lot of negative things to say.
Okay.
Would you get a cup of coffee with him?
What would we even talk about?
That's what I'm saying. Would
yeah,
you
no.
talk to him? Would you get a cup of coffee?
But there'd be nothing to get out of it.
What if he was a fan of Yu-Gi-Oh's Exel?
He wouldn't be.
You wouldn't have
That
any.
doesn't sound right.
You wouldn't have
That
any
doesn't sound
questions
right.
for him.
Yuma has way too much optimism.
Yeah,
He wouldn't be able to deal with it.
What if
Like, you wouldn't ask any questions about like would he have done anything differently or like nothing at all.
Yeah, but like that's assuming like he's like
But-
famous.
but
and you
he's
know all
not-
the stuff about him. Like if I
No,
met
you're having
him,
a personal one-on-one conversation. You're outside the hot dog, cart, and you guys just having a cup of coffee.
See, but he's not the type of guy that's actually gonna give a response that's like meaningful.
now when you come in with
He's
all
very-
this negativity,
no, that's just who
I'm
he
coming.
is.
I'm
All
coming
right.
in there and I'm welcoming him. I'm like, hey man,
Oh, I'll welcome him,
Big
but
fan.
I don't think
Thanks
he's
for
gonna
saving
share.
the
He's very
world.
closed
he doesn't
off.
dislike Yusaku.
He's very close.
He doesn't
off. I
dislike
wouldn't get
Yusaku.
much out of it.
He wants to get to
gotta
know
peel
him.
back the layers like an
You're
onion.
right. Look, I'm studying to become kind of a therapist.
I'm saying.
oh, let's go.
You know,
Love
a
that.
counselor.
This is your first.
Nick T can help you.
That's kind of deep to go in. That's kind of deep to.
There you go.
Can
Figure
I
it out.
warm up to that?
Nah, I gotta figure it
Yeah,
out.
no, you're right. You gotta warm
I
up
want
to
to
it.
warm up to it a little bit. That's a little off the edge.
All right, you start with Calibro and then you go to Saku.
Speaking
Are
of
they like right
good
next?
luck, buddy. Speaking of Calibro, do we have another super chat from Philip?
From Philip, I think we do, right?
Beautiful.
We do actually.
Yeah.
Yes, we do.
$5.
Yeah, another $5 from Philip Rosewood. Nick T, you want to take it away, or you want me to take it away?
I got it. Epoch in anime terms is known as a tsundere. Look it up. It's more common in anime than you think. Trust me, I've seen it so much in anime over the years. Yeah, I mean, I know the archetype.
Nick T, you're kind of the expert in that field.
I wouldn't say so. But yeah, no, I know the archetype. It's
What's
just,
the word? Tsundere?
Tsundere.
Tsundere. Okay.
Don't even try.
Tsundere. What is that?
It's like a typically a female character can apply to male or female though.
That's like
that's like
closed
starts off kind of closed off and cool and like mean, and warms up later to the character.
Okay.
So like being off-putting and like distant and mean is kind of the initial characterization, which I get. I understand. Like, there are plenty of characters in anime that I've watched that I like that archetype. I just found Epoch, her actual like behaviors annoying. I didn't dislike that she was mean. I thought she was annoying. So I understand the archetype. I just thought Epoch initially was annoying.
She got better. I thought it was a lot better as it went on.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, like I wouldn't say that it's not understanding of her that I dislike. It's not a misunderstanding of the archetype that made me dislike her. I get it. I just thought she was annoying.
Cool, man. We got one from Pick Rick.
Do we? Yeah, we do.
Philip, thank you, my man.
Yeah,
appreciate you.
And that's not to like. I appreciate the information, Philip.
No, yeah, of course.
Because there were a few people saying, yeah, like, yeah, I get what it is. We get what I think generally get what it is. Pickrick has been a Slifer Red member for 36 months.
Oh my! Thank you
That's
so much.
3 whole years.
3 years.
Gosh, dang. New series idea: Dill's Hot Wings and Hotter Takes.
Ooh,
Absolutely. Now, as you've
hot wings
seen,
and hot takes. I like that.
the hot wings, I'm pretty sure broke him at the beginning of the show, but I think it's a great future idea. Dill, you down?
For what?
Hot wings and hot takes.
Yeah, new segment: hot wings and hot takes.
If you guys want to do it.
No,
It's
your
Dill's
channel.
Hot Wings and Hotter
Yeah,
Takes.
it's literally they want to hear from you. They don't want to hear from us.
I will eat
I
the hot
will
wings
watch
with you.
Well, I feel
Yeah, we'll
very,
handle them very
uncomfortable.
well. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like we could switch out like as the interviewer,
Yeah.
and then you're just the interviewee.
We'll be
just
the
eating
Sean
hot
Evans in the
wings.
situation
Yeah,
where
exactly.
we're used to the wings and it doesn't really hurt us. And they'll probably be like, buffalo wings.
Yeah.
And then you'll be the one sweating on camera.
Spicy honey mustard over there.
Spicy honey mustard has a little kick.
You said ranch has a kick.
Pick Rick, I love the idea. We're going to think about it, but I will be honest, I do not feel well after eating those wings. So there's that. That's an issue. That is an issue. Natalie, thank you for the $7 donations. Now, Natalie donated 3 different times here, total of 7. Thank you, Natalie. I looked up some criticisms of Yu-Gi-Oh! GX on ChatGPT. Oh, boy. And it called Jaden a Mary Sue. It was tonally inconsistent. One-note side characters, pacing issues, and Season 4 was never dubbed. Your thoughts on an AI's criticism of Yu-Gi-Oh! GX?
I'm critical of ChatGPT to begin with, so like I feel like I'm a bad just because like it.
I wonder where it pulls that info. I could have pulled it from one of my videos.
It pulls it from like a lot of places and combines it, but that sometimes makes it like inaccurate.
Yeah, but it is.
But in this case, I
do find it always fascinating to see what they're gonna say.
Yes, 100%.
It is
100%.
fascinating. I looked up some criticisms on Vrains via ChatGPT, and it cited Yusaku's personality.
Shot. Really?
But it did not call Yusaku a Mary Sue like it did with Jaden. According to ChatGPT, Jaden has more plot armor than Yusaku Fujiki. Well, ChatGPT is probably wrong in regards to that. Because Jaden lost a few times. Yeah.
I would say Yusaku has more.
But interesting.
But I would say it's really interesting. I honestly would say though that GX probably is tonally inconsistent.
Yeah.
And
no, I would agree with that too. Yeah.
Actually, I do agree with his points in general.
Season 4
Especially
never
'cause I
being
hate
dubbed.
shows so much.
I don't really. I mean, I prefer
I feel like it's a separate issue.
Natalie.
Show sucks. So that's.
Natalie also said, my top 4 are Vrain, Sevens, Go Rush, and Zale because they are all relatable to me. I like that top 4. Natalie, I will say this. There are 1, maybe 2 of those shows that are in my top 4 as well. So, yeah, love that.
I do love
that. And there's a few in your top 4, right?
There's somebody that's going to clip every live stream you've ever had and just clip your top,
exactly. That's
so
what I'm saying.
nobody has been,
have the information to put
people have come maybe close, but nobody has actually put together my list yet. People have guessed. They've guessed close, but people are always off. Yeah.
Dude, I want to just throw in this because this is really funny.
Natalie, thank you so much.
Silver Napper said, nah, Yusaku is a Gary Stew. Something about that really got me.
It's usually the male version.
Is
of
that
Mash, too.
actually the real
Yeah.
use of
That
it?
is,
Oh,
yeah.
I thought he was
found out
making a
that
pun.
recently,
Nope.
too.
That's
It's
real.
the
Wow, I didn't realize. Yeah.
I never see people really
real.
use. I've never really hear people use it.
Yeah,
But like,
I just thought because it rhymed. It sounds silly, but that's funny. I like that's real.
We got a response to Kevin's number 1 on his list.
Oh wow, Kevin, thank you so much. I'm seeing this now.
Yes.
Wow, thank you, Kevin.
Electric Kevin donated
okay.
50 Australian dollars.
Yep.
Thank you so much, Kevin.
You're right.
Appreciate it, man.
I
Yeah.
was very excited to bring this up because this was my guess.
Yes.
Number 1, Yugioh.
Yep. Yep.
He said, "What can I say? He's one of the only reasons I could survive watching Go Rush.
That's crazy.
He's the best friend character that felt like the main pro tag at times, and he had a lot of great duels from his massive poll of 26 duels."
Yeah, he had a lot. He's definitely one of the most duelingest characters that was
That's-
not the
that's
main
not a word.
protagonist.
That one's not.
What? Duelingist?
Yeah, I like what you did there, but it's not.
Kevin, first of all, thank you for the donation. Wow. Yeah, that is very, very kind of you. And yeah, Yuhi number 1. So top 3 of Yuhi, Yuga, Yuma. Your thoughts?
Top 3 of Yugi. Well, Yuma's obviously number 1 for me.
No,
you asking me?
Well, yeah. So what do you think of his top 3 favorite characters? Yuhi Odo, Yuga, and Yuma. Do you like them? Strong top 3?
Yeah, I like those.
them.
Those are really good top 3.
Yeah, I think it's a good top 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, cool. Well, now, Kevin, I know why you were not happy with me putting Yuhi at number 6, which is fair. And Dredger was not happy. There were a lot of people.
A lot of people weren't happy.
And that's okay. You know, that's the beauty
He knew
of
that going into it.
Of course, listen, that's the beauty of Yu-Gi-Oh! I think people like to hear other opinions for the variety takes and not I think that's the beauty of it, man.
I will say I was more okay with your Yuhi positioning than where you put Asako.
That's fine. I think that's fine. But I think people overlook Asaka. I think she was a very good character in that final season.
She's overlooked on purpose.
Wow.
Wow, okay.
That was intense.
Okay.
I mean, we could drop a top 10 for you, buddy.
She's right next to Ron on the outside looking in.
Yeah, okay, that's
No,
just
she might be a
crazy.
little ahead of that.
You might be able to debate she was better than Asana.
No, not even close.
That's insane.
Can't even hold a candle up to Asana.
It's a debate.
No.
Not even a debate in my mind.
It's
You
less
can't
of
even
a
hold
debate
candle.
than the Ron Yuumu debate.
Yeah,
No.
it is.
No, it is not.
This at the time in season 2.
Well, no. Are we talking about that at the time, or are we talking about the
Yeah.
present?
No, I'm
talking
talking about
about when
when
those
there was a
arguments occurred.
debate. Like
Yeah.
at that time when I brought the
don't
debate.
know. I don't
up.
have a time machine. I don't remember my thoughts. on
Oh,
that.
yeah,
We all remember your
You know what? No. Screw you, dude. Screw you.
We should move on. Though. We should move on.
Well, hang on. This is really scary. Because you got to get going soon.
Okay.
So
That's scary.
Yeah, well, it is because when we were over there, he said, "Listen, man, I really would love to talk about the future." And I said, "The future's scary to talk about, but let's do it." So, Kevin,
You didn't say that last part at all. But
I gotta go home, man. I gotta get out of here.
Kevin, thank you so much, man, for the donation. Yeah, we're gonna talk. Then we'll get back to the donations. But before you head out, JC, you kind of wanted to talk a little bit about the future of Yu-Gi-Oh,
Right.
about what could be next. And I know we have plenty more donations. We're gonna get to them. We never not read a donation, so we will get to all of them. What did you want to say? You said there were some things to keep a positive mind about for the people out there worrying, afraid. A
Right.
lot of Yu-Gi-Oh anime fans are. What are your thoughts, man?
yeah, I don't know if this will, help, but
I think it will help.
We'll
I think
see.
it's gonna calm the masses.
Yeah, I was thinking about it because this ending of the whole all of it has been really weird, right? The no communication, that's all been weird.
Yep.
So I was thinking about I was thinking about why there's a good possibility there will be another Yu-Gi-Oh, even though there's no announcement and it's dead silent. The first point I had was the whole 25th anniversary thing, right? We reached the 25th anniversary. They've been building it up for 5 whole years, and then they end it.
Yeah.
Radio silence
Yeah.
on the 25th anniversary. That
Yeah.
makes no sense.
It doesn't.
So, would Konami really do something like that where they would just drop it and be like, oh, well, we reached the 25th, but not even say we're done and just keep going. Like, I know the card game can continue without the anime, of course.
Sure.
But would they end how much hard work they put into that for so many years and just be like, We're done.
On the anniversary.
Yeah, on the anniversary. That's not like, all right. It'd be one thing if they were announcing like Yu-Gi-Oh's about to end. This is the 25th anniversary, like building up, like we're preparing for it. Like, all right, it's gonna end soon. They got another 5 years, another 2 years, whatever. And then it's like, all right, the 25th anniversary. Here's a massive celebration of all of Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah.
But they didn't do that. They were building it up like so much more was coming, and they keep adding more and more to the franchise, and they're making figures and everything, right? So they're making it seem like, oh, we're gonna keep this going, we're gonna expand, but they stopped there. So I feel like because they have been hyping that up so much and then just stopped here, I feel like that's one point that's to say there has to be something coming up right after. Not immediately after, obviously, but there has to be something coming. So that could be one hope. Like, all right, well, they wouldn't end it like this. If they did, that would be the massive disrespect to all the fans. Massive.
Yeah.
I don't think you can live that down.
Yeah.
But hey, they got all the money, so that's all that matters.
Right. The bottom line.
Call money, man.
Absolutely.
Call money.
Yeah, that's
Right?
true. Yeah.
It is what it is. So, all right, and then the second point. The second point was the animation studio that they just created, right?
Right. Yeah.
So they just created a brand new animation studio kind of out of nowhere, and they first said that like, oh, like we won't see anything for a while, like it's brand new, like don't expect too much or whatever, something like that. Something, more or less, right? And then obviously now Chronicles is about to drop, right? It looks gorgeous, it looks beautiful, and then at the same time, obviously, Go Rush ended, and also we don't know where the future of Yu-Gi-Oh is going. So to me, that kind of gives me the impression that like, all right, with this animation studio, I feel like why would they, go to another studio when they just created one specifically for Yu-Gi-Oh?
Yeah.
So I feel like if anything, that's kind of leading towards, hey, they won't announce officially like, oh yeah, we're gonna take over with our new Konami, animation studio. They won't announce it because they don't want people to get their hopes up, and then like if it's not able to work, then so they're like just dipping their toe in, like, all right, here's the Chronicles, testing the waters, right? You dip your toe in a little bit,
feel how cold the water is.
Exactly, and see if we can make this a flow, see the reception and stuff like that, and then like maybe next year or the year after that, somewhere we get like an announcement like, all right, now we're officially going to take over with Konami Studios. That's why we created this, but we didn't want to like let people know, because then if it didn't work out, it would be a huge flop or whatever. So like they're just like being safe. So for them, maybe like keeping us in the dark is better than promising something that like they can't deliver
on. Yep.
So they're kind of I see Konami Animation as like this testing the water. So that's why that's another reason. And then the third and final one, with the way Go Rush ended, I don't think they're going to continue that story at all. That's done. Right?
Yeah, that's how it feels.
100%. But I don't know. And once again, this kind of goes with like whether it's the card game, because the card game doesn't, like Rush Duels can still continue, right? Without it, because now it's popular enough in Japan, right?
Yeah, I would say so.
It's where it could keep on going without it.
You would hope.
I would hope. But, just with I feel like this might be the weakest point, but I don't know. You guys can debate with me on which points you think are higher of these three. But with them introducing ritual summoning at the final season, it's kind of weird to introduce like 2 rituals at the end of the season and then just be like, all right, we're done. And then, because we know we just got Magician of Black Chaos introduced. So we know they're continuing with the mechanic.
Of course.
So
they
have to. I feel like the next series, even if it's not by Bridge, it's probably going to have to be a Go Rush series, and they're going to have to explore the rituals and this other universe of where they got rituals from, and they have to explore that, even if it's not connected to Udius.
Would be amazing, yeah.
Yeah, like it has to, because
it
why
would make sense.
Yeah, they introduced it like at the end of like the last arc.
Yeah,
like it makes no sense to just introduce that and then bounce. And
it
like,
feels weird.
That's never been done like that.
No,
it doesn't make any sense.
And that's why when rituals showed up in 135, a lot of people were like, "Oh, this confirms we're getting another show."
That's what I told you.
And
right,
you told me that. Elaine told me that. A few people. Well, no, but like I thought the same thing. It was that's why it was so shocking. But yeah, I mean those 3 points are all very interesting.
So yeah, just to repeat only the 3 points, so then maybe you guys could discuss like what you guys think about it and what you think is more likely, I guess. So one, because of the 25th anniversary, all the hype up, it'd be weird and strange just to end it here. Just doesn't really make any sense. And then the animation studio is the second point, and then ritual summoning is the third. So what do you guys think about that?
Yeah, the biggest thing for me is probably I think Konami Animation Studios is probably the strongest point. I think if they were going to make a seasonal show. I don't know if they'll ever do weekly because they obviously put an emphasis on high quality animation. They've said that in like every
hard to
mission
do that
statement.
weekly.
Yeah, you really can't. But if you're taking a break and you're only doing, 26 episode seasons every year, you probably could do that. And maybe that is what they're going to see. They're going to see how well the reception is for the Chronicles, and then eventually it's just probably cheaper for them to do it in-house and not pay a studio to make the show. And a lot of the people here on the podcast have said that as well. Yeah. So I think if they're going to go to seasonal, that makes the most sense. The other stuff, the 25th anniversary, yeah. I mean, you would hope that they would care a little bit more, but it is Konami that we're talking about.
Right.
And that's my fear, that it's like, well, we're remastering GX. It's good enough.
And they keep releasing new support for all the old characters, too.
Yeah,
like,
they do.
They're adding more. They're
They
not
are.
taking away.
No,
they're just
no.
adding more. So it's just weird. But anyway.
No, the whole thing is weird. And then, of course, Rituals. That's also weird. Like, you would think that there would be continuation from Rituals, but we haven't had it yet. I don't know. There is. You bring up a lot of good points. We've talked about a few of them already. Throughout the time here for the last 4 months. Yeah, it's weird. There's just a lot of weird stuff in regards. I mean, Nick, you have something to say.
I mean, there's a lot of uncertainty going on, and yeah, I think I
the
agree.
world.
In the world, yeah,
Yeah, definitely in the world, Dylan.
in a more narrow sense, maybe. With what the game Konami is kind of playing. Because such a late inclusion of such a crucial mechanic that comes from somewhere else, like plot-wise, it doesn't make sense. I mean, I say this now. It doesn't make sense for them to introduce it and not really do much with it other than like a small character growth device.
Yeah.
But I mean, Vrains did a lot of things. Like we're going to introduce a thing and completely abandon it. I mean, a lot of shows do.
But they didn't introduce a new mechanic for the game.
No, they didn't. That's where it's weird. Exactly.
Right.
Like as it relates to the game itself, that's weird.
Right.
The introduction of a new studio that, as of right now, is it confirmed that that's the studio doing the
Chronicles? Yes.
So to be taking on such a small. I mean, not to say that the project is that small, but like such an infrequent project, and then not do more with it. Like I think things are lining up and pointing towards a bigger thing, because otherwise it seems a bit weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would be a lot of money and time to invest in hiring all these new people. Just to like only do like a 20-minute every once.
Exactly.
Might only be 5 minutes.
And it looks
really
gorgeous.
know.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
if that's how the next Yu-Gi-Oh looks, I'm down.
Oh, of course.
I'll wait
dude.
a year.
Yeah, of
fine.
course. I know,
Yeah.
happily.
Exactly.
But it's the unknown thing that is.
I do think its only chance of coming back with Konami's animation studio is seasonal, though.
I
don't
agree
think there's a
fully.
Yeah,
chance
and I'm fine with that. I like that.
Well, I also think the quality of the animation will just be like we've seen in just the little snippets that we have. It'll be phenomenal.
And the writing should hopefully be better.
and again, yes, you would get more time in terms of like writing things together. You're not trying to, pick things up right where you left off right away. You don't have to.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then the ritual thing at the end of the show is always weird, like adding a mechanic, and it's like, yeah, and that's all, folks.
You could argue it wasn't even really needed to add it.
No, not at all.
Like it just wasn't necessary. But
Yeah.
What do you think, Pete?
I think it's the Konami point as well. Anytime you invest a major funding, starting an entire new studio, we've talked about. I just feel like it's going to be seasonal. I just think it's just It's not the way I want, of course, but that's just me being greedy. It just financially wise, for work-life balance of animators, it just makes sense that that's where they're going to go. I'm not too... Does it annoy me, the 25th anniversary stuff and the ritual stuff? Sure, but like Konami with their anniversaries, and I'm sorry to say, like, they don't really give a shit. Like, they just don't, especially for the anime. Like, they don't care.
Yeah.
And so... Any of that stuff that means so much to us as viewers means absolutely nothing to them. Like, and that hurts because it's like that is your product. You should care about the fans that have supported this for 20, 25 years, coming up on the manga in 30 years. They don't care.
Yeah.
As long as you're going to buy, 10 new packs over there on Master Duel, that's all I care about.
Yeah, they don't care.
So that is a frustrating thing. The ritual thing, yeah, I agree with Nick T in that way. Like, shows do that shit all the time. Like they just do. Where like they throw in a plot point and then you're like, this is going to be huge, and then it's like wrapped up or dropped or left or anything. Not to harp on brains, but we saw that with the Hanoi Spy, or even in the last season, it gets cut short, and there's what, like 20 episodes?
17.
Yeah, and there's this to me, that's a massive turn that in 2 seasons was our best friend, saved the world with us a couple times. Now he turns against him in his Solstice human form, and we wrapped it up in 17 episodes, called it a day.
Yeah.
Right? Like, so we've seen this happen in shows. I just have to have hope that Konami Animation is going to give us back Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime at some point.
I am right there with
It's
you, man.
as simple as the off-screen death, basically, of Spectre.
Yeah.
Just
Will-
the
will always piss me
off-screen.
off.
Yeah.
Yusaku's Link Sense was a very early ability he had early on in the show that never got mentioned after like
That was
13.
the one with like the storm, right? And he pulls the card out.
No, that was Storm Access. That was his
Access.
skill.
That's his skill.
The Link
Is that
Sense
what he
was
used, like,
the
a
Link
decent
Sense was him being able to sense things happening in the frames while he was in like the real world.
Oh, yeah.
And that's how he was able to like see Revolver while he was in the real world,
Yep.
but that never really got expanded on. So, shows do that a
There's
lot.
that one episode where he's like sitting there and like in the sky in the real world, it's like Revolver on like a dragon or
Yep.
something like that.
Yep.
I mean, I thought I was someone in Go Rush. I thought we'd get a little bit more on Yuhi and his hair.
Oh, that's an
They
unanswered
addressed
question.
it too, but
And
then
like-
they didn't really
and like
explain
they,
it.
they literally touched back to it and then
They're like,
just
"Oh,
kind of
you
left
remember
us
your
there
weird
again.
hair
And I'm like,
thing?"
God damn it!
Okay.
Like, why
Yeah.
didn't
We're
you
not
just
explaining
say
it,
it?
but
Yeah.
it makes
So-
you interesting.
Shows do that.
I've got 8 things for top 10 unanswered questions. I've got to find 2 more, but
there's
that
a
is one
lot.
of them. Yeah, that
A
is
lot
one
in
of
Go
them.
Rush for sure.
Yeah.
lot.
So that's definitely one of them. Yeah. So
No, good points.
Yeah,
really,
really good points. Really good points.
I want to, before we go to something else.
Well, before you go to anything else, do you have to leave?
What is it like a big tangent or like?
Well, no. So I think we.
Is it on the same track that we were talking about, or is it something else?
Right now, no.
Okay.
It's up to you because we're just gonna go through donations, super chats, but there's a lot, and thank you guys for that.
All right.
And I know you might have to get going, right?
Yeah, I do have to get going.
Okay.
I gotta head back.
Because it's late. Okay. We're gonna say goodbye to him, and then we're gonna.
All right. Goodbye,
continue.
everyone. Thank you for having me for
Yeah, JC,
the last time.
Legendary duels.
Legendary
baby.
Duels, last appearance.
Last appearance.
Legendary Duels.
I'm gonna see this guy for Jump Fest.
See you later, man.
We'll see.
Great seeing you, buddy.
You too. I love you guys.
love
Thank
you,
you guys
homie.
for having me. You're welcome.
Man. Talk sooner, right?
Yeah, man. I still want to do that podcast.
Absolutely. Text me.
So in reviewing the tape, it seems like that clip is almost exactly 2 hours. Into the,
Really?
Yeah.
I know somebody clipped it. It's got to be in the Discord
Yeah.
somewhere.
don't have much time left in here, man.
That's crazy.
It's almost exactly 2 hours. I mean, it is good. Look, I'm watching it again, guys. Chad, I'm watching it again.
Why would he?
And then I'm like,
think,
what was that? And then he's
why
like-
would he? And I was trying to ignore it. Why would he think that is a good? Get home safe. Why would he think that's a good moment to do?
I don't know.
All right, Cal, you
I
want
can
to go
see
back to some donations?
You got. you're,
Yeah. You see me go, like I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, so what I was going to jump to was,
Shoot, because he could be up there for a bit. So
well, Natalie came in and donated 2 very generous $50 donations.
yes.
And I wanted to jump to that, but we were in the middle of that whole conversation,
Yeah.
so I wanted to wait. But, Natalie, thank you for the $100.
Wow. Thank you so much.
that is crazy.
Appreciate that.
And I'll make Dylan come down here and at least sheesh into the microphone.
Yeah, at least.
But Natalie said, now these are my most inspirational characters. Here are my 3 top picks. Yugioh as someone who struggles with conflict, seeing Yuhi overcome this fear that he had in Season 2 was very relatable to me. Natalie went on and said, 2, Yuumu Odo, as a woman who is in a male-dominated environment. I found Yuumu being smart and being the first female villain to be very empowering to me and inspiring to women and girls like me. I feel representation can be lacking.
Extremely fair. Yeah.
Honestly, both very good points.
Yes.
I think that Yuhi, like you said, Yuhi kind of, everybody said he started off slow. You know, he kind of was struggling to find his way.
He got dunked on a lot.
Yeah, and then eventually
Yeah.
he was able to overcome that. And then Yuumu, again, being being kind of the brains behind the operation in a group full of dudes.
Yeah.
And then becoming the first female like big villain. And no, I think that those are both very good points and both very inspiring characters in very different ways.
Yeah.
I think.
I'm just confused. Yeah, and I agree. I actually think those are excellent picks, but she said 3 and only gave 2, because then she also donated another $2, which thank you, Natalie, for the
no
other
message,
$2.
right?
Yeah,
But
Natalie.
did not give a third character.
True.
I thought that $2.
Did she comment it?
Yeah.
I don't know, Natalie. If you have the third character,
Now I'm very
throw it in
curious
chat.
because those are both great explanations and great characters.
Yeah, Natalie, first of all, thank you so much for the 2 freaking generous donations. Thank you. I heard the Odo twins. Yeah, really, really cool. Yeah, Yuumu's great. And, yeah, I would imagine it's Yuhi, Yuumu, Udius, if I had to guess.
I would probably. I mean,
Yeah, unless
that would be
Joe.
my guess.
Yeah, but really cool. Oh, my God. Natalie, come on. Yeah. Oh, top 3 characters in Yu-Gi-Oh, not just Go Rush. Oh, yeah, obviously Yusaku, of course.
Yeah.
And thank you
But
for the.
she was also talking about like most inspirational.
Oh, okay. Okay.
that's
Natalie, wow. Thank you so freaking
for a
much.
third $50 donation right there. Dang.
Calabro.
That's crazy.
I got it this time.
Natalie, thank you so much. Thank you, Natalie.
Now here's my number 1 pick. If you didn't guess, Yusaku. Do you even know me? Yusaku's struggles with introversion and PTSD were very relatable, given my negative experience with PTSD and trauma. Yeah, I mean that's definitely
Definitely the character to relate to.
yeah, and that's I would say, like, despite all of mine and my criticisms of him, that is like an extremely large part of his character and kind of what drives that character and his emotions. So I think that's makes sense that you would relate to that.
I think it's valid. I mean, one of the reasons I love talking to different people and I love sharing my opinions as well is to hear what characters and what moments, what duels in Yu-Gi-Oh! What shows relate to who. Because there's a lot of people who probably look at Yusaku and don't like him, but there's other people that look at Yusaku and love him and see themselves within him. And I think that's a beautiful thing, and that is the dichotomy that we experience as human beings consuming media. And I think that is a really, really beautiful thing.
The what? Experiencing media?
Dichotomy.
What does that exactly mean in your mind?
It's either the condition where you have 2 different colored eyes.
That's heterochromia.
Okay, then in my mind, I think I got it right. It's when you have, like, you can have 2 totally different experiences consuming something or viewing something.
I don't think you have the word right.
Yeah, the word's dichotomy.
Oh, okay.
But in a sense, I would say that definition does like fit. It's like the breadth of the whole thing. So yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
close enough.
Yeah. But it's dichotomy.
Words
There's no
really. You're not a wordsmith.
I'm not a words kind of guy.
Yeah, you're really not. You barely know English.
I always say that. I've says, well, you want to read a book with me? I say, I really don't know how to read, so no.
You can't tell her that, man.
She's going as someone who also loves to read, right? Like she loves
Yes,
that.
she's a bookworm.
That's a You're very different.
I will say she's
the way I'll say
she's
that.
never actually asked me to read a book with her.
No, I don't think you could.
Well, that's why she doesn't.
No, but I definitely see it like if there was a book club, you would only pick a book that you know you could get an audio version.
like green eggs and ham.
I wasn't honestly going to scale you that low, but I thought you would pick an audio only book.
A lot of books.
Because I feel like that would work for you because they do voices and
Yes,
stuff like that. I
but
think you would like that a lot more.
Yeah, I still feel like it wouldn't catch my attention, but and she's suggested that
Is it
too.
just because like you're just a visual guy?
Yeah, I'm a visual guy. Books. Man.
he needs picture books. Yeah.
Wow. I was really trying to help you out there.
No, I appreciate it.
You bury it in yourself.
I'm
now.
not a books guy, but booking and reading is very important. I've always said that. It's very important. Have you been reading recently? And yes, manga counts.
I haven't been doing a ton of reading recently. Most of the reading I've been doing has been like accounting policy,
Okay,
For work.
that counts.
which is not fun.
Yeah.
So no,
Okay.
not really.
Natalie, thank you so much for sharing, and thank you for the donations. Very, very kind of you.
No, you just,
Thank you,
it wasn't
Natalie.
you. Trust me, it wasn't you.
Thank you so much, Natalie. Very, very kind human being. Cal, Why don't you come here?
You can't get over
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, mute that mic. Come over here.
Yeah.
We miss you.
Yeah,
I want
we-
to feel your warmth.
Yeah, I want to feel your warmth. Whose water is this? Is this?
I would assume JC's.
No, I think that's you. You had two.
You
I think I did it.
risked
You had,
it.
no,
like,
you had two waters. That's JC's. Empty water.
Yeah.
that was almost bad.
No, I know. Anyway, where were we? I guess starting from the top now. Yes, thank you, Natalie.
We started at the bottom. Now we're here.
No, yeah.
But except we got to go to the
No,
top.
the whole team
Yeah.
here.
I
I can't say
I
it.
can't do that.
So picking back up where we left off, then we have $10.01 Canadian from Pick Rick.
Pick the Rick.
Pick
Thank
the
you,
Rick.
Thank you so much, man.
One thing that never got developed further was the Darkmen. They seemed like they were going to do more with them through their evolution, maybe go their own paths, but they ended up staying in their lanes.
Yeah, it's a really good point, Pick Rick. I'll never forget the eye, right? The all-seeing eye, as I called it, in that ninth arc.
You were convinced.
I was
that was
convinced,
something.
and that was nothing. I guess it was supposed to be symbolic for like Yuumu's gazing eye, or maybe the all-knowing eye, or the all-seeing eye. But
Maybe,
yeah,
maybe it was what was the hat alien Cosmos?
oh yeah,
It
that
was
stupid
something
guy.
Like that,
yeah. Either
I don't
way,
remember his name.
I was pissed.
I like the hat alien. by the way.
I thought the Darkmen were going to like, and I thought that was even like foreshadowed in the Sub-US duel. But yeah, they never did anything with them.
No.
Never
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
All they really served as like were like the opposite then of the Valkyrians, like in terms of like life force in a way. But,
Yeah.
like, that was really it.
Yeah, it's a shame. They could have had some really cool stuff, but they just didn't.
Yeah.
So
You know,
my favorite
Press for time.
Darkman was Zayat. She was my favorite.
I know she was.
It's a
Yeah.
wild pick. But they did keep open the door of the time machine. Saving
Yes.
some lives.
Yeah,
they
They did make a heroic
No,
sacrifice.
I would say even though they didn't do much with the Darkmen as a concept, as a as a group, I would say the individual characters did see some growth in a good way. And
Yeah,
I was
definitely.
happy with that.
Well, the one went from mama to mother.
Mama!
Mama!
That's good. I can't do it. So
you
you
shot
did
right.
a good
so
job.
I had to make it up for
Thank
you.
you. Thank you.
Mother.
Yeah, he matured a lot.
It's mothering.
He's
Mother is mothering.
She's mothering.
Yeah.
Yumu was mothering.
That's what Vree does to you.
Yeah.
you for the dono.
Wow. We have $5 from Cyberpunk Chris.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Cyberpunk.
Chris.
Hey
I
guys.
couldn't wait for you to come and clear the cupboards.
Man,
But
what-
now you're gone and leaving nothing but a sign. Pete knows it.
it's after 11. I'm
So-
gonna start swearing.
Okay. Okay. Sorry.
It's a you know what, that song has been in my head in the last
a great
week.
song.
It's crazy that you sang that. That's been in my head
It's a
all
great
week.
song. Cyberpunk. It's the anime.
Remember the anime when we watched
Get
it?
away, another chance to feel what
Yeah.
you don't want to believe in you and never self-love.
Poor Rebecca.
That's what Chris named his
Yeah.
Chris named his profile after that. I'm guessing.
Yeah.
I'm assuming.
Oh, that's what. Yes. I just want to thank you. Hey guys, I just want to thank you all for covering the Yu-Gi-Oh anime all these years. Of course. These podcasts are always a good time. Hope you are doing well.
Thank you, Chris. Hope you're doing
That's
well.
very
Thanks,
kind.
Chris. Appreciate that.
What a good guy.
Chris, every time I see you on Twitter, you're always dropping some fire, man. Thank you so much for supporting also the spin-off shows and everything, man. We do what we can, and I'm so grateful that you are part of the community, and I'm so grateful that we have so many people that have allowed us to keep the Yu-Gi-Oh anime commentary going. You guys are incredible. Thank you all so much for the support.
For
Thank
some
you.
reason, I thought you were going to say, every time I open my eyes, I see you, man. Wow. I was like, all right, cool.
Don't wanna close my eyes.
Chris, thank you, man.
I don't want to fall asleep 'cause I miss you, baby. And I don't want to miss a thing.
Yeah. We have $6.66 from that man 666.
Thank you, that man.
Thank you, that man.
Top 5 Go Rush characters.
All right, let's hear it.
5 Udius.
Wow.
Okay.
4 to 3 interchangeable Yuhi and Yuumu.
Wow.
Okay.
Number 2 Zuijo.
Wow.
And number 1 Kwai Duel.
Yeah. Well, number one, I fully agree with.
I mean, that's a solid
too.
list, though. That's a
Yeah,
solid list.
I think UDS is very low, personally, but I
don't.
I mean,
I actually think those 5, 4, 3 should be higher.
It's his list,
above
to be fair.
Yugioh and above Quaiduel.
Above probably Quaiduel, Yugioh.
Besides Yugioh being below those four, I think it's a good list.
No, I think it is a good
And I
list.
agree with it. I mean, either way, it's a good
all-
list
it's
because
subjective.
it's so
I
subjective.
think I would
yeah,
put those
I
five
mean,
characters in that list.
In the top
Um,
5?
yeah.
No.
Yeah, I would.
Yuma wouldn't make it for me.
Yeah, that they compile 5 of my 6.
No, number one,
Only one of the
Yuumu
characters
hater.
is the
Because
Dark
he is a Yuma hater. Yuhi doesn't make it for me.
I
But
know.
Yuhi's right there.
It took missing an entire season of action to
Yeah,
become
hey,
the Dark
she did, though.
Meister.
She did it.
Well, she didn't miss the seat. I mean, she still dueled Phaser.
She would have been better off not being there for half of the stuff that they put her through.
She dueled Phaser. Remember how bold that
We have
was?
Is he in your
$5
top
Canadian
10?
from ETS.
Thank you, ETS.
Hey, it's SinCloud here.
Hey,
Oh, whoa.
long time no see.
We have not heard from SinCloud in feels like years. Wow,
yeah, maybe.
Thank-
Decades.
Yeah, well, not
Yeah,
decades.
year.
SinCloud, great
I
to
feel
see
like
you.
SinCloud, as of late, it pops up like once every 6 to 8 months.
Yeah, SinCloud. I hope you're doing well. That's freaking awesome.
Been a while. I'm still learning Finnish. I'm also learning Romanian.
This guy.
Romanian is much easier than Norwegian.
I would imagine.
I can't believe.
Speaking of knowing languages, Dylan can barely learn his one language.
Yeah.
So he definitely
doesn't
will
speak
not
English.
comprehend.
I remember though that SinCloud was close
Yes.
to being was starting Finn-ish the last
Yeah.
time that we spoke to them.
Yes.
So that's really cool that it's almost done. SinCloud, great to hear you. Great to hear from you, man.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
No, that is cool.
Yeah,
That's
really,
really-
really
Thanks for being here.
cool.
Thanks for
Also,
Thank
not
you,
only
Sin.
learning Finnish and Romanian.
Yeah, well, that
Like, it's
I
nothing.
Interesting combination.
yeah,
very
the fact
interesting
she's learning one is insane. So thank you so much, Sin. I appreciate you, and it's always great to hear from you.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for the donation. Much love. Thank you, and keep killing it. Keep freaking killing it,
We
man.
love
It's
that.
awesome.
Keep on keeping on.
We have $10 more from Philip Rosewood.
Jesus
This guy
Christ,
doesn't
Philip.
stop.
Yeah,
This guy's out of
Philip.
his mind.
Thank
He's
you
on
so much,
fire.
dude.
Up in here.
This man Yusaku was talking about bonds and stuff, and I'm like, bro, I watched you for over 100 episodes, and you have bonds with the other characters. What are you talking about? Yusaku didn't grow enough.
Well, I think that was the biggest issue for a lot of people with Yusaku. You can
Yeah.
speak to that, Nick. T.
Yes, that was one of my biggest issues. That other than Kusanagi, he didn't have a strong relationship with anyone.
Theodore.
Sure, with Soulburner.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you could say that's. I mean, there's like a rivalry, I suppose, there that I suppose fine. No, but that's besides the point. I do feel like that was like I understand that was probably the point of the character.
Yeah.
So we kind of two ends of the spectrum here, where we have Philip Rosewood and we have Natalie here, who kind of, and that's why we got a lot of different perspectives.
Yeah, I think it's wonderful. Philip is someone who didn't really vibe with Yusaku, but Natalie's someone who loves Yusaku, and that's why as long as everybody remains respectful, and I think everybody in the community, in our community for the most part, does.
Yeah.
As long as you all remain respectful of people's opinions, you can accomplish anything, man.
Wow. Yeah.
That's the basis of success, as I always say. Respect, determination, and just be kind.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you, Philip. Dude, I appreciate you so much, man. Thank you, Phil.
Yes. Then we have 50,000 IDR from ZX.
Thank you.
Thank you, ZX.
Now a new lore series begins with a boy named Medius the Innocent with Armegia as the first archetype and imprisoned deity as a recurring archetype.
Yeah, yesterday there was a new. I honestly have not looked into it at all, but I do know there was a new lore archetype that was revealed and released yesterday.
For the Chronicles?
No,
or just in
for
general?
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Got it.
So a lot of people have said, "Oh, that would be a really cool anime story for them to do." So, yeah, we'll see, ZX. I'm not gonna lie, I don't want to lie about it. I have not looked at it yet, but I am aware that a new lore series has come out for the Yu-Gi-Oh card game. So I am very excited to read it. Probably in the near future, maybe this weekend when I have some time, I'll take a look. But yeah, very exciting. And the Chronicles is one of those shows, man. And I've said this a lot, that can go for the next 50 years if they wanted to, especially if it's only once a month, or it can only go for a year. They might be done after Albaz. I think the future of the card game Yu-Gi-Oh really does depend on what the plan is for the Chronicles as well.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. And so we'll see. We should learn more info as it goes on. We have some link donations here, Nick T.
Christ.
Konami. Well, okay, I will say this.
Hey,
How many you got?
5, 6.
7.
Holy shit.
Well,
I think I'm gonna go.
yeah,
home,
go.
bud.
That's fine. That's fine. Go. Are you saying up or? I mean, if you want to go to bed, go. Because I don't mind soloing.
No, dude.
I love
don't
being
mind.
here, but
No,
like, I
no.
gotta go.
Yeah, no, I don't mind it at all.
You're gonna
I don't-
solo level a little bit.
I could solo
You
level.
and I can finish it off.
Okay.
No, I'll be.
Oh, you're gonna-
This guy lives here.
All right.
I got a long commute.
Pete's headed out. We're gonna continue with the donations. Appreciate you guys hanging out. Appreciate it.
See you Friday?
Yes, you will. And Saturday.
And Saturday.
Both
Yeah.
days.
Chicken jockey.
Seeing the boys so much this week. This is great, dude. This rules.
I am
We'll
Steve.
see you tomorrow.
Chat, have an excellent night. Great seeing you as always. Be safe.
Pete, I'll see you every day in the next 3 days.
That's crazy, man.
Chicken jockey.
Stop it! God. I guess we'll just read the last.
Yeah, go ahead.
We only have one more.
Yeah, go ahead.
Electric Kevin with 10 Australian.
Thank you, Kevin.
Thank you very much, Kevin. After a 2-week break, Horizon returns tomorrow with a 1-hour special.
Nice.
With a new arc opening and ending. That's
That's actually
yo,
really cool.
Pokemon
Yeah.
stay winning.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and then goes on to say, it sucks for never going to get another Yu-Gi-Oh anime ever again. But at least Anapoki will go on forever. I see what he did there.
Yeah.
Forever, because that's the movie Pokemon Forever with
Yeah,
Celebi.
oh.
I don't know if that was intentional, but that's a great movie.
Yeah. it
I
is.
actually have. I don't remember where I got it, but it was a Pokemon movie 4-pack in one like case, one DVD.
Oh.
Has
The OG.
no, it's none of the OG. It's like Destiny Deoxys,
Okay.
Jirachi Wishmaker, I think Forever, and is there one in between Forever and
I'm not sure.
I think Pokemon movie 4-pack. It's somewhere. Let's see.
Yeah, but thank you, Kevin, and we won't say never getting
definitely
another
wouldn't say that, yeah,
Yu-Gi-Oh
but-
anime, but I think we're just gonna have to be patient.
I agree.
I'll say a little bit of patience will go a long way
It does
for
go
us.
a
I
very
think,
long way.
Just-
Oh yeah,
just in general, you know.
here it is. It's Pokemon Heroes, the one with Latios and Latias,
Latias.
where Latias takes human form and Ash develops a crush on her. It's crazy.
I honestly don't know if
And then
I've
he's
seen
like,
that
"Oh
one.
my god, she was a Pokemon the whole time."
I don't
it's
think I've
crazy.
seen that one.
It's good. They're all good. All 4 are good.
Forever, for whatever reason, I remember that one.
Forever has time travel. That one's crazy.
And then obviously the original Pokemon, which isn't part of that
No,
4 set.
the
um,
Pokemon the movie rules.
Dude, every time I see, every once in a while, whether it's Instagram, YouTube, or TikTok, randomly that Pokemon movie, I'll just get a short or a TikTok and it'll be like, you know, this is where my trauma started. And it's just a video of Pikachu
crying.
electrocuting Ash to try to get him back to life. And I'm like,
I cry every time I watch it.
yeah, I'm like,
yeah.
damn, it's so true.
yeah, yeah. Dude, those the first like several movies are excellent.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah, the pack is Johto to Hone. Yeah, I would say from the first movie through even I really liked Jirachi Wishmaker. Are all great movies.
Was the Pokemon movie? Maybe it was the second movie when they like released like Marill and Togepi.
That happens in the short at the beginning of the first movie.
It is the first movie.
That's the first one.
Okay, because I remember that like that was a reveal. Like
Yeah.
the new Pokemon, we were
Yeah,
like,
they were
oh
already
my
yeah,
God.
they were in
Yeah.
it before they were even in
Before the game it came
Yeah.
out in the game. I remember that was so cool.
yeah, that was sick. And so was Snubble, I think was also in
Was it
that.
Snubble?
It was also in that, I'm pretty sure, in that first vacation opening.
And obviously Ho-Oh was in
yeah.
in the opening of Pokemon.
Yeah, even though it's not later.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cheddar Z pulling out Pokeblue. People still talk at the time were like, yeah, it's Pokeblue. Peekaboo rather.
Oh, Peekaboo,
but
yeah.
No, it's not. It's Meryl.
It's
Yeah,
Marill.
Donphan was also in the first
Oh,
movie.
Donphan, yeah.
Yeah, so there's a few Johto Pokemon that appeared in that
Yeah.
open. I loved it. Dude, Pokemon anime is great.
I agree.
To circle back though, I'm still holding that hope on our Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, unfortunately, I feel like the earliest we'll get it, and I know Dylan says it too, is probably going to be Jump Festa this year.
Yeah.
But I think that it's probably more likely going to be next year, unless the lore anime is not running that long.
We don't have enough information.
Because if it's coming from the same studio,
They're not.
or you're just going to go from doing that to then jumping into a show and the lore anime.
I mean, they can have different teams.
Yeah, but the studio's not like a huge studio yet, right? Like, so that's why I think you give it a little more time. You build it up a little bit more. You have this team that's already dedicated to the lore stuff, and then going once a month, it gives you enough time where you could do something else if you add more people to it.
No, realistically, you're right.
Yeah. And Mark, with your question about marbles, I don't know. I couldn't do this week. I can't do next week. And then from there, we'll figure it out. It's my busy season for work. So maybe they'll do a marbles with like Dill and Pete, or just Dill, or Dill and Nick T, or someone else if I can't do it.
Yeah.
But for me, it's going to be tough to do this month.
I'm feeling good on Yu-Gi-Oh! 9.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm feeling good
You sure?
this year.
I think next year is I would say this. Next year, if nothing was revealed this year, would be 100%. I think would be a 100% hit 2026 Jump Fest.
Are you ready for the next 2 Jump Festas, dude? Are you going to lose your mind like me?
I lost my mind about 6 years ago, but I'm ready to lose it again.
Did you read any donations?
We just read Kevin's.
Thank you, Kevin.
About
that one.
the Pokemon coming back with the hour special, about how Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime is never going to happen again, and then we said no, there's hope. I think if not this year, next year. Is my thought.
Yeah, I mean,
because I think Konami Animation is the future for the show. Personally.
Yeah, I mean, I also just don't like to speak in definitives like that.
Yeah,
because it's like.
Yeah.
As
Justin Bieber famously said, never say never.
Yeah, and also like I don't know. I think it's important to remain like optimistic and hopeful, not just with Yu-Gi-Oh, but with things.
Well,
right?
I mean,
with
you're
life.
Yeah.
Right?
I think if you look at things with hope, you can kind of create your own luck in a way.
Yeah,
and then end up making something happen.
It's deep as hell, dude.
Yeah, I'm just telling you how it is, brother.
Yeah, no, we do get like Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime announced. Yeah, I'll be inconceivable. Tears.
Inconsolable.
It'll be one of those where my hands are on my eyes. Caliber's trying to like pull my, like I just lost the championship.
Well, I'll just have to take over the hosting duties like I did when Sevens got announced, and you ran to the other side of the room and were laying on the floor face down.
Yeah.
It'd be much happier times for
Right.
this one. Yeah.
Konami Bootlicker, thank you for. Do you mind reading this? Can you see it?
Yeah, I can see it.
Because my voice is getting shot. Thank you, Konami.
Konami Bootlicker, thank you for the $2 donation. I'm so happy with the Chronicles. I am looking forward to donating all my paycheck and forfeiting all mortal possessions to Konami.
I hate
This
guy.
company is really awesome to me. I love this company so much. I am so excited for what this company can come up with.
God, I hate this guy. I hate Konami Bootlicker, but the only person I hate Konami Bootlicker more than is Mr. Konami. Mr. Konami also donated $2. Do you mind reading that one, Cal?
Mr. Konami, $2 donation. Konami Bootlicker is simping so hard for me. Also, why does this Mark keep wondering where I am?
These two, obviously in character. I think Delayed is responsible sometimes for them, but not all the time. This is like, Nick T, what is it where like multiple people take the same identity? What is that called? Isn't there like a term for it?
Multiple people taking the same identity.
Like schizophrenia?
No,
No,
because that would
like-
be one person. It's like
Multiple
there's
people take the
multiple
same
people
identity.
that donate under the Mr. Konami and Konami Bootlicker umbrella. And
So it's like a hive mind.
I actually
Yeah.
don't- there definitely is a word for it. I just don't know the word.
Yeah, I
for
can't
it.
think of it. Maybe hive mind is the right word.
I mean, that's
Because like
different,
hive
though.
mind is like a group having like the same thought.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah, but
mean?
they operate almost in like yes, but like that's like almost.
It's a group operating as one kind of. That's like the way I'm thinking of it.
Yeah.
But
I will say,
I'm
I am. You guys are getting a lot of great content. Obviously, we did 4 hours last Wednesday. We've already broken the 3-hour mark this Wednesday. We had CL last week. We had Legendary Duels today.
no, it's like
A
Otis.
lot of good content. It's
Multiple
like-
people is the same thing.
Okay. Hunt Goto, Thank you for the $2 donation. Guess the crew hates Chupataro more than me. No, I do hate you more than Chupataro. Chupa! Who do you dislike more, Hunt or Chupataro?
Well, I don't dislike either of them.
Okay, Nick D, who do you dislike?
Who are the two?
No, Chupataro I dislike
Hunt
more.
or Chupataro?
Who I hate more?
Yeah.
Chupataro.
Wow.
Chupataro's just more annoying.
So they actually, Hunt, you're right. I'm the only one that hates you more. How about that? Elaine, thank you so much for the 100 bits. Dylan, are the new shirts going to be set for sale tomorrow and whatnot? No, Elaine. So tomorrow I should get the finalized designs. So I will be revealing them tomorrow during the whatnot stream. But after I get the designs, then I have to like purchase the shirts from a wholesale distributor. So I think I had said it earlier the week. The new shirt designs, there it is.
There it is.
Love it. The new shirt designs. This is also a shirt that we have too. Yeah. The new shirt designs, which is going to be a Blame Lightning shirt and another Yu-Gi-Oh! Everything related shirt, will be available the next Whatnot stream.
Okay.
Not tomorrow's, but May, most likely. Oh no, almost definitely. But I should have the designs for you
It
tomorrow.
may be ready.
And then
We got another $2 from Konami Bootlicker.
thank you, Konami, and thank you, Elaine.
Dylan should sacrifice all mortal possessions to Konami for Yu-Gi-Oh! 9 to happen. I already do that. You should do it too.
Do you want to know something crazy?
What?
I would give away every single Funko if they committed to another like 3 shows, another three shows,
another like 10 years of
another
Yu-Gi-Oh.
10 years. If they committed to that, I'd give away all my Funkos, and you know how much my Funkos mean to me.
Well, I know they mean more to you than, our friendship, my opinions on the show,
Yeah.
a lot of those types of
Yeah.
things. So, yeah, no, that'd be big.
Yeah.
You weren't supposed
No,
to
he's
agree with
right.
that first part.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I would do it in a heartbeat. That's how much I want another show.
I think you'll be pretty pleased in
8.5 months.
I was saying 8 months, 10 days.
We are not starting that. No way. Elaine, thank you for another 100 bits.
Elaine, thank you for the $100 bits.
Thank you, Elaine.
Are you going to share the Jackbox Games scores? Also, send you 2 clips if you could please play them on stream.
So, Elaine, I am actually going to share the Jackbox game scores, which I shared them on Twitch yesterday. Elaine literally compiled every single stat for all of us playing Jackbox, like by game. Really cool.
Absolutely.
I'm
That's
going to
awesome.
share them next week because next week we're doing an After Dark Jackbox stream.
Okay.
So I feel like it just makes sense to share them at the start of that stream.
Certainly.
Yep.
So next week I will share them, Elaine. Also because we're a little strapped for time tonight already being
Yep.
this podcast went
It's
very late.
Yeah.
And then these 2 clips, it would take too long
set
for
it
me
up
to
to-
set them up with the window capture. But
We'll
do you
do it next
remember
time.
these 2 clips? We could play them. Honestly, playing them for the After Dark because there is some vulgar language in them next week makes sense.
Yeah,
So
we'll
them
save
for next
it. We'll
week.
save it.
But do you remember that one? Nick T's guitar was a Jake Goes Online joke in Joke Boat.
Vaguely.
Yes.
Yeah. And then that was your grandma you made a joke about. That was you.
Terrible,
Oh,
dude. Why
yeah.
would you do
Yeah.
that?
Probably something about not being able to see.
Elaine, I am going to show them next week because it's an After Dark. So I think the humor fits that more, and because it's going to be Jackbox. So we'll do it next week if that's cool with you. And thank you so much for the 200 bits, and thank you for compiling the stats and getting all of that together. We really appreciate it, Elaine. So thank you so much.
Yes.
You're the best.
Thank you, Elaine. We got a $2 donation from Tyler DeBoer.
The Mitsuko Man, as they call him.
Can you
Sorry.
Can you redo that so I can actually see it? Thank you. Tyler said, my personal top 10 Go Rush characters.
I know this. He's already shared it with me. I'll let you guys comment.
Number 10, Quaidul Velgear.
Cool.
Number 9,
Wow.
Zayat. Number 8, Kago Tamako. I hope I'm saying that right.
Access basketball.
Yes. Number 7, Yunagoha. Number 6, Zuijo Zulvelgear. Number 5, Yuamu Odo. Number 4, Yuhi Odo. Number 3, Epoch Kamijo.
Wow.
Number 2, Udius Velgear. And number 1, none other than Mitsuko Hiramori.
I will give Tyler, that is the craziest top 10 characters list that I have seen
Yes.
so far.
Yeah,
Agreed.
And I know he means it wholeheartedly, so I give him credit.
It's not crazy because Mitsuko is first, I don't think. I just think a lot of other stuff is just, you don't expect it.
It's so funny.
I certainly don't expect.
I agree on Yuna at 7 to the number. I agree on Udius at 2 to the number, but Quaidul at 10, and then Zayat and Big Sis Basketball being 9 and 8
I would say
are crazy.
Yeah.
But I love it. I love it.
I mean, the
It's
chaos
very
is
unique.
why I love it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very unique. I
Yes.
really do love it. Wow.
Yeah, it's ambitious.
It's very ambitious. Tyler, love you, man. Thank you for sharing. We have one from fellow Jets fan, Delayed on MTA. Hopefully me and Delayed will be getting omakase sushi. Omakase is a Japanese word for have it your way. Thank you, Delayed, for the
Burger King?
donation.
That's Subway.
No. At BK,
your way.
have it your way.
Yeah.
You rule.
Well, look it up. Omakase. That's what that word means.
Can you spell
Would you like me to? Would you like me to read this?
In
by the
1
way?
second.
Okay.
Omakase. What does that word mean? And it's a Japanese word. It's a beautiful word, by the way.
I'll leave it up to you. Yeah, and trust you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Good job, Dill. Delay, thank you for the $2 donation. If Dylan's not a words guy, that implies he must be a numbers guy. Well, how about we test this? Dylan takes the Wonderlick test, and let's see if he can score higher than Johnny Manziel. I'll donate his final score to sweeten the deal.
Well, I don't know what the Wonderlick is.
Oh, I can tell you. And we can actually, I would love to have all of us take it at the same time. So the Wonderlick is the test they take in the NFL, like the intelligence test.
Okay.
So the bunch of questions get answered. Ryan Fitzpatrick has like the highest score of everyone, which makes sense because he's an Ivy League quarterback.
Yeah.
What's his name? The guy that was on the Colts.
Andrew Luck.
Yeah.
No, surprisingly, he didn't have a higher one than him. But Andrew Luck's also a genius.
I know.
Same with like Peyton Manning. But yeah, but no, I think Fitzpatrick scored like a 48 out of 50 or something, which is like the highest.
Wow.
But no, that would be cool. I think you should take that. I'll take it with you on
you
stream.
Think you can do better than Johnny Football?
I don't know how Johnny Manziel did, but I will
Probably
say
got a 6.
it's crazy. I will say this, Delayed.
I was going to use an unsavory word.
You do not need to donate my final score. You do not need to sweeten the pot. I love the idea. You've donated so much to me, man. I'm so grateful for you. You're the man. And yeah, let's do it soon, man, in New York. Omakase, a.k.a. have it your way, my friend. That's what they say to you when you sit down and they start preparing the sushi. And by the way, the sushi that these chefs prepare, some of the best sushi that you're ever going to have, man. They got blue tail. They got Chilean sea bass. It's Chilean, man.
They're putting sea bass in the...
They got dude, you have stuff that you didn't even know was real. Puffer fish.
I know that's a real fish.
Yeah.
Pufferfish is dangerous.
But if you have the right man preparing it and you look that chef in the eyes and you can tell if he's got that passion for sushi right away. And you can say, I'm okay with this man.
I've definitely seen a sketch about a guy that opened a sushi place and serving puffer. I don't know. I have to.
I'll tell you this. I didn't take the risk of eating pufferfish.
Okay, did you trust the chef?
I didn't know the chef.
Okay, you have a choice.
I was in Japan.
Weir or Etienne are preparing pufferfish. Who do you trust more?
Etienne.
Okay.
And because he went to culinary school when we were in high school.
I like that. Okay.
I don't think I will survive either way. But like I think I'm gone. Yeah, because pufferfish are poisonous. So if it's not,
there is. I'm not even bullshitting it. There is a way that if the chef is very skilled.
No, I understand that
they can give you a piece to eat.
They do make pufferfish. Like you can go to restaurants and get it. I would never test it.
I think you have to sign a waiver in a lot of places.
Because the waiver or not, you're dead. If you don't live, you die. That's how it works.
A lot of chefs will like keep the antidote on them.
The antidote. Oh, is this guy?
Anyway, Delayed. We will do that on a stream.
So
that sounds. Yeah, let's wrap it up. That sounds like a really good after dark idea.
I'm saying that
for May.
because of the thoughts coming out of your head at this point.
Oh yeah, no, we gotta go. That sounds
The
like
antidote.
great after dark idea for May. We'll take the liquor wonder test. What's it called?
Wonderlick.
Wonderlick. Yep, beautiful.
What did you just say?
The liquor wonder. Okay. Delayed. Thank you, man. We have 2 more from that man and Kevin, who are 2 very, very generous human beings. Oh yeah, thank you, man.
I got it.
Thanks, big dog.
That man 666 donated $10,
and said, ranking my protagonists, not worst, just poorly executed. 4 Yuya, 3 Udius, 2 Yusaku, 1 Judai. Best with engaging rivalries to boot. 4 Yuga, 3 Yugi, 2 and 1 interchangeable at Yusei and Yuma.
Yeah, I like that top 3. Yusei, Yuma, Yugi. I like that top 3. I liked Udius quite a bit. I'd probably have Udius higher than Yuga, but I like that list. Ranking not worse, just poorly executed. Yuya, Udius, Yusaku, Judai. I think Judai isn't Jaden his most hated character? Remember we did the anti-Judai sub?
Yes,
we did.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, yeah, I mean, I know that me and that man's opinions of Judai do differ, but for the most part, I mean, I like best with engaging rivalries to boot. Yeah. Yuma had some great rivalries, whether it was Shark, whether it was Kite. I even think his rivalry with like Alito in that final season was also super underrated. Yuma was great, man. Yuma was really, really good. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, that man.
Thank you, that man.
I
Seriously.
got one more over
Appreciate you.
here. We got $2 Australian from Electric Kevin.
Thank you, Kev.
And Kevin said, Dill, would you ever make a top 10 favorite Yu-Gi-Oh characters video?
Oh, yeah, I think definitely, Kevin. I'll be honest with you. I think everything is on the table at this point. So if the idea is decent sounding and not crazy, which that is definitely a decent sounding idea, I think it's likely. So look for that in the future. We're at a point now where who knows when we're going to be getting another card game anime. And so the nice thing about now is, like, I don't need to, like, if I make top 10 villains tomorrow, well, I know that list is going to have some shelf life. Like, it's not like, oh, shoot, we could get a new villain in Yu-Gi-Oh! 9 that, like, smokes it and ruins it. Like, Quaiduel kind of made a top 10 villains list outdated pretty quickly, the one I made after Vrains. But that's the nice thing about the break, if there's any nice thing to take. And, yes, I am calling it a break, just hoping for the best. But, yeah, I like that idea a lot, Kevin. I think that's definitely something I could explore in the future. I'm going to write that down there. That's the Google Doc. It's a good one. Top 10 favorite characters. That'd be a tough one, man. Be a tough one. Judai would be on it for me. I'm sorry, that man. I really liked Jaden, but again, that's the beautiful thing, man. You know, we all have different opinions, and as long as we're all respectful, we can talk and chat, and we can talk Yu-Gi-Oh. This is sad. I'm actually more sad right now than I was, I think, last Wednesday, because it's kind of been fitting, right? Like, Dredger left in the middle, JC left in the middle, Pete left in the middle. And party's over, right? Party's over, and it's kind of symbolic of, like, hey, it's a wrap. It's the curtains. It's lights off. And there's something beautiful about that. Yeah. There's something finite about that. And there's something sad about that. And this is going to be, hopefully not the last episode of Talking Yu-Gi-Oh!, but it will be the last episode of Talking Yu-Gi-Oh! Crazy 8's. I can confirm that. There will never be another Crazy 8's episode. We have done some work that I am very, very proud of that would not have been possible if it was not for these two men to my left, Caliber, Nick T, and if it was not for Dredger and Pete as well, of course, and for all the guests we had. Dak, who is here almost every single stream, doing an amazing job modding. I am so grateful to all of them for taking time out of their lives to join me these last 3 years. It's been an amazing last 3 years, and I'm so grateful to all of you, amazing people who have donated, who have super chatted, who have watched back, who have lurked. Shout out to the lurkers. I'm so grateful for all of you, because without you guys watching and showing up and donating and doing what you do, we would not be able to do this. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you for what's been an amazing 3 years. And, After Darks once a month, the Chronicles podcast, and the Talking Yu-Gi-Oh! Show is debuting in 2 weeks, which I'm very, very excited for. But, we're entering a different time now in the channel, and I really, really hope that you've enjoyed these last 3 years, and I really hope that you stay tuned for what's to come. Thank you guys so much. Calibro, Nick T, I'm going to let them promote if they have anything going on. Thank you guys for everything. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you for letting us do this with
of course.
You. It's you say without us this wouldn't work. Well, guess what? Without you, none of this would be here. So
amen.
It's a big one for you. So, and you know what? Crazy Eights is done. Yeah, we got through, sevens. We got through Into the Brains, or what did we call it at the beginning?
I think it was Into the Brains. Oh.
Non-Yu-Gi-Oh fans watch Yu-Gi-Oh.
What a great name from the mind.
It was a great one. Yeah, it's a good thing I came into play here with some naming rights.
I'm glad, man.
No, but I don't really have much to promote here. Outside of just I'm appreciative of the fact that from just literally sending you a message about, that show looks kind of cool, it blossomed into a podcast like this that we've been doing for almost 10 years.
Yeah.
Since beginning of 2019.
Has it been that
a
short?
little over
6 years?
Yeah. Long. That's still a long time.
It's a long. It's a very long time.
And this is like the final one where we're all gonna, be together.
Be in New Jersey. Yeah.
There's
So
Yeah, we're
extra
gonna
elements.
we're gonna start figuring out the whole
remote.
the big time remote video sessions and stuff. So it's a new chapter, man.
Yeah.
It's when one door closes, another one's gonna open. So
That's it.
And hopefully it opens soon.
yeah, I agree. The lock on that door's pretty tight right now.
Ooh.
But yeah, no, I got nothing to promote. I just appreciate everybody that's here and watches every week and all that good stuff. Some of you have been here for a short time. Some of you have been here since I've been here and further back than
And
that.
longer,
So
yeah, it's crazy.
just thank you to everyone. And Nick T, say what you got to say,
Yeah,
brother.
I'm gonna say at the current time I'm not gonna promote anything, but I will say my piece about being thankful to have been a part of this for so long. It's been a journey in several different iterations, even before the podcast. Getting to join you at the movie premiere.
Yeah.
And then in that, everything evolved into another thing, and with every iteration we've had of this show, each place, each group of people, I've just been really thankful to be a part of it. Some better than others.
We've had a lot of members of this podcast
Yes, we
that we
have.
will never talk to again.
Great
Yeah.
people. But nonetheless, it's been a really great ride, and I look forward to being able to resume that ride in some form. Yeah. I know, that's not to say we won't be doing this weekly anyway in different regards, like whether it's an After Dark, it's the new show, was Chronicles?
Yep, Chronicles.
Chronicles, and then the Talking Yu-Gi-Oh show,
yeah,
which I'm very looking forward to. But in this format, in this very room, that's it.
Yeah,
and it's been a great journey, and I'm thankful to be a part of it.
Yeah.
Thanks to you guys, and thank you to Dylan.
Yeah, I'm very thankful for you guys, and Nick T in that humble speech did not promote his stuff. Nameling NJ Linktree. It's actually linked also at the top of the description in the video I uploaded today. If you want to find it,
go check that video.
I'm sure Dak will be putting it in chat. Huge shout out to him. Man, I don't even know where to start. To everybody who donated tonight, thank you guys so much. 3.5 hours. It felt like 20 minutes. It really did. These breeze for me. We are not leaving you Wednesday nights. We are going to be here Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, every single week going forward. I love all of you guys. I'm so grateful you've given me this platform. Whatnot box break tomorrow at 5 o'clock. Maze of the Master. Hope to see you there. Thank you all so much for watching. This has been the final episode of Talking Yu-Gi-Oh! Crazy 8's. Always looking back.
Yeah, he nailed it.
And let's look to the future as well. Love you guys. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you have
an amazing day.
Take care, guys. Have a great night.
Sayonara.
Good.